Hello and welcome everyone to episode 71 of the smobcast. So we got a bit of a special episode today. We are joined here today by our good friend Myst. Hello. Hello from places that aren't Finland.
True. Good evening. Hello. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, as represented by the cute Okuda Alter avatar that I
Yeah, and as
animated.
I said, I wish I was this cute in real life.
Yeah.
I'm not repeating what I said earlier.
Okay, now I didn't pick my avatar, but I do have to wonder why 3 out of 4 of us have female avatars.
Is Plushie's female? I don't know.
Yeah,
I've always seen it as like a guy wearing like bondage gear and a wig.
You think that's all right?
Yeah, it's not very masculine, but like, hey. Yeah, and I'm a Nintendo character. Hello.
Look, that begs the question: if to everyone here, when you play online games or when you play games, when you pick a character, do you pick a male or a female character?
That's actually interesting because I kind of go random. Like I remember when I played when I was playing Scarlet Violet, I picked the female. But when I was playing Cyberpunk, I picked the male. So
yeah, well, male V is so much cooler. So that's understandable.
I mean, he wasn't the one that got into Fortnite though.
Yeah. You most of them go with the female.
Erased.
I do pick both, but most of the time I just go with the dude in games, I've noticed.
Oh, you go with the dude? Oh, wait, am I
Oh,
the
true.
minority
Actually,
here?
no. I don't know what we should. Who here picked Gudako when they launched the game? I didn't pick Gudako, but
I don't remember. It's been so long.
I've left it as the
you
female
swapped around.
avatar the whole time.
Cringe.
Though it is sometimes when reading the story, I have to reorient myself in that it's referring to the player character when the gender is referenced.
Because I wonder if this like I know some people don't like to be self-insert. Some people do like to be self-inserts. Maybe that's
I don't. I
well.
I have never been able to like understand the need for a self-insert in a story, which is why I'm perfectly fine reading fiction where, you know, if it's a female main character or a male main character or what have you. I've never felt the need to have to self-insert into a main character.
I mean, it
like
doesn't
it's
matter
just
to
really
me.
cringe, honestly.
My self-insert in FGO is Gordolf. It's not doesn't matter which one I pick.
Yeah, as long as it's not Meunier.
Or
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's how it sounds.
Yeah, I
French,
was thinking
so.
the same thing in Ree's video. Who the fuck knows how his name is pronounced?
It looks like
Meunier?
Meunier.
It's like
Well, I mean,
French or
it's
something.
French, so
It's weird. Oh yeah, Ryou is allegedly slightly French.
Yeah. Also,
well, I'm descended from the French.
not spoiling anything. The thing that happened in Lost Belt 7 with them was really fucking funny when I first saw it, and I was kind of sad about it later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the second part of it, the part where they undid it. Anyways, no
That's pretty
spoilers.
fucked. Anyway.
I may be
Yeah.
descended
Look,
from the French, but I'm also descended from the Dutch. So take that as you will.
Wow.
And aside from that, I'm also descended from chicken thieves.
Chicken
What?
thieves.
That is what?
What does that mean?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, on my father's side, a couple generations back, one of them was a notorious chicken thief.
That is very cool.
Damn.
That's
Well-
a very cool like conversation piece.
Well, I had an ancestor that was like a cool British captain, so like I guess that really really goes to show our pedigrees here.
Since Myst is here today, I'll skip the eat dogs joke. So I got nothing.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Well,
Miss,
see-
tell us about your ancestry.
What crimes have they committed?
Or
Anyways.
wars have they fought on?
But no, I did actually want to ask, like, because, you know, a lot of stuff is you know, FGO stuff, but like outside of FGO or even like what kind of media do you preferably consume?
Like me?
Yeah, because I was curious. I'm like outside
No one
after.
cares about
It's like
me.
I've been on record saying I read I read a ton of Korean comics,
Oh my
and they're not
god.
good.
Okay.
But like and I read visual novels all the time. That's what
That's
I do
why
in my
he was
spare
late
time.
to stream this morning. He was reading a toxic manhwa, romance manhwa.
Yeah.
All right. I mostly consume anime, I think. Otherwise, occasionally like movies and TV shows too. Mostly anime. I used to play more games by my own time as well, but nowadays I don't know if it's because I've streamed for so long, full time. I don't really play that many games outside of my streams. Mostly just like gacha dailies and shit. I kind of want to get back to more gaming because I even got a new, brand new PC build last year. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start gaming now for sure. That's gonna be a motivation boost. I can run everything on my PC, but I don't play stuff. I'm just, like, it's so rare for me to play stuff by myself. It's weird, even though I like gaming.
Do you ever read visual novels or anything like that?
I do want to read more. I haven't read that many VNs, and most of the ones I've read are Nuki, I guess. But yeah, I do have read some actual good stories as well.
Have you read the Type Moon ones?
Not everything. I'm planning on reading the Tsukihime remake next. But
Ooh.
I've read a lot of them. I've read Stay Night, Holo Ataraxia, Mahoyoru. Is that it? Maybe for the visual novel. Do we count extra? 'Cause I've done that
Congratulations.
too.
You've read more than the other two people here, which means you're not a secondary. So
Wow, I
I've
made
only
it.
read Mahoyo just for the collab, and I bought the Stay Night remake, but I haven't played through it. So yeah.
Oh, sure, it's still nice to this day.
I'll have you know
I
that I
see.
started with Dean Stay Night, so that still says something about me.
yeah, it says you're a secondary. Or
Oh,
as we
well,
say,
when
a
you say it that
tourist.
way, it makes it sound like I'm like a bad person, and I don't like that insinuation, Ryou.
I'm gonna
mean-
commit another cardinal sin here. I started with Fate Zero. So there you go.
Well, I mean
I think that's a fairly
what.
common start.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that's where a lot of people say to start, even though you should start with like one of the Fate Stay Nights, because a lot of Fate Zero just doesn't really make sense unless you watched one of the Fate Stay Night routes.
Yeah, it was written. The source material was written in mind that the reader had already experienced all three Stay Out routes.
Yeah, it's like a prequel.
Yeah, who the fuck is
so-
this?
Yeah, it's one of
Emiya
those
guy? What a
prequels that is
dick.
meant to be experienced after the sequel, if that
Mhm,
makes sense.
mhm.
It's not gonna
Yeah.
destroy your experience if you do it the other way around, but it was written with that in mind.
Yeah.
I'll have you know, my first introduction was reading Fate Stay Night, the visual novel in 2008. So
What a
I'm the real.
what a cool primary
I did start
guy.
with the Fate route as well, but I got into Fate way later than you did. I got into it when Unlimited Blade Works was announced for anime, so that was like 2013, 14. So that's when
Yeah,
I
actually-
read the visual novel.
I actually because I actually read Tsukihime first, and then read Fate. And then no, Tsukihime and Koketsu Toya, which was the fan disc.
Really? You read Tsukihime and you didn't 120 any of the Tsukihime characters?
Dang.
Yeah.
Because genuinely I thought it was like so good, because that's what people sort of made me believe, that it is so good that if you read it you would like want to marry CL or some shit. So I was like, okay, you know.
That's what people say about the remake, which I haven't
that's-
read the remake.
That's just.
But I
Lost World
dislike
6, though.
CL in the original.
Damn.
If you ever see me say I don't like CL, it's because I don't like her from the original visual novel, which admittedly I read once in 2007.
Because
So it's
first I
been
talked to his Tog.
17 years
I mean, you're not
or
wrong.
something.
You're not wrong. But...
17
On
or
that
18
note,
years.
she was actually ranked number 2 of the most 100 Grailed servants from the new ones of last year that they showed on stream today. So
Yeah.
people
It's
do really
bad.
like her. Like, honestly, she was not gonna make number 1 because Parrish was always gonna be number 1. Let's be real. So being number 2 is still very
Dude,
impressive.
Phantasmoon making top 5 even though she only had a week to get on there. That is
Yeah, that's
pretty
another
crazy.
good point about the Tsukihime characters being popular. That is true.
I'm not shocked that Lohi made it into the top 5 though.
She's the only one that I myself contributed to of the 5 that they showed. I have 100.
I mean,
of them, Lohi.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's quite
obviously.
insane.
Yeah.
Um,
You know,
And then when
120
she arrives on NA, I'm gonna have a perfect copy for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean,
She's
it
a
was
great character. I think she's like one of the best characters they added last year.
I like
Yeah,
how
dude,
she
I'm in
yells
love with
the
her.
voice
Honestly, she's
lines.
so amazing. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
there's the bias, but yeah, still so nice.
I mean,
I
yeah,
think
she is very amazing, and it's kind of like interesting considering she's AOE quick and she's permanent. So like, the two things that people have kind of a stigma against, I'd say, for like characters, but she just ends up being so good, and it is nice. I like these like
Yeah, it's
sort of
nice that she's actually
stereotype
really good
breakers.
too. But honestly, even if she was the worst server in the game, I would still go for a perfect copy because she's that
Oh yeah,
adorable.
makes sense. Yeah,
But it's
Yeah,
nice that she's good.
yeah,
I always
that's always a
think
nice bonus.
that
Yes,
when
sir.
you go for grails, it should always be characters you like. It doesn't really matter if they're that gameplay relevant. It just so happens that the characters I like most of the time are gameplay relevant.
Nah, don't be too hard on yourself. You grilled Needle Alter and what's her face? The rats. I mean they're
And
both
then
good,
all
but,
of the
like,
rest of
for
and then all of the
what he's
rest of them
trying
are
to
like
do,
meta.
they're not
so,
that crazy good, but yeah.
like Creamhild, Castoria Berserker, Tonalico, uh, so on and so
I mean
forth.
it's a tough life. You always get sniped, you know? It's just
Yeah.
you grailed 100 arts AoE servants. That's not possible, but let me check how
I mean,
many
it
I
is
grailed.
possible if you give one grail to each.
Oh, true. There's like low
Oh.
stars as well.
But yeah,
I grilled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I mean,
6
I don't think
AoE
there's
arts.
100 of
That's
them
pretty
out there,
bad. Honestly, I think grailing 6 AoE arts is pretty bad. Two
See,
of which is 120.
Depending on who
to-
it is, they count for more grails. So, like if you grail Samurabuki, it automatically counts for 10.
I just
So-
realized that both of my 120s on JPR Arts AoE.
Damn.
Look, it's not our
welcome to
fault
the
that
basic
they-
club.
It's not our
Although
fault
to
that-
be
Dude,
honest, the other one can have a support MP on choice, so it's like half.
Oh, Dubai.
Oh, you
of
have
course.
BB
Yeah,
BB Dubai.
yeah.
Oh damn.
Hey, that's a good
I-
choice.
Yeah, I recall that.
Do you
Dude,
have
I'm
a thing for
I'm
moon
just gonna
cancel
give you a teaser.
specifically?
I'm gonna vouch so bad for her on the tier list. She's fucking broken, dude. She's so good.
No,
I
she
mean,
is
my
great.
copy is
Oh.
crazy, but
Amazing.
she's so versatile and good.
You
Yeah,
won't
I
be
agree.
fought on that, I assure you.
I think she is like if Summer Kiara's DPS form is better, but also as support form. So I really hope maybe she can get a buff during Ordeal Call 3 Recollection, but you know, it's just
There is only one downside to BB Dubai, and that is the fact that there is no way to change the default NP. So like you start in
start
support
a
and
support.
change to DPS temporarily.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
is the only negative, but that's like not
It's-
the big. It's not really a big negative, to be honest.
yeah, it's probably intentional, I'd say, because like if how do I put this? If she could
If she
start
could
at
start a
as
support, she would just be better
she-
to Mamo.
she would be, I mean, no, not cooldown reduction, but she would be like a similar like an alt version of, I guess, Castoria, because it's like party wise hard survival plus some offensive buff plus party wide charge, and the second skill also really busted. It's essentially I'd almost say a better like party wide invul in most cases, unless they have debuff immunity. Like skill 2 is insane, but yeah, like they probably don't want you to spam it that much, because like I think she would have been a great buff for like arts min turns if you could use her 50 battery for the support, but just for a second time, right? Like, because right now you're forced to use the 50 battery to transform her, even if you can afford to give her a starting chart C. So she can't really like double stack support MPs easily. But if you could, she'd be pretty nuts. But anyway, sorry.
And she was also on the list of the top grails.
I think what,
Um,
8?
She
Oh, yeah,
was
I think so.
7, I believe.
Did you guys realize the all the Valentine scenes they showcase are SSRs that nobody put?
Wait, wasn't Shufu one of them?
Joe Biden
Yeah,
took you to the
Shuf was
200
there
bits.
because of her voice actress.
Yeah.
But all the SSRs are it was Bishone, it was Hibiki Shikagi, and Tutankhamun. I think those are probably the 3 bottom, like in terms of people, how many people pulled for them. Not saying like
Wasn't
gameplay wise.
Tutankhamun like on some kind of a grail list at some point? Or
Was
maybe
he?
not.
Damn, that's
I
crazy.
I think
I mean,
something
I don't know.
before the
I mean,
year was over. I think something was shown. I forgot.
Oh wow. I mean, I guess I guess he's pretty cool. With the self-sacrificing MP.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know if he was really that meta though, because like they released Sojiro
No.
the same year, and Sojiro does pretty similar things. I guess
I mean,
he
it's
doesn't
just
have
a
like the team charge and
self-sacrifice.
stuff.
Though, because
But-
like, okay, I'm not gonna repeat my entire review here, but you know,
he
I
just
do
pulls
feel
out
like
the script and starts reading it.
Yeah, he's-
he can have 80 charge, okay, and he has party buffs. Like it's a lot better. But if you want to use him like Sojiro, it's very expensive. Not expensive, but like cost your team cost. Because like most of the times, if you want to use like a self-sacrificial support like Arash or even Sojiro, you want like an SSR support to come up usually for your other SSR, right? And that means you would have to have what, one support, two supports, and then your SSR plus 2 Tenkamas. You need 4 SSRs in your party at least, not counting the support, which is a bit much. Like
Bad for team cost.
Like Summer Kuro proved, even a 4-star is a bit tight. Like it's the same reason I don't actually see Sojiro used that much in farming. I feel like the cost is a bit too tight on that. But yeah.
On the topic
the-
of team cost, though, they did increase the master level this week, so we get a big
yeah.
bump of that, apparently.
They
you get,
did.
like,
I
1
thought
or
we were
2
getting
more
2,
points,
but
huh?
apparently you only get 1 at
One
level
extra
180.
cost, yeah.
What level is it, actually? Did you get it on?
180.
No, so you have to get the full 10 to
okay,
get
it's-
1 up, damn.
Oh, dude.
It-
I
It's insane.
yeah, it's
I
a
think
lot.
somebody got
I'm not
it
sure if
within
it's 180.
4
But
days.
yeah,
I
it's
heard
the
that someone
cap.
got in like 2 or 3 days. That's fucking
Yeah,
No, they're
dude,
crazy.
Like some Japanese.
Hey,
guy.
what they
I don't
do
even think they
is-
have FGA. I think he manually did that shit, which is
Well,
like,
what
I
they do
assume
is
it's
they
like
go-
multiple people playing the same account.
cool.
Even if he
Yeah.
didn't FGA, there's no way he like stayed up for that long.
So you know those nodes, like the super low AP nodes in Fuyuki, and you know how there's the CEs that give like a flat bonus to Master
Oh yeah,
Bond?
that's what they did.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
But that probably takes how long? Dude?
They
It's
do
crazy.
hundreds and thousands of runs. It
No,
has to be
no,
automated.
That guy
Also-
did it on Fuyuki because the screenshot he shared was on Fuyuki. So yes, the guy who got to 180 did it on Fuyuki. That's actually insane.
I after you have time refreshed, and I really like the picture of Psycha that they have when you open it up today.
Oh yeah, it's from the winter. Is this still Winter Caravan?
Yeah, Winter
think-
Caravan.
Yeah, Winter Caravan art. It's so funny because there is a Minturn comp that I'm currently there's a run I'm working on right now that has a comp that has significantly better RNG if I had 1 extra cost. But there's no way I'm doing that.
Well, you don't want to grind out a million
Well,
levels?
it only lasts for a month. I'm not gonna be able to get to 180 before the quest goes away. But
You can
Well,
if you have faith.
it's possible.
I'm not doing it, bro. I can't even use FGA. I'm on Apple. I don't think FGA works on Apple.
Hey,
but-
everyone who uses Android's a winner.
Damn.
Yeah. Wait, do I still like?
I think Plushie's the only one actually that uses Apple.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about we talk about what little we know from Valentine's? So, this morning
Actually,
we had.
Before then, I wanted to bring up one other thing that I thought was
Oh.
interesting.
Never mind.
And jumping back to the Grail list. Did you notice that like 4 out of 10 this year were actually male characters?
It was
Whoa.
Monte Cristo.
I didn't notice that, but that is surprising.
It was Monte Cristo,
Sojiro
Takeru,
and
Iori,
Takeru.
and Sojiro. So
What
it's
is
Isn't
like-
Takeru
that
is the
ambiguous?
most-
I don't think we can count Takeru
Look,
too much.
Takeru. Look, there's nothing. I played Samurai Remnants. Did you play Samurai Remnant at all?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
everybody-
know what's funny on the earlier topic of me playing offline games? That's the one I'm going through right now. Like I played I've now finished all of the normal stuff. I'm going into the DLC next.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good game, but there's nothing in there that leads you to believe Takeru's anything but a guy. You know, it's like, come on. So I'm counting him.
Yeah, but
in the male
like
character
in game
side.
wise, like it is still like not very specific.
Yeah, they're ambiguous
technically.
for they got to play the bit. It's an allegory.
Sabers
but-
are all Babers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of the DLC, I am a little bit disappointed with how they work. Not like the actual DLC, but like it's because you have to be at a certain part of the story in order to access it, and it was very annoying because like you have accounts that are just past that point, and you have to either start a new game or you have to loop back. You have to like kill the final boss and loop all the way back. I don't know if they fixed that because I
No, they
think they still.
definitely did because I
Oh,
see them
really?
all or like all four like on the digression list like
Oh,
even at the start of the game.
oh,
Well, the
And
good
I,
thing
cause
Oh,
I've
is,
played like
yeah.
the game 4 times now because I've been messing up with stuff. So
Well,
they're always in the digression list now.
the good thing
That's really
is,
nice then,
we're all
because,
left go
man.
players here. We're used to looping.
I love
Dude,
looping.
it's that's so bad because I remember I had to kill Musashi again. It's like,
I have like 100+ hours on that game though. I played that so much.
didn't you go for like no hit runs or something?
I did. I was doing I was
crazy.
doing no hit runs on the bosses,
Man.
on some of the bosses on the hardest difficulty, which was dumb, but you know, you got to do what you got to do to post a video on YouTube and then no one watches it because it's not fake Grand Order.
I mean, are you getting more views when you do min turns though?
Yeah. I mean, my
Really?
channel is a very small channel, mind you, but like,
Because min turns don't get views. That's just how it is.
look, I get it's not large views, but I get a couple thousand every video. So, you know, I take
True.
what I get.
That's
As
already
a- as
better
a-
than a lot of the Japanese people I know.
That is true. I don't know, Miss. I don't know if you see, but there's a Japanese community that for challenge quests and stuff like that. And there's a spreadsheet
yeah?
and stuff that they keep track of this thing, right? And like you can go there and they have only like a couple dozen views. So
I have
it's
one
like,
entry on there. Yay.
1 dozen views for
Yeah.
20
They're like these-
hour.
these like 20-hour resets, these meticulously planned out runs.
I
Like,
saw this.
it-
Hold on.
They do it for the
don't-
love of the game.
I don't even think you've seen this, Ryou. Hold on. So this is how they calculate the score, the bounty score. They have a automatic Excel sheet that queues
Oh,
Nao's Excel
gosh.
sheet, and then they tally the score. So this
Oh,
is
jeez. Yeah, top
So,
of the
yeah,
list is Gajuna. No shock there. And
Well,
then
I don't think
Cuckoo.
these are
this
sort
is
of-
for Ordeal
oh, wait.
Call 1. Oh no, the Ordeal Call 2, sorry. So this is why I'm still grinding the first run, because like if you look at the Koyan Dark one, it is very low because I haven't done the first CQ.
Oh
It's
man,
crazy
number
that-
24 out of over 400 servants. What a low score.
That's
It's
pretty low.
crazy that Kaza drops on there. I can see her on there because I think I'm the only one who's done runs with her.
Yeah.
No one
I
else
mean,
does runs
dude,
with Kaza.
Dude, 24 is low when one of the quests is Pretender. Okay? Like, it's counterclass. Like, you're supposed to be up there if you have counterclass. That's just how things work. Anyways.
But yeah, I think that's neat. I do like how it is a niche thing, but I do like how there's the Japanese community around challenge quest runs.
Yeah, that's
Even
pretty
if
cool.
it's not for
I
everybody.
didn't know about that stuff.
Yeah,
It's
they're a dedicated group.
ass community. So yeah, I mean,
It's the
but it
vindication I
is-
crave.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like how much we
And Ushiko's
derailed
is
of
not on there.
going to talking to talk about Valentine.
Yeah,
That's-
true. We're gonna
that's
talk
fine.
about.
I feel like
There's
I'm
really-
a bit to blame for that as
Yeah,
well.
there's really not much
No,
to
it's
talk
fine.
about with Valentine's,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
and what did they announce? They showed one image.
3 lock-on chocolates. That's
Yeah,
Oh,
we
cool thingy.
it is Kira Caster.
I really
Which
like
is,
the
not her
Now-
name, but it's yeah. And we see
Any
her.
guesses? Because I know Myst, you're more like
You're pretty.
Wow.
I specifically said I
Damn,
didn't want to
again?
repeat what I said. But okay, but you're pretty familiar with some of this Japanese culture stuff. So any guesses on the
Well,
character?
maybe not as much as you might think, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, just a random like any guesses on the character?
I don't have any name, but it has to be some kind of Japanese author they haven't added yet. It has to be an
Yeah.
author.
Weren't
She
people
has
thinking
books
like
as well. It's like a
Izumi
dead
Shikibu?
giveaway.
Yeah, and then the name is same with
Some
Sei.
people were saying her clothes from like the Taisho period, so that could be a big hint as well. Because like Japanese people were commenting on it. They're like they obviously know the
Mm,
designs way better. So someone from the Taisho era, probably.
She's
mm.
also
I
got goofy glasses. She's got the little
I really
swirly
like the
nerd glasses.
clothing design, but I hate the nerd swirl glasses.
Why?
I can't.
That's the only
It's a
thing
killer
that's
for me.
I
can't
kind of
like
agree. I love round
Really?
frame glasses. They're hot as hell. But anime thingy
Wait a
with this
second.
the swirly thing.
you have to see their eyes, right? Like
I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be for like a couple frames. I don't think this is, and
Yeah,
also
I think
she's
it's
gonna
just
have
one
more
of her. It's gonna be one of her expressions or whatever. It's I think mostly
Yeah.
you're like you see the thing on the left. You're probably gonna see her eyes mostly, yeah, instead of
Yeah.
the
Maybe.
swirly.
It's
It-
also
it's like
completely
Melusine's
possible.
funny face. I don't.
Yeah, it's also completely possible they might release a costume at the same time of this ascension without the glasses.
Oh yeah, it could be like a
They
minor
do things like
costume,
that.
yeah.
I'm 100% using the nerd glasses. It is funny.
I don't
but,
like the nerd glasses. People were like, "Oh,
I mean-
but Tonalico has the same glasses." Yeah, well, Tonalico doesn't have swirls on them. I can see Tonalico's eyes.
Actually, we can go through the animation, and I think she has the swirl, but it's
Oh.
because you see her from a side profile. You can still see her eyes because like from the little clip.
post it?
They didn't even show her MP, by the way, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
We really
Maybe because
don't know
true
much.
name, they don't want to reveal it. But let's see if I can find the clip of it.
Look, in the animation itself, the glasses have a swirl on them. You can see it
Yeah,
when she's
yeah.
holding them. Like,
It shouldn't-
why?
shouldn't
That
these
doesn't
be
benefit your
flooding my-
vision. I don't
Please
understand.
be flooding my fucking timeline. Why can I only find one?
Do you have a screenshot of it? I don't like.
Okay. Let me see if I can
find
find
some.
one that's obvious. But yeah, she has the nerd glasses on.
Like, look at this here. Like, she's sitting here carrying the nerd glasses, and you can see the swirl.
No, I mean not this one, but the gameplay. But I mean
The
you can still
gameplay.
see it, but it's pretty blurry. I don't know if I can find a good screenshot of it. But yeah, like
without the... Okay, but without the glasses, how do you guys feel?
I mean-
It's fine.
I mean it's a
I
typical
love glasses,
trope.
so I prefer glasses though.
I mean, it's a typical trope, right? Like she takes off her glasses, she's a completely different. Like it just warps her personality as well. Yeah. It's kind of a
okay
very very typical. I like
with
her
glasses.
art style actually. It's kind of retro anime. I don't know why. To me,
She does have a very 90s
She
hairstyle.
Yeah, it's a big 90s anime trope with the swirly glasses. I don't think they do that much anymore, but it used to be like pretty big on anime for like, those joke side characters.
yeah.
Like
trying to
Umino
remember-
from Sailor Moon, the loser kid from their school. He always had those
Oh.
glasses. He was like the goofy kid, the class clown.
Between the
Yeah.
glasses and the way her hair is, like, because I don't know how to describe it. Like, see how the hair it pops up and it like has very defined segments to it.
yeah, it's very
Like
bouncy.
it reminds me of some like 90s, early 2000s like anime character of like some female
For
character
sure.
from some
Even
manga.
the end
And-
of the braid is doing a swirl.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I honestly quite like the design. Even though I'm not 100%
Also,
sure how much
speaking
I'm
of
gonna
swirls
spoil
and
on this.
authors, did you guys watch the Uzumaki anime? It was shit.
Yes.
so
yes.
bad.
Dude,
It's
the first
Oh, it came
episode
out-
was
Oh,
fine,
right.
though, but
It was
then
fine,
just like,
yeah, and then everything else was so bad.
and then we lost it.
It is basically a slideshow. I mean,
Look, this
ever since Record of Ragnarok, I'm just like, you know what? This shit happens every now and then, and I'm gonna be very fucking disappointed whenever that happens. But,
so this is
That
all I'm
gif.
saying, guys. This really looks like this to me. Okay, these characters
We
look
can't
very
see, can't
alike.
scroll down enough.
oh,
Uh,
the
Yes.
Oh my god, it's the guy from Banter.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about. He's from Sailor Moon.
yeah, nerd
Yeah.
glasses. I really like that.
I remember watching Sailor Moon back when they aired it on TV in the West, and they were cousins.
Yeah, they censored a lot
They
of
were
this stuff.
cousins. Which is
Isn't
really
that how
funny,
You usually
like-
prefer it, Ryou?
Was that your
No, oh my gosh.
like MBR entry drug. I mean, they're yeah.
Look,
Was that
I don't.
it? Look,
Well,
everybody
no.
has a point where they started having the weird thing they're attracted
Myst,
to.
there. I don't know if you've heard, but they're gonna accuse me of being into incest. I'm not.
Well, I mean, you accuse yourself enough of it.
All I know
through
is that you get
trial.
accused of a lot of different stuff apparently. On the
Yeah,
regular.
look, I get accused of so many things that I've never
Because
done.
you thought
I
it was
am.
funny and you're playing into it, and you know
Yeah.
how people don't take they take
I've
things
never
too
played
seriously.
into anything in my life.
Man, should we like?
You
Man, we should.
voluntarily not remove the fucking the sensei. What's his? I don't know his title. It's
the
from Blue Archive.
character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's funny
he's
though.
right there. He's right there.
Yeah, it's funny.
Um,
It's funny how you just don't dodge the allegations.
But if you're looking to play a game
Interesting.
with girls with guns, I suggest Girls Frontline more because I played both and I think the second one is more fun.
Is that what you're playing right now?
No, I'm doing
Yeah,
TAs.
what was that?
Oh. Yeah, I keep seeing people sharing like Twitter videos in my server from Girls Frontline 2, and it's always
Is it
the horniest
feet?
fucking stuff.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
always speed, yeah.
Because there's a dorm system where you can like change the camera angle
Yeah, you can
But
literally position
it's-
the camera wherever you want for the background.
and you can set it
thingy.
as your main menu.
Have
But
you
if
played
you're
this?
a normal person, you just use the default ones, no? I'm joking.
Look,
I'm
but you
not
can-
gonna kink shame anyone, but like
Hold
me
on.
personally, I just use
Well,
the
I
default one
am.
because like each character has a default one, like this.
Okay. So they also got some craft essences. I'm sure one of these is something that Myst is looking forward to. We got an Anastasia
yeah, I see
one.
what you did there.
She's
Did you?
wearing her
It was
yukata.
funny because Akama and Kenji on the stream as well was they were like filming his reaction too because he does Kadok as well. It was like,
Mhm.
whoa, what is that? It's pretty funny.
Man, we get a lot of Osaka Behemoth.
I have to
series, but I
cosplay
feel like
Kadok
she's-
soon, bro.
Oh, that was the
nice.
cosplay.
Yeah. Yeah,
It wasn't a. It's
I'm-
not a.
It's for the
female, I thought it was
100K.
gonna be
Yeah, I
some-
always said I was gonna do it, so I'm gonna do
That's
it when the
cool.
play button is here.
So are you gonna get
That's
like a gray wig as well, or are you gonna dye your hair?
I was thinking I still haven't decided. I might go with the
I
wig
don't
strap
think
though,
you
but
should
I
dye your
I
hair.
am gonna like try and make it as accurate as possible. Otherwise, like I'm gonna clean
And
shave my
probably wig.
face. I'm gonna get eyeliner. I'm gonna do the whole nine
Oh
yards.
wow.
Eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking
said it.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's gonna
yeah.
look like crap, but at least I can say I tried.
And don't forget some eyeshadow so you got
Remember
the
to check
under eye
that out.
bags because he looks like he
Yeah,
never
yeah.
sleeps.
Honestly, my eyes are kind of like that by default. You can't see it that well because my camera is shit, but I actually, especially my right eye, it's actually dark under my
Yeah,
eye.
I found that
Oh.
glasses really help with that. I have pretty bad under eye bags, but it is really hard to see that if you got like glasses on. 'Cause it just
it
looks
kinda
like normal
destroys, yeah.
shadowing from it.
It's funny because it's true because my ex-girlfriend didn't notice that until I pointed out. I was like, "Hey, did you ever notice that like my eyes are pretty dark under like my eyeballs?" Oh, I never noticed that. I'm like,
Do you
"Oh
think
yeah,
that has
really?"
anything to do with like fatigue or just this is how it is?
No, I think it's always been like that basically. Like for me, there's just dark. It's nothing like even if I sleep well or I'm not stressed or whatever, it's always like that.
Is it possibly? I think with me, it's like fatigue from looking at screens so often. But I can't.
I
can't
think
do
I actually
anything
might
about that.
know
What the
why.
fuck else am I
Because again,
supposed
the
to do?
right eye is more like that than the left eye. I think I may have gotten shot there when I was playing airsoft when I was younger, and maybe
Oh
that's
my
why.
God.
Like maybe it broke like a
Wait, they
something
shot your
like
eye
broke
out?
there. Yeah, it was like it's under my eye. I
Ugh.
think that
Like,
may
I
have
may have
been it.
gotten
I used to
shot
play a lot of
at, well-
airsoft when I was a kid.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
got some issues with my. It might have something to do with the time that a kid shot a projectile into my eye, and it hurt for a few weeks.
Well, luckily not directly into that because we wear safety for eyes, but it was like just
Oh.
under it, so it's like on the eye bag part basically.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Airsoft is pretty cool.
But yeah, also
No, I
Marie
love
Alter.
airsoft. I really want to get back, but I don't know. It's
I
yeah.
live in a desert, so I don't like doing outside. I don't like going outside, so that's a no-go for me, though.
Oh, that's the whole point.
Um,
It's so fun. We had so many nice
Yeah,
woods and
Ryou lives
whatnot
in
in
the
my
sands of the
hometown.
Sahara.
I actually lived, literally my house was next to the woods. Like there was like a forest, and then the woods were torn down and houses were built there, and then I moved. But
Oh,
I used to
that's a
live up
shame.
in Washington, which in I don't know if that means anything.
He feels like the grandpa from
I've
Up
seen a lot of TV
that
shows that
refused
take
to
place in
move.
Washington.
Yeah, where it's like yeah, where it's like woody and it's wet and it's raining all the time. Washington was a very nice place. It is just unlivable because of how expensive it is.
You mean
So
Yeah.
can't live there.
Washington,
but it's a
D.C.
very nice
or
place.
Washington?
No, Washington State.
Oh, okay, state. Yeah,
Washington
because that's
State.
the one with the forest.
Yeah, that's what I assumed as well. It's the one
Washington
that's
State.
Always
is it
gotta
like it's like
clarify.
above California, right? Like top left of
Yeah, it's above
USA?
Yeah.
Oregon. It's the one. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
second
California,
most,
then Oregon, then
second
Washington.
most north.
It's like the
West.
Washingtons are on the complete opposite ends of each other.
Yep.
Yep.
And they're completely opposite
Still trying
weather
to
and
get
stuff
used
like
to
that too.
Used to like America geography. I have no idea where things are.
I did
you
like
telling me? I
a
don't know
quiz
what
at
the
one
middle
point
states
ages
are.
ago on stream where I had to name as many states as I could. There's like, what is it, 51 or 52 or something? And I think I
There's
got
50.
like I think I got just under half or something.
I got shamed for not
there's
remembering if it
51
was
if you count
49 or
Canada. Okay,
50.
I'm joking.
No.
Oh, no,
Well, here's the thing.
stop. No.
If you count the U.S.
Stop.
territories, like we can count Puerto Rico, as a U.S. territory, and that's. But no, there's 50 United States. But see, that's the thing. Is like if you show me a map of Europe and say how many of these can you name, I'm gonna look at that and go, all right, there's France here somewhere, and I think Germany's next to it.
I'm still shocked people can't at least do the big countries, like the famous ones.
Look, I vaguely know like there's Britain, which is an island, and then there's France, and then Germany's like to the right of it, and then
Gee.
Spain's somewhere to the
Could-
left, and Portugal's
Germany's
attached
literally
to
the
it.
middle of
Do you
Europe.
know
Spain is the
Oh
bottom.
well, you know what?
Yeah, and you know how
Spain
to
is
you
at
know how
the
to spot Italy,
place.
right? It's the
What?
yeah, because the peninsula.
Yeah. it's the
Open a book.
peninsula,
I
it's at the
refuse
bottom.
to open
With-
books. Hold on, I'm opening a map
Well,
of Europe.
Well, you see, saying bottom of Europe, that's not really that helpful because, like, at the bottom of Europe, okay, now you
Okay,
got the top
look,
of Africa.
I was right. You said Germany's in the middle, but here's the problem. I
He
know where
doesn't
the
count
United
the
Kingdom is, and then you
Eastern
go directly
Europe.
below it and is France, and then next is Spain and Portugal and Germany. After that, you've lost me.
He doesn't count.
Oh, honestly,
East
I don't blame you
Europe.
too
They're-
much
they're
for not
real
being able to do the
European.
eastern side. There's a lot of countries there.
Yeah,
Like-
they're not real European.
Now, what I didn't realize
take no
is
offense
that
to that.
Belgium and the Netherlands are between France and Germany.
Oh.
So I
And then
didn't
you
know
have
where
the countries
those
that
were.
are so small that you can't even see them on the map, like Andorra, Luxembourg, stuff
Oh,
like that.
Luxembourg, yeah.
Yeah, you can't even see them on the map. They're so tiny.
Yeah, no. European.
spot the Isle of
that's why I'm
Man.
like. That's why I'm like, oh, you don't know states? Well, how dare you? It's like that's such a. I mean. Yeah, no. It's like who expects someone to know all the states? That's a crazy
You only
thing
stay
where
in
someone's
one
like,
anyways. Yeah.
what?
I mean, you only stay in one anyways. Why do you need to know about the others?
I mean,
Well,
sometimes
maybe you have
leave
family
others
that
stay-
stays in other ones.
I
So
can't
you'd
even
have to
try.
remember 3.
See, I don't need to because I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien though.
It is.
It's,
It is
he's
crazy,
legal.
though, when
Don't
you have to deal.
don't
with,
take
like,
him away
other
from us,
states.
man.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so funny because I remember I remember telling people I had like in my server that the school pays me, like it's a public school, and then they're like, I'm calling the ICE on you just because you're taking my taxpayer money to whale on FGO.
But we're still by spending money in FGO, we're saving the Japanese economy by giving
Yeah.
our Western dollars to Japan. Where
Yeah,
I'm saving
I'm
the
saying-
Japanese economy.
The day they do the Nintendo Online thing for Aniplex Online, Oh man, things are gonna go back to being super expensive for me. I really hope that doesn't happen. Yeah.
So I'm now looking at maps, by the way, and I'm just realizing
What
how
are you?
small
Were you
every
looking
country in
at
Europe
your
is.
Twitter follows?
Yeah, some countries are pretty small.
Like like the state I live in, Arizona, is bigger than pretty much any of these European countries by multiple.
Yeah,
things.
USA is like the size of Europe, honestly, around there.
USA is huge.
I'm just not used to like concepts like this because I'm from a small Asian. I can't even say country without getting political, which is fucking hilarious. But small
fuck
Asian
China.
area. There you go. Yeah, like public transport here is not that good. I mean, people did fearmonger me into not doing it because they keep telling me like, "Oh, you're gonna take the metro? You want to get robbed?" I'm like, is it really that bad? But I decided to be rather safe than sorry, so I didn't. I don't really use that resource, so
Yeah.
I should probably get a driver's license, but a big problem is parking spaces. I can't really get cheap parking spaces here.
Meanwhile, I've had
student
a
housing,
license since I was 18, but I have never owned a car. I've driven one, many though.
I have
True, I guess I
owned a
could get
car.
it just in case.
Yeah,
I did
own
actually
a car
miss out
too.
on job
I've had one since I
opportunities.
was 18.
Same.
Because like one of my, I remember when I got my first job, which was working at Walmart, by the way, which was
Humble beginning.
crazy.
The American
Damn.
dream.
I didn't know
Yeah, the
Walmart was
American
that
dream.
old.
I worked at I worked in the pet section of Walmart, which was, they sold fish there too, which was crazy. But I remember I didn't have a car, and my parents, because my family it's a family of 8, right? So we had a van and an SUV, and this was during the time when gas was like $4 to $5 a gallon, because it was one of those like pricey things, and I was like, oh great. And so I spent like so much money on just gas on an SUV that gets like 7 miles to the gallon.
Oh.
I don't know what that is in kilometers, I'm sorry, but it wasn't a lot. It's not a lot.
Damn.
It was
So so when you worked
there's
in the
some
pet
of-
center, did you ever have to repair any horse carriages?
Wow. He's old.
No,
Get it?
we
'Cause he's
didn't
old.
deal with the horse. I'm not
Okay.
that old.
Someone's
Thank
gonna
you
pull
very much.
by their wagon where the horses are pulling.
But yeah,
My
I
past
do
the,
recommend.
Snake River
Ford
in
had in
Oregon.
fact invented the motor vehicle. The war was still ongoing, but we're using horse-drawn carriages no more.
Did you get the
Dude, that
point
sea
of-
with Andromeda is really hot. I love the clothes.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
It's so
she
good.
once again is getting a swimsuit without actually getting a real swimsuit.
That's a good thing because
Percentage
she's
of
never getting a
balance.
real swimsuit, dude. I'm sorry.
I don't know. We've had
Oh.
some really random summer servants over the years.
Yeah, they gave Talalak a summer form.
I'm
She's
telling you,
not
I
that-
still
She's
peaked.
really
not
popular
random.
though.
She's
I
super
peaked
popular.
She's
last
really
year
popular,
with
but
She's
with
more popular.
Andromeda.
like they have to
popular
make
than
her summer
Cuckoo.
form terrible.
Like when they made before the last year's summer where she got one, they not too before no, too much before that, they showed a poll of like the most desired swimsuit servants, and I think Eresh and Tlaloc were number 1 and 2. Like that's crazy.
And
Like
they
of
got her.
all servants, Tlaloc was number 2 or something. At least top 5. I forgot the exact
Yeah.
number. So
It's
yeah,
actually
people really love her.
crazy how popular she is. I guess the
Which-
dynamic of like is this even spoilers? Like she gives you a like a
An
construction contract or something as like it's really funny.
Yeah,
It's always funny when she emphasizes how she's real estate. Yeah, it's just really funny.
So when you move it in,
Yeah, when are you moving?
Yeah, she gave me a certificate of moving to the moon the other day. It was
I will say,
interesting.
why did they have to make? And I've says for Myst. What is? Do you think that the summer version of Talalak is good, or do you think she's?
I haven't used too
badly
much. I kind of
designed.
forgot how she even works, I'll be honest.
That's the thing.
Fair.
She doesn't.
She does.
She
Look,
is, she is,
She
I
is
think,
not
one
that
of
bad.
the worst designed kits I've seen. Like,
Well, the
I
problem
don't
is
think-
like
Past couple years.
it's a moon cancer, so unless she does something really special, she's already gonna be average at best because the class sucks.
she's just a taunt fodder with return taunt with good.
She
I
is
mean, not
taunt
taunt
fodder.
fodder. It's kind of hard to
Yeah.
kill her actually, but
Yeah, she's a good taunter. That's like her thing. Like, we haven't had a like good 3-turn taunter that is designed to be more support oriented in a long time, and that's what she is. Up until Daeon's recent buff,
Yeah,
she
they
was
buffed
basically a
Daeon.
better version of Daeon. So
yeah.
and then they
but-
buffed Daeon, and now you're like, well.
I mean,
now
you're
what?
still not using Daeon. That's not who we're getting
Well,
here.
True.
yeah,
Well,
you're
let's
not
be
using
honest.
that. You're not using that unless you have like buff removal problems.
Yeah.
I used them on the Durga Super Recollection quest the other day. It's very good for that because she starts
Andromeda-
spamming buff removal. It's nasty.
Andromeda does not count as supportive taunt. All of
Oh,
her
no,
taunt is
no,
like if
she's-
she gets hit, she gets a
Yeah,
bunch
she's
of
more
offense.
selfish, right?
Yeah,
She does
Yeah.
protect well, but she does mostly thinks of herself.
yeah, she takes hits to loop instead of taking hits to prevent other people
She
from
gets
dying.
like a bunch of crits when that happens. I mean,
God, her
it's still
gameplay
pretty
is so fun.
unique.
Also, she's on screen.
I got recognized by Senpai last year, essentially. No, not
Oh,
really,
yeah,
but like
yeah, lack.
Lack retweeted my run, and I was like, oh man, that's cool. It was an Andromeda solo. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of use for her throughout the year afterwards. But you know, I like the concept of the kit at least. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
she won't
there
get a
someone in
summer
the chat that has a vendetta against you about a Herc take or something? I'm just reading the chat. It's
Oh,
really
that
funny.
was yesterday. I don't know.
Oh,
that-
that was
that
this
was-
morning. Oh yeah,
this
some
morning.
some person logged into Discord on his PlayStation,
PS5.
and he was
Yeah.
yeah. I had him
Screaming about how
muted
Herc
because I
doesn't
was
have an
streaming.
ult.
But
No, it's so funny because he went through the entire Stay Night cast, and then I was like, okay, there's no way anyone is like more bullied or like less relevant in the Stay Night cast for in terms of FGO attention than Medea. But then Medea actually has an ult as well, so Herc is
Yeah, but
only-
yeah,
Saki
and no one,
Gojiro doesn't
yeah,
have
and
an
then the alt is also kind of scorned. So like Herc is at least really good.
Yeah, Herc
Yeah.
Herc also has the like arguably one of the best bonsies. It's just like the one of the unique ones because most bonsies are pretty bad. Like especially after they announced the Grand Grab thing, and I looked through most of the bonsies in this game, and it's just it's just most of
dude,
them is just pretty.
No, most of them are
sticky.
just card auras or something. They're so boring.
Yeah, most of them are just card auras, anti-trait auras, star gen auras. Like man, it's really lame.
Yeah, for grand
I will
stuff, you
say-
probably prefer like utility, basically.
Yeah, and more selfish for your DPS, but I don't know. It's
Ones from the past year, I think, have been a little better.
oh yeah. I mean they.
Yeah,
I feel like they
except the one
definitely
Summer
start
Tlaloc
making-
has, she has Team Anti Supergiant. It sucks so much. I
Oh,
hate it.
man. I
It
mean,
could have
I
been
feel like
anything else.
for SSRs, they definitely try to build it around their kit. Like Alice is very obvious. Alice and Alco, both theirs are very
Oh,
obviously
Algos is
built
so
around their
nice
kit.
with the bullets.
Yeah, so those are really nice, but it's just like earlier bonsies are usually. I feel like they don't really put any thought into it. Herc is,
And some of them are like
unique.
boring effects, and then they're also horribly mismatched. Like John's Bonsi is an AoE Buster aura. Like what the frick, dude? Come
Oh
on.
yeah,
John?
And to pair with that, they gave her an AoE arts buff.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it Buster? What's the thought
No,
process?
it's so
here?
weird.
isn't Asterios quick?
Yeah,
Yes.
Asterios is
Oh,
an AoE
God.
quick buff.
Like it just
and
it
it's
just
funny
makes zero
because
sense.
because
Well,
the only character
Sherlock
that's
Holmes-
related to him that came out is an arts servant. So
Uriel,
it's still
yeah.
not.
Sherlock
Well,
Holmes
actually,
is
two of them. Yeah,
10%
because there's
quick.
also Theseus.
Comma is the worst. What is commas? Anti-charm? I assume it's anti-charm.
Uh,
No,
Or is
Sherlock
it-
Holmes is 10% quick for some reason.
Comma?
some credit.
well,
10%
no,
quick.
No, Sherlock Holmes.
is
Sherlock
comma one of those
Well, at
ones
least
where
Sherlock can
it's
be
like
kind of universal
chance
as
to
a
apply
support that gives
something?
you invul pierce and ignore
True.
defense.
It is interesting. Sherlock's job
Already
kind of got
quick.
replaced
Oh
by.
my
Jane.
god. I know why he said Kama's the worst. So Kama's is 15% party-wide quick performance up, except self, and party-wide critical damage up,
Oh.
except self.
Why?
Soulless. I don't know. It's so bad.
Especially now that she's
God.
even better at soloing.
Yeah. I mean, see, you lose a little bit on the Bonzi, you win like a lot on the MP upgrade, I guess.
Yes.
So
My favorite
True.
assassin
Honestly, I
support.
would take that trade off any
Comma.
day.
yeah. The
Look,
MP
it depends on
upgrade's
what other
ridiculous.
bonuses the grand system gives. Like, because all we know so far about it is that it gives that lets your Bonsies active as a passive, right? For
Yeah,
them?
and you need to grow them to 100. But they
it has
made
to
it
be
very
growed to
clear
100.
that no servant coins are required, because if they say anything about
God
servant
bless.
coins, I think Tucson's gonna have to do some crazy apology
He's gonna go into
video.
early retirement.
Yeah, it's man.
If he makes it there.
You know that probably because these systems are probably designed well ahead of time. Probably in the first draft, appends were required.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
guarantee you, in the
decent
first
chance.
draft of the system, they wanted appends.
Yeah. You know that meme where like a bunch of people are having a meeting and one of them gets like thrown out the window? The whoever brought up servant coins after anniversary gets thrown out the window. No. Is there any use case for Kama's Bonsi as a grand? No. If because I do actually have her 120 now. If I choose to grand her, I will intentionally not equip my Bonsi just because who gives a shit. I mean, I guess it's 500 attack stat, right? I don't even know if it actually
It's 100 attack
gives the
stat.
attack.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
100 on
it's not
both
100,
stats. It's so bad.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's also some command codes here. They gave us
We don't know what they do,
descriptions, but they didn't say anything about what they do.
I'm surprised
probably
two of them
guess
are
them.
related to Say, though. I mean, she's a Valentine servant, but two of in the same event is kind of. Has that ever been done before?
No, I
I think this
do
servant is
hope she gets
probably.
buffed though.
I mean, this servant is
Oh.
very obviously heavily related to Sei because they're both Kira something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So.
But why
it
not
does-
like? Why isn't the umbrella? Because Murasaki has one too. Why is it not like Murasaki's umbrella? I don't get it. Like, why is it double Say for these CCs? And like,
Who
she
knows?
is also an author who would be related. Like, and she's also
True.
a Valentine servant. Like, why is it double Say instead of like Murasaki and Say?
They're both gonna be anti-shadow servant. Just
Well-
just wait.
well,
It's gonna be horrible.
My guess for this one is it's going to be 15% special attack against Shadow Servant, then the neutral servant, then Manservant, which is actually a
And Benny
pretty
and
nice
Myster
combo.
anti-love, anti-evil, and chaotic.
I mean, we already had that.
Yeah,
for
and there's
Myster one,
probably
yeah.
like 5% charge as well.
No,
Like,
I
not
hope
charge,
it's...
but NP gain.
No, they could do
No.
one thing though. They could do buff
sorts?
more resist.
No, dude, it's
Another ring, another ring, another ring,
Yeah.
another ring, another ring.
yeah. So now you can bank off of a 20% chance instead of a 10%.
You have
chance.
no idea how high 20% is.
Look,
20% is so fucking like.
This is a play on a quote by Yoda. Okay, you either proc or you don't proc. There is no
Exactly.
20%.
Dude,
There's no
the
10%.
ring-
It's just
the
yes or
ring
no.
Is required for. Actually, no. I think I've only ever done like one run that is required for ring. What is this? Oh yeah, the meme. There you go.
That was fast.
And then
I gotta do what I gotta do.
these are the new servants that get chocolate. We all know the new servants that get chocolate.
Yeah, they're gonna put the entire script for Mahoyo 2 and
Wait,
across
scroll
the
up there.
three-
So, yes, no, keep on the image of the listing of the servants. So, yes, we were discussing this last night. What they're going to do is they're going to put in between Alice, Sojiro, and Alco, it's going to be like 10 hours. It's going to be the entire script of Mahoyo 2. You just got to
Yeah.
read them in a certain sequence.
and
it's
they're gonna
add
put
10
Red Garden
10
in.
gigabytes
No,
of voice lines.
dude. The Tsukime fans really wants FGO to end service because they believe that that will get him to start writing Red Garden. So it is hilarious.
Well,
What if they tease
Nasu,
it?
Nasu's hasn't finished Red Garden, not because of FGO. Because if FGO was keeping him and he wasn't able to write, Nasu wouldn't do things like suddenly rewrite entire, Lost Belt story chapters 6 months before the due date, right? He'd keep a better schedule than that.
Oh yeah,
But
Hakuno
nothing's
counts
stopping
as
him
different.
from going on a crazy bender and riding Red
That's
Garden in like a week and a half.
Sorry, I just realized that's why they let you get the other Hakuno right before Valentine's instead of waiting until Ordeal Call 3 Recollection.
Oh,
because it's before
So you can
Valentine.
get
Yeah,
both.
it's like that's the
Yeah.
good timing. I forgot about that.
So, Myst, which one of
Myst.
these are you looking forward to the most? I'm assuming it's Loki.
Yeah, he would be
Yeah,
number
sure.
one for sure, and then Golden BB for sure as well because the earlier topic. But otherwise, I really want to again. You guys were joking about it, but I'm really interested of the Mahoyoru characters because I really enjoyed Mahoyoru the visual novel. So if there's any hints about potential Mahoyoru 2 being a thing, then I'm all about it.
Those are going to be the high effort ones. I know it.
I hope the Marie Alter one completes the date. I mean,
Well, if
okay,
if her gacha sees anything to go by the 5 star,
Yeah.
if they show for this event, yeah, it's school uniform, rooftop, chocolate. I mean, come on, dude.
yeah, let's go.
I'm shocked that's not a costume because my biggest problem with Marie Alter is I think her MP animation's ugly, but also I don't like her other two
She says
ascensions.
Ligma balls.
I'm also
and
on that though.
gets
I'm
snapped.
shocked that we didn't get like a bunch of school outfits of OC2 because of the Jolter and whatnot. Like people, it would be such a big hit. Like people would be all about it. So I'm surprised we got no costumes of it.
Where
They
is
should
Jalter in
be
his
adding
school
more.
outfits? Where is
I mean, they
where's
can
Tyra
do like
not looking awkward?
They
Well,
can do
actually, no,
like
Tyra does
a
look awkward no matter what.
Yeah,
but still.
Yeah, she still
schoolgirl
looks
outfit.
awkward because she's like leaning back and she's got a really wide mouth. I don't know why. I don't know. She looks really silly to me. Go on. Yeah.
No, I mean they could make an event themed around high school, I guess. Man,
We better not let Ryou play it.
Oh no, it's front
He's not
facing
allowed
Tyra. That's okay. One, I'm not banned from approaching high schools
yeah.
or
Okay.
any school. Let me point that out.
But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
But
know.
It's also-
I'm actually
That
so-
girl anything from last
I'm
year. Also,
super
why is
curious
Locusta
about
here, bro?
like Hakuno and Hakudon's Valentine's story. That though,
Yeah, there's
I'm
gonna be
basic.
they're gonna be different ones, right? Like they're both
Yeah,
gonna have
they're
their
gonna be
own unique
different.
ones. Yeah.
But no, I also want to see Kazuha drops and let's see. Yeah, so no Hakunon, Kazuha drop, Space Aresh, and Lohi are the ones I kind of want to see. Though I am also curious about Hibiki and Chikagi, but I don't know. You ever notice that some servants get like really long Valentine scenes?
Yeah.
And so, like where they're like 10 to 15 minutes to read, and others are like
That's-
only 3 minutes, even though they're new.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all the Tsukihime characters, Space Aresh, like those are definitely the ones that are gonna be super long.
Because he has to write all the Valentine scenes. I presume are written at the same time as everything
the
else
servant
because
is-
they have the
yeah.
voice actor come in and to have them all come in. Like okay, it's December, come in and record the Valentine's. Like no, they're not going to pay for that. They're going to do it all in one bulk, right? So like.
Mhm.
I presume Valentines are written so I presume Nasu.
I've always thought about that. I'm not sure because they have a lot of these Japanese voice actors in other games as well, where they make like periodical appearances. I assume there's a way to get them like to record lines fast, like when they're not doing everything at
Maybe.
the same time for future stuff as well.
Well,
I
I'd
assume they
imagine
would
a lot
have
of them.
contacts as well.
I'd imagine a lot of them have like some
Like
manner of
they all have
equipment
their
at home.
agents and agencies, right? And
Yeah.
that are always like they plan their schedules basically. It's like, oh, this week we're gonna have to go back to FGO, record a few lines. The next week you're gonna do stuff for Star Rail or whatever, So
Yeah,
I
back-
assume
guess.
they
Back
stuff
when
like
I
that.
worked at the news station, I had a short bit where I was interning in marketing, and basically they had this this guy who's like a voice guy, and he always they would basically just email him saying like, hey, can you read this little script, but he had his own little room with his own little mic, and he would just send over raw audio files. So I'd imagine at least some of them might work.
Yeah,
that way.
so I assume a lot of them could be done remotely, as long as the studios meet certain standards, and then they have their own
yeah.
audio guys, like do the mastering. I assume it's fine. They don't have to be like in studio, like their own house studio necessarily, right?
Yeah.
So
The one thing
yeah.
Probably not that
supporting
strict.
how Valentines are made, like right when the servant came out, though, because I recall that in some like FGO material, they mention how a lot of stuff like, or the data mine stating like there's some servants with interactions with other servants that are not released yet. Like all of those are recorded already when the servant came out. You know what I mean? Like for example, Medusa. Let's say Medusa has interaction with a servant that's not out yet, but she would have already done the recording
Yeah,
for
the
that.
stuff that's on the character profiles are probably already done in advance.
Hmm.
But not sure about the
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. But yeah, those for sure are
True.
probably like just done in advance. Yeah.
I am curious. They've never done like a thing on like showing, the process for like recording voice lines or no behind the scenes stuff. I don't know how common that would be, or if anyone.
It would be
in-
so cool for them to do that.
I always like watching that stuff.
I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
think
sure
it's-
one of the survey questions. By the way, the survey's on. If you guys are interested, you can do
Oh, yeah.
it.
Go
I'm pretty
get
sure
So
your
one
yeah,
of the
time to
survey
ask for
questions-
LB6 anime again, as always.
Time to
I don't see
petition.
that question. I didn't see like what.
But there's
chat they
always
wanted.
there's like a
accepted.
box at
probably
the end
would.
for like
Comment
anything
section.
else, right? Like a free comment. I always write like, please
Oh.
make an LB6 anime, please.
You gotta write
Sure.
it in Japanese, otherwise they'll disregard.
Oh
you
yeah, I
as,
always do. Yeah, yeah.
A filthy foreigner.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
I feel like it's inevitable. It's gonna happen eventually. If there's
Well,
I
any,
don't know.
It's still the peak
There's
gacha
anything.
story, and I've read so many gacha stories. It's still the best.
It is peak. It's the best one.
Wouldn't it
God.
be funny if they released the just English
Shimosa.
subtitles, not necessarily subtitles, but like English text for FGO JP after we cleared the foreigner ordeal call, because now they're no longer racist against gaijins. I'm joking.
I mean, people do want like a single global server that's like no
Yeah.
longer
like-
delayed.
I wish FGO. I've said it for years. I think 2 years is too long of a gap. I don't know. Do you
Oh,
play any
for-
other
for
gacha
sure.
games like that have like a gap?
I think Heaven Burns Red has a gap, but I don't play it that actively. I think that's pretty. It's like almost 2 years behind JP as well or something. Because the global version just came out like late last year, the English one.
I remember back when I played Monster Hunter World a long time ago, like 5 years ago. There was like, I think it was either a 6-month or a year delay between the Japanese version and then the one running over here, the one I was playing. But what they did is something that FGO would never do, which is just pausing everything for like a year.
Oh my
And just
god! So
having
just wait
everything.
for the other one to catch up.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah, it's a
that's
lot
kinda
different.
rough.
No way. That's
It's a lot
insane.
different because there's like more gameplay in something like Monster Hunter World. I hate to say
True.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a gacha
But,
game.
Yeah, because like in like Arknights, they're what 6 months behind. And someone in the chat just mentioned, yeah, like Blue Archive is reducing their gap again to 3 months now, and like FGO sitting here with like 2 years. Like it's hard to like, because these characters, FGO's, the characters are usually entwined with the story. Like you see there, and you're an NA player, right? And you see Monte Cristo here, right? And you're like, huh. It's like there's the surprise, the impact is less than seen 2 years ahead of time, and like there's no like
I mean, Lost
like,
Spell
it's-
6 is the best example, right? Like
Yeah, Lost Spell
Oberon's
6 is, like,
reveal.
everyone
being-
knew about Oberon.
Yeah, everybody knew about Oberon. So like Oberon was something that you had to experience in JP if you aren't subbed to particular channels that data mine, but yeah. But
that actually was, I think, one thing that annoyed me the most is because I got spoiled on Oberon by that YouTube channel that just blatantly showed it, and I was like, really?
I mean,
'Cause I didn't-
usually I'm not that bothered by it because I don't know if I'm gonna do it for the new ordeal call, to be honest, because like last time I got a lot of backlash from the Japanese side. So I might just not do it anymore. Just not post like.
Dude, I didn't even upload any like gameplay video either from OC3 because I was scared about the stuff happening with content
Oh,
creators.
yeah.
Nothing
I just
happened
uploaded
in the
gacha.
end.
That's it.
No.
I did stream myself on Twitch playing OC3, but I never uploaded. There were so many cool boss fights, like the Arcade one, for instance. Well, like you can beat that if you want, but like it was
we're gonna
so
see
cool.
that super, aren't we?
Like I really wanted to upload that because I had a great fight about it, like the actual thing, but I didn't want to risk it.
So the
No,
whole
my
thing, the whole thing we kind of went through like a small investigation because of Airmong, but I think it ended up being a weird case. I don't know why he got singled out, because if you look at other big channels like Neo Benedict, like XNaya, especially XNaya, like he was very adamant about not removing it, right? And he doesn't even blur his thumbnail, but nothing happened. So I think it's either false alarm or somebody false claimed him, which we're actually thinking is likely now.
I think it was a false claim.
Or he got target reported because
it-
he speaks Japanese or
It was
something. So
it was just crazy timing because they also showed all the new content restrictions at about the same time, so everyone assumed the two were related.
Well, yeah, it was during anniversary, but people were more distracted by the servant coin thing. So the whole thing, and now they're doing basically every time when the recollection comes out, they lift the restriction for that chapter. And the fact that I actually didn't check the blog post if they're continuing this tradition for audio call, but I'm just gonna assume because even big Japanese channels are posting super recollection runs, so I'm not gonna not post them, but. The way they're doing it does imply that they are loosening on the restriction, but they just don't want immediate post.
There was never anyone that actually got hit by any of these things, because once again, I think that the rules are there to stop. They're not there for your mom and pop, YouTube and Twitch streamer. It's there for the corporate streamers and channels.
I mean,
not be doing stuff like that.
Here's the thing with that, though. There aren't a lot of corporate channels that stream FGO. It's like, if you're talking about like Pecora, right? Like they have their private contract with Aniplex. I don't think they are under that jurisdiction either. So
there may be Japanese streamers that play FGO that get an audience. We don't know. I'm not very in tune with Japanese.
If we're counting,
aside from the one who
I have an
a couple
audience,
things,
right?
and
like
that one
like,
Japanese
like
that
Myst
just
has an audience, like we're English speaking content creator, but like technically we do have a sizable audience, so it is possible to accidentally spoil those. So I have like two choices regarding that. I've still been thinking about it, to be honest. Either like I post like 1 to 2 big compilation video, and then the thumbnail is just blank, and it says like it's white, and then it just says ordeal call for spoilers in like English and Japanese, and that's it. And it wouldn't even be like blurred or anything. It would just be more so for my audience and for my own archive purposes, or I could just not post them. I still don't know. But
I think individual
I might
videos
just
are
do
fine as long as you
I might just do the
don't
archive thing.
spoiler thumbnail and warn that it's a spoiler. Like, because people aren't gonna just click on stuff like randomly.
Like as long as the thumbnail can be okay as long as it doesn't show anything great. And then like when you start the video, you can edit like a 5-second thing at the start that says this might have spoilers for this or this.
Yeah, Neo started doing that actually for his translation. So
have you?
Sorry.
Oh, Myster, when you're playing through Japanese content, have you ever had someone come in while you're doing that and complain about you showing spoilers?
I don't think so. At least not that I remember. No, not really.
Sometimes when I'm playing,
someone might be like,
JP.
oh, it's JP content. I'm gonna tune out. See you tomorrow. Stuff like that. Like that. They're not angry for me for streaming. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this stream because I don't want to see this shit. So that kind of stuff can happen, but it's not like people are like, oh, dude, you spoiled me now. I'm so bad. Like, why?
Maybe the people that do that are not operating on your time zone, because I know that happens sometimes.
I'll be sitting there. I'll be playing JP, right? And I'll say, oh yeah, it's this thing from this event, and someone's like, wow, spoilers, and I'm like, the game right now is in Japanese, my dude. It's like.
Plushie is
gonna die.
easily the
Too
most
much
spoiler heavy.
autopilot?
Yeah, because here's the thing. For a while, a big goal of my channel, like I try to stay competitive against like Xnaya, because like I do feel like we make very similar content. So there was a while that it sort of became a rat race where a new story comes out and I just try to beat the boss as fast as possible, upload every fight as I go, just to like post shit fast. But I think after the Ordeal Call 3 incident, I will probably not do it anymore. Because it's
Yeah,
it's just
I've
it's just
noticed you
not
guys
worth it.
were fairly competitive with that stuff in the past.
Yeah, I just don't think it's not. I just don't think it's worth it anymore. Like maybe with the buff demos, that's it. But I think everything else is not worth the trouble anymore. It's
I had
just
one time that I lost to X9 by 1 minute. It's the one time I really tried, and it was when they made the apology over the coins. I released a
Oh.
video and I was like talking through all of this stuff, but I uploaded
dude,
it
you're
1
not
minute
beating
after his.
Google machine translate. That's all he did.
Yeah,
He Google
yeah.
machine
He scrolled
translated
through.
the
He scrolled through the announcement and put Kamazot's music over it. Like
I
I still took.
I
Yeah,
I
but
cannot-
actually, I'm
technically
actually
took that down.
impressed. Like, and I'm actually interested to know your process. Like, you're really fast at putting out the demonstration videos of the buffs. Like, I immediately, because I always cover buffs as well when they come out. Although I
Yeah.
don't do demonstration videos, I cover them differently. I talk about the
Yeah.
buffs and whatnot, but I always have to wait like 5 to 10 minutes for them to update the website so I can get the graphic for the buff, so I can even begin and collect my thoughts. But I assume like you go immediately in game and then you clear the buff and then you have like a node pre-prepared or something, and then you record fast. And is your editing like almost like you seem to like render the
No
videos
editing
fast
for
too,
buff
right?
demos. Buff demos.
Oh, so you
almost
literally
have-
upload a raw file? Is that what you do?
It's not a raw file, but I only cut out like okay, so if it's a buff demo, I open the game because I would usually like camp. When I think a buff is happening, I would camp until they change, and I immediately.
Oh yeah, yeah. I always
you
like
know-
whenever for me it's 11 a.m. I always open JP every single day at 11 a.m. just in case. Like,
Oh,
I assume
man,
you do the same
11
thing
a.m..
basically.
11 a.m. is
Ah, that
such.
sounds-
Yeah, it must be
I mean,
nice.
I would
You see,
be at work.
here's the thing,
though.
this is why-
I'm not sure if that's gonna be better for me. For me, it is 4 a.m. But
Yeah, and in half of the year it's 5 a.m. It's
Yeah,
For
awful.
me it's
I
11
can
or
never
12,
do
so it's
it.
very easy.
I can
But-
never do
but-
it. Like I thought for a while about doing, like, oh, I'll do, this was when I was like, I'm like, I can compete with, people. But then I realized where I live, JP updates at 2 a.m.
yeah,
and I have a
That's rough.
I have a day job. So it's I kind of have work at 8 a.m. I can't be up at 2 a.m.
I mean,
every day on the off chance something happens.
I kind of have I kind of had a like opinion change on a lot of this stuff because like I've just been doing this sort of, because I've been doing it, so I'm just continuing this. But like I do find like buff demos really don't get that much traction beyond the first hour because people want to see it immediately, but then they
Yeah.
just know what it is, so they don't really care about. But the way I do it is just I cut out the part where it is where I clear the quest and it shows what the buff is. The pop-up pops up, and then as I do the quest, because like in the server we have a bot that it's from the
It takes Atlas, right,
Atlas.
info,
Yeah,
so
it
you see
takes
the
Atlas.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just keep refreshing until. So when usually when because it's like 3 fights. Usually by the second fight of the buff, the buff thing, the strengthening thing, the buff would be out, and then
Yeah, I know if the
you
bot
could think
actually
about what to
updates
do.
faster than the Atlas. I think the Atlas website waits for the graphic to be live on the website actually first.
Yeah,
I've
the
noticed
bot is
that.
probably faster. Yeah.
Yeah,
it does it
and-
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
the
there's
database updates faster than the website.
And then
yeah.
honestly, a lot of these demos are not the best demos because like usually it's like if it's a battery, I try to loop. If it's a P mod, I will open up a thing on the side to look up enemies of that trait and what free quest they're in. And if if it's neither, then it might take longer because I will have to do a Kiara run. But it's usually a pretty formulaic thing because I've been doing this for a very long time. But I just feel like sometimes it's not that worth it. And I feel like I enjoy it more because like right now there are super recollections. So what I ended up enjoying more is I use those notes to actually test out like if it's not a pure farming oriented buff. I feel like the follow up testing video actually does better for some of my units. Like I did quite a bit of runs with Kama after she got the buff. And also it is a better like actual demonstration of what the buff can do instead of just what it is. So I might change how I do it, but I'm not sure. I'm still considering it because I don't really like change. So I like
with
on the
Myst,
top.
you're
you
giving your opinion on it, right?
Yeah,
so you're not.
Yeah,
not really
first of
longer.
all, I go through the buff, like I explain what the pre-buff state of what it was, and then I mention like what the changes are and how the new one is, and then I talk about my own opinion about it and how it might affect the servant. That's how I do my videos.
Do you usually actually unlock the buff if you have the servant first?
No,
or-
no. I open my game and I check the strengthening menu basically. I don't own every servant, but I also ask people if there's if I see nothing on my end, I'm like, does anyone else see something? And then I hammer Atlas for the update and wait for the website to update so I get the graphic for it as well. And then before I start recording, I look at the buff for a little bit and see the changes and everything. Gotta double checks before I talk about it on video, and then I kind of in my head I go through like what could this imply, what could this change, does it help, is it not much, and then I start recording when I already kind of have some stuff to talk about.
Which I think
I usually have to
is pretty
take
good with
after
buffs
I
these
do the
days.
demo. So there's usually a follow-up video on.
I mean, that's not bad either because you already you did the practical side of it, or like you already got the feel of it, so it's okay to talk about it after that too.
I
So
guess, yeah.
on that note, we got 60 buffs this year. What was your favorite one?
Oh my
Oh
god.
god,
Yeah,
that's so many
60.
buffs.
Holy shit, dude. And that's actually the second most we've gotten in a year. We've gotten more before. We got 63 in 2021.
Yeah, but considering how many buffs how little buffs there were before 2024, it's really nice though. Like they were they were slacking off like crazy, but I think they were last year. I mean, you can say a lot about FGO and the developers, but at least they picked up the pace very well with buffs last year.
I think
Yeah.
last year, take into consideration that yes, they made a mistake on anniversary, but they fixed it, and the game it's better now than it was before. The coin situation is less egregious now than it was before. And with that taken into consideration,
And a
all the
pen
gameplay
swap.
changes and all the buffs and the append swap, I do think last year was probably their best year in a while.
I mean, quality of life wise, we also got like, did we get the no 100 lotto is not, but we got 100 friend points. We got hold to open lotto. We got. When do we get the menu like strengthen servant from combat menu? Was that last year or the year?
I think that was
I think it was
last year.
before that.
So there were multiple phases of it. Some of them, not all of the enhancements were immediately available. I think they added some of them later on, and I think some of that happened last year.
I see.
I think my favorite buff, I mean, it's a biased one, of course, and many of my favorites actually got buffed, but I mean, I'm happy Super Bunny from Good finally buffed because she was
that was-
overwhelming for the longest time.
Yeah, it was
these
really
buffs are
funny
good.
how it was immediately after Melt's buff too. It was like, okay, yeah, we really need to.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
that point, it was just way too cruel, so it was like almost obligatory.
Well, yeah, because they
I mean,
buffed I think all the single target alter egos got buffed.
Yes, but
Super
not all of
Bunyan,
them are MP upgrades.
Melt and
Sid and I.
Sidney,
not-
unfortunately,
not
the loser of this
not
round.
those, though.
I mean, at least it's
did
no
not
longer
get an MP
RNG.
buff.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
at
My
least
other
now-
favorite buff that actually what made a big difference was for another one of my favorites, the Don Quixote buff. Because his third skill was basically unusable,
that
but
was
now it's
such a
actually
good buff.
really good. It changes everything about him. It's
I
such a
think
great buff.
the best buff was Constantine.
Yeah, it was. I was about to mention that was on the same day. They buffed Don
Constantine was
Quixote
insane.
and Constantine on the same day,
Yeah,
and they were
those were
both like
both incredibly
really
good.
huge and important buff that changed the characters a lot.
Yeah, the Constantine
Don
buff
Quixote-
is honestly one of the most impactful buffs last year. I think it's more impactful than Kama's, because Kama was already really
for
good,
sure.
But
Like,
I mean,
yeah, in terms of how
he went
much it
from-
improved the character, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Because
because
it
a lot of
took-
people just really hated him, but now he's just subjectively really good. So
I will say, Constantine, in my opinion, was the worst SSR in the game and then after the buff, he is one of the best supports in the game. So he went from the worst to one of the best in a
Last
single
year,
buff.
oh sorry. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna cut in and say like a thing with like Buster. Okay, this is gonna. I didn't mean to nerd out. I'm getting it out of the system before before the tier list. But like a big thing with Buster is like you don't really have a good way of buffing their MP damage with if you want to push it. So Constantine was very useful because like with arts you could spam Castor MP. With Quick, I guess you could use Scotty MP, but like there really wasn't one for Buster. For like just repeated buffs for MP damage. But Constantine fits that gap very well. I think for the Tez run, I did triple Constantine MP back to back. Cause he full charges the party after you break him or something, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, he does. Because that
Yeah, so
I still stand by as far as
triple
like
Constantine.
fights go. That final Tez fight is still one of the coolest in the game.
Yeah,
I love that
It is,
fight.
yeah.
Yeah, and same with Wodime, because Wodime like nukes you with the meteor, so you could like back-to-back MP. So like there was a lot of like stuff that I wouldn't be able to do with Koyan Dark, because I do think one of her biggest issues is her MP damage, and that I was able to sort of make up for with Constantine. And her party buff actually comes into play with Constantine as well, because she can help charge him. So I think Constantine was definitely the most impactful. Despite me 120 calm after her buff, I still think Constantine was definitely like the most impactful buff last year.
It
Oh,
does
yeah, we
make you
talked about
wonder.
we talked about it as well earlier, but the John buffs were also last year. I think I really like the buff to Ruler John.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a good buff. I mean,
Yeah.
she still could use more, but now she actually has one really good skill at least.
Yeah, the party
they
wide
still have her third skill is still
yeah, it's
not buffed, and that's the bind, which is
Yeah, and it's servant only.
Servant only.
I mean,
I feel
Merlin,
to be
like-
fair, it's higher chance, so like it does bypass some magic resist.
Merlin is
So,
another big buff to Buster.
something.
I mean, but I keep saying this like on the podcast already, but like Buster got a lot of buffs last year. We got Constantine buff, we got Merlin buff, and we got Append 5. I think Append 5 easily buffs Buster the most because of Koyan Light. So
Wait.
like
it absolutely breaks it.
so
Wait,
so yeah,
didn't-
but
Am I mixing it up, or was the Nightingale buff that year as well?
was
Or
it?
was it the year before
I
last?
mean, check.
I mean,
Yeah,
it could
it
be.
was
I mean,
it
I've
came
used
out
Nightingale.
with Lilum Harlot, but I'm not sure if it was the first or the second.
My video is May of 2023, so
Oh,
Oh,
assuming
okay,
it's
well,
that
that was a
one
while.
for Nightingale.
Okay, so it's the first.
I
one.
mean, I
Never
used
mind, never
Nightingale
mind.
twice this year for some tough runs, restricted runs. It's actually surprising how much because like 20 star bomb plus, mana burst plus 3-turn mana burst plus 30% buster crit. It's actually approaching Koyan Light numbers, right? Like, and if you need a debuff immune character, you need a character that, easily sacks herself after the debuff immune. She's a great option as well.
Also, last year in particular, really crazy MP buffs. Like there was the Zenjibo MP buff, the
Oh,
archer,
yeah.
that's great. Then
Yeah.
there was Super Bunny we talked about. There was
Melt.
Brittle Mark, that was a big one.
Brittle Mark,
Balvan's she had a really huge MP buff. Melt,
Yeah.
Karma. It's
Yeah,
like
they
so many
fixed
crazy
Melt.
MP buffs.
So many
And they
quick
buffed
single
quick.
targets. I'm actually
So it-
a bit disappointed that Tyra didn't get one. I know she doesn't need one, but
Yeah, she got a buff this year, though, at least.
No, I mean her
It's not a
MP
big
upgrade.
one, but that's the thing.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be an MP upgrade, but
It does feed into my opinion about how they design quick units. Is the supports are not as flexible or crazy kitted out, but they let the quick servants themselves be crazy and kitted out instead. Because like
I mean,
you look at some like
Kozlov.
arts, yeah. Well, you look
I mean,
at some
I
arts
guess she's
servants
only
and-
mostly offensive buffs, unless you want to count the stun. So
But I mean, Kozlov herself is this one of the support. I mean, I guess she is the craziest support. Myst, what is your
damage.
opinion on like Kozlov as a support? Have you
She's a very
seen that a
I don't
lot?
think I've
I'd say.
tried her too much in that way, so I can't comment too much.
I
Uh,
see.
she
If
she
you
is
like quick single targets, I recommend you like Okita Saber appeared with her is pretty.
Oh yeah,
pretty nuts.
she's a
Mhm.
massive buff to quick units because for quick teams,
Oh,
Quick wants to use all
do you
their
know how our
cards.
first skill works? Ryou? Not Ryou. Myst.
Dude,
How
we
was
had
it
to
again?
like
Yeah, do
discuss
recap me.
it.
Okay, so the crit damage, like the critical attack resist down, the way that works, it isn't like crit damage mod, it's actually card mod.
Oh, yeah, it's gains from it. Yeah, I remember that now.
So you get,
yeah,
so it's
yeah.
effectively like universal Buster Arts quick.
Rainbow
Debuff.
50%, yeah. But if
As
you
long
as you
for,
crit.
for cards only, and if you
So,
crit,
so with quick cards, like the difference between critting and not critting is like insanely high because you basically have 100% quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
big. Yeah.
what it comes out to is if you're like using, say, double Summer Scotty and Cosner Drop, your quick DPS's Buster cards have 200% Buster crit and 80% Buster up, which is,
80?
pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because 15 from Scotty.
Yeah, 15 from
Yeah.
the Scotties
From each
and
Scotty.
50 from Cosra. So it's like, you see quick servants and their Buster cards are like doing tons of damage, and then their arts cards are refunding a bunch because of the crits. It is just a massive buff to quick units when you pair them with
dude,
Cosra Drop.
It's feeding into this idea I had for a while that like this is the reason why they haven't given us very many quick supports. If you put enough quick on a servant, they just go fucking nuts. Like it's such a good card buff, they had to limit it by the amount of options we had.
I mean, they have
because-
a pretty clear, I'd say pretty clear like direction for each card type. I think Quick definitely is all about utilizing all of their cards.
And on the topic of quick and the buffs, last year was also maybe arguably the most unneeded buff ever, the Van Gogh buff as well.
Yeah.
The Van Gogh buff wasn't like.
well, it depends
it
on which
wasn't
one you're
crazy.
talking about. One of them was very much needed.
No,
Wait,
I mean
wait,
the
the
foreigner
Lancer
one
or Force?
specifically.
I don't know.
That was
I
funny.
mean, I'm happy the foreigner one got a buff because Van Gogh is like I'm always using Coin Dark with Van Gogh anyways, so getting her more charge is very useful. But I don't know why they buffed her. Like I was able to stun lock like super wood woes with her for like not 20 turns. I think like 15 turns or something back to back is really stupid. So I mean they definitely buff servants that don't necessarily need it. Like I have been vouching for a Kama buff, to be fair, because I do think she's a relatively old servant that hasn't received a buff, but she didn't really need it. But they decided to do it anyways. Which is cool. I think I think it's cooler to expect buffs when they're like not only for underpowered servants, Like yeah, it feels unfair, but it's
It's kind of nice to have the surprise element, I guess. Also,
yeah, you're gonna be like, no way, they buffed this character, dude. With my karma, just because I said that, Cuckoo's about to get a buff. it's 100% happening now.
I don't want them to buff Cuckoo.
With my luck, it's gonna happen.
You brought the
Plushie.
darkness into this realm.
Plushie, you can
What?
only make the same joke so many times, okay?
Well, before it actually happens in real life. Okay.
No, before people get really annoyed and tell you to shut the fuck up.
We are way past that point. What do you mean? We're way past
It's all
that point
about
of
beating
beating
a
it.
dead horse.
Yeah, we've looped back to the point where it's funny again.
We have way.
Is this
way
what they
past that
call
point already.
post irony?
How many
Someone in
levels
the
of
chat had an
irony are you
interesting
on?
thing that kind of made me think. How likely do you think that Kira Caster could actually be a meta support? I feel like she's going to be a DPS because we obviously don't have a good idea because we didn't see the MP. That usually is a big hint of if it's going to be a support or DPS or not. But I feel like she's going to be a DPS. But what if she could be like an actual support, maybe even a meta one? Do you think that's a possibility?
It's a very. Oh, sorry.
I want more DPS casters. Like we have so many support oriented. Like there's so many casters that
It's
got
been a
shafted
while though, don't
because
you
they went
think?
sort of like
Wait,
hybrid.
why do we need more DPS casters? We
Like
already
besides,
Yeah, because
you have
Yuri,
totally-
who was
I
like
know, yeah, that's
like the
funny,
last
yeah.
support caster we had.
Casters
Yui
specifically.
Shosatsu.
Well, the thing is, the thing that kind of plagues a lot of casters is they sort of split up their value, so they're offering like stuff to the team and not focusing much on themselves. And because of it, like you look at just look at spreadsheets and you'll see like all of their damage numbers are just way lower than a lot of other ones. Like because they have a similar issue with their class mod as with assassins, but assassins still on average have higher like NP damage and like they're able to do damage better. But
Because assassins
And
tend
they
to
also
be
have better
self-
star generation.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
star
mean-
star weight.
Look,
I mean,
star generation on casters isn't a problem as long as you unlock caster class score, like a psychopath.
Oh, also, hey, chance for another Murasaki buff. She's a good example of that. Like her
Yeah.
damage out of niche is really not that great.
Mm.
She's very utility based, and then a lot of her stuff is just really
I mean,
split team wide.
Of those servants, I want to see Osaka Behime buff so badly.
Oh,
I want to see
yeah,
it
she
so
probably
badly.
needs it the
Dude,
most.
please. Give her like
I
a
need
spread
them to
20 or
buff-
something, and then some more as well. Like, come on. She needs way more battery in her kit. I know it's boring, but to target at 20 does nothing.
as a
dude.
support, I agree.
Like
It
at least
definitely-
give her a big self battery. Her MP is nice. It's not OP, it's nice, but it's so hard to get it, man.
Mhm.
So I would say for Osaka
She
Behime, they
needs to
should
fix.
buff the second skill, make it targetable 20, self 30. That way it can be self 50.
Yeah, that's not bad. And then add like another
it will
effect on
make
it
her
that helps
solo
damage
pretty
or something.
crazy, though.
Add another
That's
Or
fine.
survivability.
Hold on. Add buff removal resist.
Again,
It's
I
not a
mean,
terrible
maybe.
idea, honestly.
That's not a terrible
Having
idea.
more options
Then
like
you
that
can
isn't
remove
that bad.
buffs and prevent them from being taken by targeting someone. Think about it. Like, and and then she's defensive. That would actually just make her like an unstoppable.
Like they just at
solo
one point
machine.
they just randomly slapped Sherlock a 50% self battery. Just do the same with Hime.
True.
Yeah.
come
I
on,
do
bro.
agree with that.
Yeah, I'd be down for
Go-
another Debrenya buff too. Honestly,
Going back, no.
she's
Yeah, that could be
alright, but-
okay.
I need
I'd be
them
down.
to
No.
buff Say's NP, and the only way to make Say's NP work is to buff it and give it a 30% flat refund. Otherwise, she's not going anywhere.
Just
she
don't
needs
go
it.
for it, yeah. I mean,
I have Say at 120, and
I mean,
she
okay,
is
30%.
garbage.
30% is way
refund.
too much.
Can she do one
No,
with one?
Do you know
She's
what? Do
30%.
you know how much refund she
Yes,
gets?
I know.
Like
I've also
10%
done the
on three
math.
enemies.
She's really close to not even really needing much refund at all. Like if you
No, she's
Yeah,
a
you
plus
could
she's
probably
servant
do
in
10 or
disguise.
20%.
Her
It-
refund is
it-
plus your
she has 10 recharge per turn. If she's getting 30 flat recharge, she has 40 per turn flat, right?
right, and then
40
she
per
gets
turn.
10% from hitting 3 enemies, and then you're back.
And
up
then
to
she
50.
has a 20%
Congrats.
battery and a 30% battery, and
Yeah,
it's
so
too
that's
much.
like no.
I'm
That's
thinking, can she do 1-1-1? Because like let's pretend she has 0
No.
refund, right? So if it's 30 flat plus 10 per turn, it's 40 per turn. You turn one, you could. She has what, 30 battery? No, what's her flat battery? 30.
Okay,
it's
60
20, 30.
plus 20 plus
It's 50!
plus.
Okay, so
100.
so
Yeah,
you
it's
could
just
do
enough.
a pen to. Yeah, a pen
It's
to
exactly
plus.
300
It's
with,
just enough for 1-1-1.
It's
Plug
just enough for double Scotty Oberon. You have 300 refund. I'm sure you could divvy it up in a way that fits because she has a
Look,
30
Yeah,
and
see,
20.
point
see,
that
this is like
Say's
Karen,
refund is so
Karen situation.
terribly bad that she needs help. I swear. You guys are looking at the numbers. You guys don't use her like I do. You guys, you're living in a realm of fantasy where this is the reality I live in.
I think you just want her to be something she doesn't have to be.
Good.
Yeah, you guys are also living
Like-
like, dude. You sound like me right now, bro. I'm just saying.
Also,
Look.
the real question is now that Nintendo announced the Switch 2, where are we gonna get Sei Shonagon 2 in FGO?
Oh, but we already
Bruh.
got
Wait.
Nah, that's like a
What if
side
that's what we're
story.
getting?
Come on, we need
That's
an
the
actual
OLED
a new
version.
console.
What if that's what this
OLED.
is?
Oh, that's Switch 2. Kira Caster.
Yeah, she's gonna
Well,
have
that'd be
an
a pretty
ascension
cool
where
color scheme.
she's vibrant.
Yeah, do we know
mean,
what color
okay.
the Switch 2 is gonna be? Maybe it's a spoiler.
It's just black with some red and blue accents.
I mean,
Yeah.
she is Kira Cast.
Oh, we can get emo
She's supposed
Sei.
to be very.
Can we get
She's
emo
supposed to
Sei?
be very vibrant. Oh yeah, going back to a little bit of how her kit design, I do think Murasaki is a very good example because Murasaki used as a pure support, if you hit like 2 traits, it's so much already, right? Like it's 30% defense, she's actually a really good support against just for specific traits, because if you hit chaotic good, you could it's 60% power mod.
Yeah,
like universal
she's
card.
actually one of the more picked options in TAs against Tez because he's
Pez,
chaotic good.
yes, yeah.
It's
So
60%
like
P mod for 3 turns, 30%. Yeah,
sorry.
it's good.
Yeah, so I think Kira Caster could like try to take a similar sort of approach where, it's maybe it's not universally good as a support, but maybe trait-based support. But on top of that, she can be an okay DPS as well, just like Murasaki. I guess that would be too overlap because she's also caster. It's a bit difficult. I don't know, but I definitely kind of get what Myst is getting at because. The first reaction I had when seeing the servant was also, oh, it's a caster. They have potential. SSR casters have potential.
Yeah, you can't help but think that it could be something spicy.
Yeah, like even Tonalico, if you like, I've used Tonalico as pure support before. I give her the Kiara C that boosts overcharge, just as because like I need a guts somewhere down the line in my run, and then she is the best support if you are able to trigger her party guts if you need guts, right? So it's just. She's very good. So yeah, like casters tend to have, even as a DPS caster, quote unquote, they tend to have pretty good party.
I mean, if you
I hope whoever
look
made
back-
BlueStacks shits their pants right now. Oh my god.
What?
They have this promotion. I talked about it earlier, but they have this thing going on where they spam this sound effect whenever you open it up. And you can't mute the program. You have to mute it in Windows, and then I couldn't even do it in time to prevent that. But it's some stupid Valentine's promotion. They want you to spend money. Yeah. Oh, you can spend money and like change how BlueStacks looks or something. I don't know. Something
no
stupid.
thanks.
After
I
combo
was
buff,
looking-
I can't wait for Arjuna Altar. Do you know what's the scary thing about that? I think Arjuna Altar is a very buffable servant because his skill 3 sucks. Like he's already the best.
They could do
in terms of
something really
program.
simple and like utility based because he is.
Yeah, but he would be even better. Do I want to see him on every chart? I don't. So.
He's already on every chart. Like you just
Yes,
shared
that's
that
what I
list
mean.
earlier, and he's top
Dude,
there.
Dude,
I was
They
looking
could
though, and-
see. They could do something really simple that isn't like that crazy of a change. It just rounds.
you
them
have
out
to
more.
understand how stupid it is. He's topping charts here when Monte Cristo's debuff immune. He's also topping charts in Lost Spell 5 where Wodaim is debuff immune. He doesn't give a crap. Like even if his main gimmick is gone, he doesn't give a crap because he has high attack stat, triple buster, and like very short cooldown attack up. And I don't know. It's just they could give him a star bomb, I guess. Yeah.
I was looking at the casters though, and yeah, between so Alice has no party buffs, right?
Yeah.
Alice is selfish. Every other caster going back though, till I believe the first one that is purely selfish. No, Okuni does have a party thing where she can target someone else.
Oh, the cooldown, dude! Nobody.
Well,
uses
Alice
Charlotte-
Alice also. gives
Charlotte
Charlotte
has
the
party
unit or
spread, and then it's
something.
Miss Cray, and then Artori Caster, and then Chengon, Asclepius, Murasaki, Miyu. Shootin' Doji Caster, I believe, is the last purely selfish. Nope, she
Yeah.
gives party attack up.
Party
Does
attack.
that
How-
count?
How
Yeah.
valuable it is too.
Alice's
She's not
MP
even
gen
that
is
good.
party wide.
Alice's MP Gen is part. Is there any caster that doesn't have any party effects? Like I'm looking back, and I'm back at like
Yeah, maybe not actually.
does Sieg have any party effects?
Sieg has enemy
No,
party
Sieg
effects.
is okay. Sieg is the first, like Sieg is the last caster that
Oh,
had
cool
a
caster.
purely selfish kit. Like no
Ilya
party
has a
utility.
targetable
Hmm.
thing.
What? Which one?
Her
Caster
guts.
Ilya has her RNG skills targetable.
Oh my god, why?
I don't
It's
know.
like throwing garbage at your teammate, bro. Like,
Well, I mean, like if you land it, Guts is pretty nice. Guts heal and debuff.
Look,
immune.
I don't consider defense down on NP to be.
Oh, speaking of,
Speaking
I actually realized something. I was writing a script for a video I'm gonna make this week, and I realized something. So that Sit and I buff was actually a Chloe nerf, because now
Oh.
that's one less use case for her. There's no reason
Yeah,
to
her
go
buff.
with buff success on
Oh
on
my
Suddenai.
God.
So
That was such a wasted buff. Chloe's buff was one of the most wasted
It's not.
buffs
It
ever.
really wasn't a buff. It was
Uh,
just to make like, oh,
to
we
make-
want them to be in the same team because of lore reasons.
yeah, so to be
Yeah.
fair, like back when she got that buff, she was still one of the better welfares out there. So nowadays she's definitely
She's
not
fallen
as
off.
good. Yeah, she's fallen off a lot.
Dude, that
but-
skill would have been way better on Summer Chloe. Is because at least she's a support. But man,
I do think that, like, as far as welfares go, the modern welfares are a lot better. I even, people always like harp on like, oh, how Kentucky Rider's so great, but I honestly don't think Kentucky Rider is that good anymore compared to some other options you got for welfares.
she's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those that just lives by good numbers. His kit is super basic and whatnot, but he still has like good stuff going for him numbers wise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
it's
is
just-
definitely
I'm
it's
better
surprised
than,
they didn't buff
stuff.
him though. I thought because like his kit is just like one line for each skill. I think he's a very buffable servant, regardless of like when I
I
say
mean, it's
buffable,
the same with
it's like,
Berserker. Like Berserker has the most boring and basic kit ever, but hey, he does a good MP damage and has a 50% battery. He's still relevant.
Yeah.
Like
Toki's
his
a
kit is
strange-
so bad. Otherwise,
strange,
it's
yeah.
terrible. It's
Wait, who?
ridiculously
Lancelot?
bad.
Or who are you talking about?
Kintoki's
Berserker?
Berserker.
Oh, Kintoki Berserker.
Kintoki
Well,
Berserker.
yeah, he has an MP upgrade. I mean-
well, he's got a 50% battery and a Unga Bunga kit. Like,
And a 50%
exactly.
attack buff for one turn.
that's all he got.
Like it looks so bad, but it works because like you
Yeah,
don't
like
you can have
because
pretty
it just works in farming. That's why he's
it's
relevant.
nothing.
But if you ever put him against bosses, like ooh,
I will say
Yeah.
one thing though. For the most hardcore Japanese speed farm community, who is one of the biggest users of Kintoki, they did declare him 50% dead ever since Bunyan gets her MP upgrade.
True. They
they're
prefer
like,
Bunyan now.
he's like paralyzed on
Yeah,
his left
Bunyan
side
has a
whenever he's fighting
faster-
against cavalry. He's just gone.
She has
you know,
a
he's-
faster NP animation, and she also like buffs the team slightly. That's something he does.
Yeah.
Have you
so they-
seen that,
They
Myst?
did declare him dead. Half dead.
There's a Japanese community that's just obsessed with farming as fast as possible.
oh, like
Yeah.
in real time, you mean?
Yeah, real
Yeah.
time. It's
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
still
Then,
in real
then
time,
it's like
then I'm not
30.
surprised they would like Super Bunyan because she has the
So,
Giga version of the MP.
Like their
Yeah.
teams and their requirements are you got to have your level 100
120
normal Bunyan with K scope on your
And a
level
Rosh.
120 2K. You got your level 120 Rosh. You got your level 120 Kentucky. Your level 120 Super Bunyan. You got to have all these things where you're not allowed in the special group.
She's
Yeah,
fat. I
it's
mean,
like-
with MP upgrade though, her damage definitely holds up
Yeah.
against cavalries and berserkers, obviously. But like,
It's like
it's yeah.
the 120 Bunyan just for this like normal Bunyan just for the speed factor. Man, I'd rather be AP efficient than the speed of a character's NP. To be honest.
Oh
'Cause they're,
yeah,
like,
and
running,
120
like,
Koyan Dark.
K-scope.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was the man. That was the craziest I went with like speed farming during Christmas. The 90 plus. It was 2 Bunyans in Koyan Dark, and it was. I mean, Koyan Dark's MP is
Yeah,
very
because
long
50% CEs. Dude,
though. Yeah,
AoE 30
and
is
animal.
good. I'm telling you.
I know,
Yeah, I would've
but
guessed.
that's not what I do with the character usually. And I waste
Yeah, I
a bunch of
know.
bond because she's already bond 15. But yeah, at media special. At media still puts her in like S. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at media still had Koyan Dark in S. And if you look at some of the comments, it's really funny. Somebody called her outdated product.
At media's
Ooh.
tier lists are always kind of funny when you look at it.
Very farm centric. I mean, makes sense. I guess. At least I can
They are.
follow their logic.
Yeah, they definitely have a logic, unlike some websites that.
Yeah, the one I literally just mentioned. You don't have to be nice to them. They ruined their fucking website anyways.
Hey, what,
So-
have you seen Game Press recently? I don't know what they look. It looks like someone stopped designing halfway through.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I do
so
think it is
this
funny if you look at the.
This is Kyokute Baken's thing.
Yeah, I got nothing to eat.
I mean, I guess it looks kind of reminiscent of it, but
No,
it's
that's
it's got like weird random shit on the side. I don't. Okay, hold on. I'm not
that
giving
reminds
you
me,
a
though.
full view.
Have you seen at media? At media has a list of servants who you should draw for the sake of increasing their NP level. Like this is their tier list
I've not seen it.
who you should get multiple copies of
This.
for MP levels.
Oh, let's go, Lohi S tier. I mean, it's just multi-core farm. It's just all farm.
Oh.
I mean,
Well,
what is
the
it?
end
Oh,
we have?
oh yeah, I forgot. EX means special case, not like
Yeah.
better.
Damn, the lore accurate tier though. Ain't no way.
Yeah, I mean, Lohi like very quickly became a favorite. I think she splashes so easily into different teams. And the hilarious thing is, the first character after her was Phantasmoon, who takes advantage of her darkness field, and the second character after her was Bishone, who takes advantage of her poison. So I don't know why they keep releasing like synergy pieces for her like immediately after she came out. So
And there were some before too. What I haven't heard people talk about is Summer Jufu, because she gets 40% PMod against that, and
Yeah.
then you also get the other 10% you need. If
she
you have someone
technically
with a
gets
50%
all
battery.
3 debuffs as well, right? I mean, the burns on the MP, but
Yeah, yeah, and then she
yeah.
overcharges Lohi's NP because that's her overcharge is always great.
Mhm.
It's kind of hilarious.
I just think it's so crazy because, like, if you look at MP ramp up effects, like 20% MP damage up for 3 turns, that's like pretty good standard. Like, people are still happy with like Space's chart ramp up for
Wait,
on
why
many
is Bach
servants,
in
right?
there?
I don't know.
Bach.
But, you know,
I mean,
like Lohi's
I
is
know
like for the
she's
party.
10, but
For,
it's-
it's I still don't
Well.
understand why it's 2 separate lines for the party and herself. But
yeah, it doesn't actually. I think it's literally when the animation plays, because like the when she uses her MP, the self buff animation happens on top of her head first, and then after she crashes into the enemy, then the buff icon happens on the side. I'm not 100% sure, like other than animation, what's the significance of that?
I don't
but-
know. It's
yeah,
weird
but-
that they did it though.
But yeah, like her MP ramp up effect is so insane. Like even if it's just party wide 20% MP damage up for 3 turns, that'd be pretty. That's what like base Talalog wanted to be, right? Base Talalog only ramps party, teammates instead of herself.
Wait,
but
wait,
then
were
she
you
also
talking
gives
about
game.
Lohi's overcharge?
Yeah.
Isn't
And
it
she has game
because she applies some of it to herself and then separate procs to her allies?
But why? What's the point of that?
Yeah, but why
there-
are they separate?
I don't know.
There's
Just,
pointless.
I guess just to show that it's happening, because when the NP animation starts, it doesn't show the allies. It always
yeah, that's what I
shows,
mean.
like,
Other than
team
the
buffs
animation.
afterwards, generally.
It doesn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, I assume it's just because the MP animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they could
Either
have also
way.
done it after the NP animation. That's usually what they do. Yeah. I don't know.
Why
I'm
Melody
trying
Melody
to
is
logic it
EX
out
and
for
not
no reason.
Karen? Do I have to answer why?
I guess in
Melody
some
is
cases
EX?
it could matter. Like let's say, like, because Lohi gets it before damage, right? Let's say the enemy has like one of those clock buffs that, you know, when you hit them, it puts like a buff block on your teammates or something.
Bro,
It could matter.
Oh,
I guess
didn't think about
theoretically,
because I was like, oh, the things doesn't happen in between MPs.
or
but
it could be
maybe.
like remove a buff from all enemies when you get hit. So then Lohi loses it, but her teammates still keep it afterwards. So
Oh, that's
again, there
cool. I
could be
didn't think about
some
that.
rare technicalities where it actually matters.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. That's cool.
yeah.
Oh, I hope
Yeah,
it
that's
pops
cool.
up soon. Actually, no, I don't, because that's one of the more annoying boss gimmicks in the game. But it'll be cool to see it in play.
Yeah, I always think it's funny when because
Oh.
people were like looking at this like,
Oh,
why
Myst
is so
disappeared.
here?
Oh no, I got snapped.
Oh yeah, I don't have you on the Discord one. There he is. Oh yeah, another one that, another few that have Lohi synergy are the Medusas, because they have anti-stun and she has AoE
she's
stun.
stun. Yeah, she
Yeah.
has
Which-
stun.
They're really
by
pushing
the
that
way-
agenda
Yeah,
now,
so,
and then
yeah,
it's sad
Gorgon
because
and
Anna doesn't have it.
Medusa.
Lancer Medusa.
Rider
Well,
Medusa's
yeah, well, she'd be
buff
pretty
was-
nuts. She'd be like mini
pretty
Kama
bad.
if she had that. I'd
Yeah,
say.
it'd
Well-
probably be too much.
I mean, if you
If it's
have
on
an
a skill, I
AoE
guess it's
though,
fine.
like if you have an AoE stun, Rider Medusa's buff wasn't as bad.
But like her own stun
And-
is single target. She doesn't have any other
Yeah.
way to reliably get stun.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like at least
Yeah, but,
on
like-
Weird, yeah.
Gorgon they gave the battery, like so it has some other use. But if they didn't have the battery, it would be just as bad. I feel like
and then
we
the
just got
horrifying
shafted there.
realization of Gorgon becoming one of the highest damaging Buster Loopers in the game because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I
shit
didn't even
is really
count
funny.
that. Because like I didn't have enough coins for her to even unlock a Pen 2 to demo it. So I couldn't test her looping out, but
Wait, is it
turns out
actually really good
200%
now?
power mod. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah, she
the
has
power mod
100%
still
attack
stacks.
on turn 3, she has an NP upgrade, and then she has 100% P mod against one target.
100, sorry, not 50. Yeah.
So it's like
but-
basically Giga Wave 3 damage, right?
Yeah,
yeah, wave 1 and
Yeah.
3.
yeah. Wave 3,
Yeah,
I think it's over
Because you can stun
400k
twice.
on
Oh,
one
you get the
target.
stun twice. I didn't think about it. Yeah, that makes
And that's
sense.
at NP1. 400k at NP1. And then the
Wow.
other two enemies get, like, I think they take
But yeah,
about
single
320k.
core, not necessarily. Yeah, single core not necessarily that relevant anymore though.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is good.
Thanks
But
to
hey,
Loki,
I-
it's even less relevant.
50%.
I think that single core becoming less relevant is good for the game.
Oh
It
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
made the game more interesting.
I had a hot take though about this. I was like, Koyan Light is the best designed support for card types because Castoria and Scotty kills individuality, but Koyan Light amplifies individuality. So like
Yeah.
a servant's kit is watered down if you pair them, like an Arts AoE servant's kit gets blurred if you just all slap them with Castoria together. Or like a quick AoE, their kit kind of becomes less relevant when you slap them with Scotty. But with Koyan Light, the better your kit is and the better your cooldown is, the better you become. Like it emphasizes servant's kit instead of
It
water.
kind of is the thing
I mean, it's
with
a
Arts
weird take. I
servants
just
where
but-
if you don't have MP damage, your kit really doesn't matter for Arts because it is just kind of like, yeah. They
a lot
are
of
so
hack.
heavily carried by Castoria. It's so.
I
funny.
will say one thing though, you still feel the pain because I have a 120 Kiara, alter ego Kiara, and her damage is not great.
Oh, well, she's just a potato. Myst, do you have
Yeah, but
any
like
rails that you're like, oh, they're so potato. Do you ever get that feeling?
Well, I mean, I have a 120 Jinako.
Okay,
To be
my
honest-
first
to
thought
be
was like,
honest.
I'm asking this. I'm like, oh wait, Janako's there.
Yeah, her
well, aside from
MP is still
Jinako-
not very impressive, but you hit that full arch chain with that extra pen max. Her extra can do like 200k. It's stupid. So you
Yeah.
can still do crazy damage on
she's got a lot
solos and
of attack
whatnot.
mod and special attack mod.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you want them to buff Janako to make her damage higher?
Honestly, I don't know. I've been saying this for a while now, but is this a weird take? Where I think I actually like when my supports are kind of arguably not good, or my favorites rather, because I'm weird like that. That if a favorite of mine suddenly becomes really good or whatever, and people start picking them a lot, I'm like, bro,
Oh, I
come on,
agree.
dude. I
I
kind of
kind
like
of
having
agree.
the not so popular characters as my favorites. I think
Yeah.
that might be a weird.
yeah,
but-
it's
Yeah, I
kinda
get that.
edgy and cool. Not
yeah,
edgy,
it's-
but like it's kind of cool. Like
Yeah,
you
I-
Yeah,
I
like,
know,
I
get the
used to
same-
because I just really like her. I mean, I'm not saying people that use good servants and Grail servants like
Yeah.
Grail those are not of that opinion, but I don't know. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I
It's
get the
weird.
same feeling when people are using Murasaki as a support because she's kind of an odd servant for a support, but hey, 60% P mod, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Another thing
Not
with
for
like,
level
if you're
resistance.
into like, getting onto the leaderboard and stuff, if your 120s are too popular, you get sniped by some random Japanese guy. Like they do the run with your favorite within 10 minutes. Ryou
no,
would know a lot
yeah.
about that.
Every time, like, because I have a 120 Summercast story, and not because of to power. I just have so many 120 Lost Belt 6 characters, because I just love Lost Belt 6.
Yeah, we
But
know.
like every time a new challenge quest or something comes out, I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother trying with Castoria because I open the spreadsheet and there's already 20 entries of Summer Castoria on there within 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay. So like, on the other hand, I have 120 Daikokten who is like so hard.
Maybe
to
I
do
don't want a
anything with.
Koyan Dark buff. Do I want a Koyan Dark buff? Maybe I don't want a Koyan Dark buff.
Daikokten's a fun one. I like
She's better.
Daikokten. I do
She's
wish
better.
though, because that is a character who I don't think anyone really pays attention to. You know,
She's
The rest are fun.
expensive. Well, not expensive, but like expensive for 120 because she's a I mean, I guess not really, because you get more coins from limited, right?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want the
50.
perfect copy, you need minimum 10 copies. It's a
Well-
lot, but it's not as bad as permanents in my opinion. We need
Oh
15
yeah,
for.
permanents are.
Well,
Like
Myst,
it was so hard for me to get 15 Luvias.
Oh,
do
Luvia.
you know
yeah.
how many super bunions I have?
Oh,
Yeah, I can
no,
only
just
imagine
ridiculous,
because of
dude.
desire sensor.
I have 10.
Jeez.
I have 10
Wow.
super bunions.
If I got one of those, I could already 120 mine and have a perfect copy. I still need to get more bond right now.
I have 10
it's-
summer Melusines, Ryou. I hate you.
I have 11 summer Melusines. Come at me.
It's
Yeah, but you're actually using them, so
Okay, look, I may
I
have
have a
120 summer
Bond 10,
Melusines, but
surprisingly. It's all from
but
one
the-
event.
the MP11 was not because of also that's why I have MP10
120
Charlemagne,
is
because
suffering,
I was the
yeah. It's
moron that
crazy.
when Cream came out, I'm like, I'm gonna 120 her. And Roland was on the rate up, and I think that was the first time I really felt despair playing this game.
Yeah,
Well,
it's funny
kind
because
of.
both on the JP side when that banner is, and then later, like we got the NA banner last year for Trom. People, it was almost like it was rigged because people seemed to get like Charlie more than Cream Hill. And who was the other 4-star rate up? I forgot.
Roland.
It was
Roland.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Roland
we
appeared
are
like at
all
least 3
intimately
times
aware
more
of
than
that.
Cream Hill as well. There was something up with that banner.
But
Yeah.
People were like
in NA at least
jokingly saying
know-
that Cream was like the actual 5-star, not because her gameplay is that good, but because of the rates being so weird.
Well,
Yeah, dude.
actually, Cream's gameplay is that good. She's like it.
Yeah, but I'm like not because of that, but
Dude.
also because the rates seem
Yeah.
to imply otherwise as well.
I got on the same multi as I got NP2 Creamhild, I got NP5 Charlie. it was
Yeah,
pretty
there you go.
gross.
At least-
dude.
At least NA players knew that when Cream would come back, and that Cream's second banner, if you weren't aiming for Charlemagne, had a decent SSR on it.
I want her to spit out that 2 grills I gave her. I don't like it. I've like just heavily regret that.
Wait, who?
Creamhild.
Oh, I didn't even know you grilled her. I kind
I
of
grilled her when I only had
rolling on her.
MP2 because I was so sad.
Like,
for
dude.
that. I mean, and then I hit pity on one Gina and think I have 15 of her. Nice job, idiot. Yeah. Anyways,
I've 120'd a Galatea by now, so I kind of regret rolling on Creamhild. I've just never really. I mean,
well,
I've gone through it all.
I have
like a
120
big video,
Creamhild and
it's like-
120 Summer Castoria. How do you? My overlap is insane.
Yeah, but one of
Do you
them's
have
like
any-
Bond 15 by now, right?
Creamhild is Bond 14,
Yeah, close. enough.
and I don't backline, by the way, my Grails, and Castoria is
Yeah, he
halfway to Bond
backlines his
13.
Bond 14 1-stars that he never uses.
Yeah, my low rarities are very high Bond. I have a couple. My Bunyan, Charlotte.
I think for me it's mostly the 2 stars that are max bond because of like party cost being weird like that in lottery events when you equip like full 5-star Cs. It usually tends to work out that you can fit a 2-star at most.
oh yeah.
Wow.
So like I have way more bonds than 2 stars than like 1 stars.
Do you have any Grails you regret? Since we were talking about regrets.
Well, I did infamously grail a couple of servants on JP like 4 or 5 years ago because I got donated, and I really regret those. I
Oh,
immediately had
no.
regrets. Yeah,
Never
That
let
w- I-
people pay to. have
and
you
that was
grail.
back when grails weren't so abundant as well. I actually had big regrets of them. I mean, people know that, kind of know them, but it's Sieg and Phantom because they were like most of my more hated servants, and that was the
Oh,
whole point of
no.
it. So I have a level 100
Classic
Sieg on
grails.
JP, and I think it's a 90 or 80 Phantom. It was 80 to make him gold, I think.
Damn.
So
Oh,
yeah, those I
no.
regret.
Well, I have a level 75 Jinke on NA.
There was gonna be a third one that I was gonna almost regret because again this is old as well. So before was it Atlantis that came out, and we already knew about Canis for a long time, and I was like, oh dude, there's no way Canis is not gonna be a 5-star. She's very popular, and come on. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to bet. Like
4-star.
if she's not a 5-star, I'm grailing my Yasun. So yeah, she ended up being a 4-star. So I grailed my Yasun to 80 to become cold. So I was like,
mean,
I kind of
hey.
regret this, but later on. When I
His
read
buff is
Atlantis,
pretty
I actually really like
Oh.
the dude now, so I don't regret that one. Actually, he's
Yeah,
cool.
and
Oh,
Jason
yeah.
is one of the biggest turnarounds in perception in FGO.
Yeah, he
I
had a
think,
great
'cause
redemption.
He was
arc.
like, oh, I hate this guy, and then you're like, no, never mind.
Oh, don't die. Yeah.
But yeah, it really is only those 2 regrets and not the third one that I mentioned because that one came around.
Jason's
Yeah.
a cool character. I like it when FGO does. FGO is very good at making you like characters.
Yeah,
And
they
honestly,
should make
while
more
LB6 is
Lodestars.
by far my favorite of part 2, my favorite allied cast is Atlantis. It's such a bro cast, the
You have
allied cast.
Super
I
Orion
love
as well,
Atlantis
yeah.
so much because of that.
Yeah, they really should make more Lodestars. I really enjoy when they made like Sugitani and Theseus, but maybe they should make more
Sugitani
bronze.
is actually like after the
I mean, the
buff,
buff is really
so well
dumb, yeah.
designed. I think.
Yeah, it's
The-
such a cool kid. It really emphasizes the sniper stuff.
Yeah, the buff is quite dumb. Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, they changed like
Against
4
King.
things on it, which is so much.
And they
Yeah,
removed
and
the
Morgan
Duran.
The
was
only
king.
reason why it's not completely broken is because she's a 3-star, but it really is an insane MP buff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like everybody tried her out on Morgan because that was when the Super Recollection was happening, and she's
and
king.
she's king. So it's like,
Unfortunate. Yeah. Oh, I remember going to Otto's chat begging for a 120 Sugitani just for a video.
Yeah, I think I have 2 people on my friends list who have 120 Sugatani, so it's the right
I
place to
still have
go.
him added. I think he grilled someone else very base, but I forgot who it was. But I mean, I still have him on my list.
So wait, what
do-
anniversary was that when we got like the crazy wave of new 1 and 2 stars? Was it anniversary 5 or something? Because they should do that
think
again
it's
for 10.
4.
Like it just released
I
a
think it's
bunch of low
4.
stars again.
I
Oh
think
wait,
it's
been a
no,
while.
no,
was
it was,
Castoria.
wasn't it 3? Because it,
I think
like
3
all the
is-
1 to 2 stars
mm.
chat out
3.
with Scotty,
Oh,
I think chat
Or
is
was
saying is
it with-
4, so yeah.
or was it with
5,
Da
4.
Vinci? Oh no, it was with Da Vinci, wasn't it?
yeah, it was with them.
Yeah, Da Vinci Rider, right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
was
because
special
Scotty
about that
was
one,
3, right?
yeah. Scotty was the 3rd anniversary.
Yeah.
Do we ever get another Lost Belt King for any servant? Castor is not a Lost Belt King though.
Yeah,
I don't-
no.
maybe not. Well, Oberon came right after Koyan, so that's basically as close
True.
as it gets. He was
Oberon wasn't
literally-
Lost Belt King though.
Oh,
Was he?
true. I guess
that
it's
was,
Morgan.
That was
yeah.
Morgan.
But theoretically, but yeah, I guess
Okay.
Morgan is the actual in name.
Fairy King.
Oh, Tonalico. Tonalico counts.
Oh,
True,
Morgan
yeah,
is
he
the Lost
counts
Belt
actually.
True.
It was
You're right.
pre-king, but it counts technically.
Yeah,
I mean,
true,
technically, your
you're
third
right.
ascension is post King. So, you know.
Yeah, true.
So- King. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, so yeah, we're still getting lots of man, I think it was so funny the reactions to Tonalico back then. Because I was all hype and I don't think anyone else was as hype as I was.
I mean, dude,
My,
people are tired of.
I
Morgan.
didn't hate Tonelico. I just hated that it was it was clearly a summer servant released for anniversaries. So I don't like that. I wish anniversary was
And
its
then-
own big thing, and then they did it again, of course, later. But like,
Yep.
I
think
have
that's
mixed
gonna
feelings
be
about
the
it.
thing.
And then they went even
because-
step further last year, not only doing it again, but they also made it that the summer event is also a main story event. Like, what the hell? Dude? I don't know how.
actually
It's
really
a
like
cool
that.
twist, of course. Yeah, I get it, but I kind of like my seasonals, just seasonals, and Annie being Annie and main story being main story. If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
we had
Well, I liked it
we had an
once. I
infinite
don't know if
summer
I don't want
3
them to pull it
months.
again. Like it was a
Hot
fun
take.
one-time thing.
Hot take. I don't know if everybody read the Lost Belt 6 summer script. I think it was extremely underwhelming. I think for such a anticipated script, it was pretty underwhelming. Like, yeah,
I
of
think
course
it
we
got
have,
cut
like,
short, didn't it? Wasn't Nasu sick around the time?
Oh, maybe then. I don't know, because like we have, of course we have like, you know, Bargus overcoming her PTSD essentially, and then Bavanshi overcoming her schizo moment. But like look, I just feel like at some point these summer events, their scripts just feel sameish. Like, yeah, I know it's good for these characters to go relax, you know, especially after, you know, have to go through all that crap during, like, you know, main story. But sometimes I just feel like, man, you know, like I would rather not read this. You know, like I actually think, you know, trying to squeeze in a little bit of main story relevance is interesting. I will say though, if we just look at the summer event itself as an isolated chapter, it is pretty lame. Like, if you don't connect
It is
with
just a
World War
lot of
3,
setup.
yes, it's just a lot of setup with just nothing. Like it felt extremely dissatisfying hitting that last day of the summer event. You just literally like, okay, so basically nothing happened. right? Like we saw Kazuo drop. That's about it. Like nothing else happened. So I guess that it's
we
a
saw
good thing
Kazuo
and
drop on day
everything,
one, so that
but
was
like I was hoping for a connection for between Christmas and like a Foreigner Ordeal call, but of course we got Arcade too, so it's a bit different.
yeah.
But
Arcade 2.
That still
But-
came out
but-
of nowhere. I can't believe that they did that actually. Like second Christmas
that was
event
so
right after with a
rude.
new servant. Bro, I was
See-
spending Christmas with my family and I opened my phone on Christmas Eve. I was like, what is happening, dude?
and two
Like,
raids, actually insane. I think I did it on the airplane.
I
One
do
of the
have
raids
to
that-
wonder if that impacted how many people rolled for Richard, because you know, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh,
But
you
it
know,
had
got
to, right? It had
Ultra
to.
fucked. Yeah, for sure. I think.
I mean, especially because we saw again, she was in the top grail of the list. Like, was she fourth or something? Yeah. I mean, it
yeah,
had
and she
to
was only there for
affect it.
5 days.
Yeah,
and they
especially.
made her gameplay good as well. So it's just like, yeah, she definitely felt like the New Year. So I was almost like was gonna be like, oh, maybe they're not releasing. a
Honestly,
New Year.
maybe she was gonna be a New Year's servant, but then they were like, "Oh, but dude, Strange Fake,
Strange
we're gonna
Fake.
have a new episode, so we gotta do that now."
True.
I
Yeah, Richard is very interesting as well with like Third Ascension. Like the author clearly saying it has nothing to do with whatever he's writing. Like he's like, oh, the Third Ascension is just FGO original. It's not gonna happen.
Just
in
Lion
Strange Fate.
Richard Hart.
Yeah, it's Mr. Lion. But
I'm not a fan of the Lion Ascension.
you don't like the
I mean,
Lion?
it's a
Oh,
funny
really?
joke.
I
you
think
can
it's
say,
cool
"Get
as
Lion."
fuck.
Yeah, after all,
personally.
it is Plushie's
Don't leave
thing,
him
not
and Mash
Nicolas.
in the same room.
It's
but,
not my thing. It's not my thing. It's not a canine.
But-
If it was what's it? I can't pronounce his name. What's that dog? That wolf guy
Bogart?
from? No. There's a wolf guy from Guda Guda. Kuho Chihiko.
Kuko Chihiko.
Oh yeah, one of the
Kuko Chihiko.
NPCs.
Yeah, that
I
guy.
don't know why I can remember that name so well.
Yeah, that guy would have been. Or Woodwoes. I really want Woodwoes just because I like Woodwoes though as a person.
You like
Well,
you like him?
he-
Well,
he's
nah.
cool. Yeah,
No,
I'm with them
look.
on that in a normal
Like,
way.
he I feel like he is very dumb and he keeps getting manipulated. But then I read one of the character like materials, and they based him off of a Borzoi, this stupid like long nosed dog.
Yeah.
And he just I was just like, oh, no wonder he's just a dumb little dog. And now I think
Yeah,
he's a nice person.
Well, like,
So if you
Rynek
tickle the
was
side
the
of his mouth,
one
he'll
who-
curve in his entire snout.
I mean,
So, like,
he is kind of a piece of shit, but
because like Rynek was the one who
he's just
traveled
dumb.
with
Like you
Morgan.
have to imagine if he had like 70 IQ. Okay, like he's not very strong. He's kind of stupid. Okay, like
he was dumb and obsessed with Morgan because he was the protege of Rynek, who was Morgan's companion.
It's like a dog being eternally.
They have like the same attack animation.
eternally
And it's just like, oh, it's like gotta go back to Morgan. And he's like, I'm like, oh no, my owner betrayed me. And he gets mad, and then he's like, oh, I was wrong, and then dies. It's like, oh.
I mean,
But he's
I will say when I was reading Lost World 6 though, my opinion of Woodrose tanked to like the bottom when he was simping all over Aurora. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, bruh? But just blame it on Aurora and her mud daughter.
Myst, did you see, I don't know if you pay attention to like dojins and stuff like that. Did you see the book Choco put out?
No.
I'm not. I'm not.
I don't
sure
know
if
if
I
it's
know
that
that
kind
one.
of dojin.
No, it's not not all dojins are porn.
Yeah, I know. It's just usually when you
Okay,
when
then
you
I
ask
haven't
if
seen
a
it.
person
Melusine
keeps
slept
up with dojins.
Aurora?
That's what people assume.
Well, it's not-
You can't say it's not safe work and then bring up the one where Melusine like screwed
Oh,
her adopted mom. Okay,
So-
like
Yeah.
Look, no, it doesn't. It's not explicit. Anyway, the whole plot of it was it was funny because like people were I remember people
it's not explicit,
complaining
it's just
online. They're
implied.
like, oh, we hate Aurora, but it was like the book's whole thing was like, oh, it's an alternate version where what if Melusine was really really dumb and decided to go along with Aurora. But it's like
Oh, great.
people like getting mad about it, and I'm like, dude, it's an alternate version. Let him and it's a dojin.
Okay.
Who cares?
This is
Don't
one
get
thing
mad about it.
I am very disappointed with Lost World 6 Summer though. I don't think okay, I'm not gonna go into like the details, but I think they should have explored the like what if Melusine couldn't really like let Aurora go, you know, like she's still traumatized from the moment where she was because like you know in her first ascension, I mean I think you pointed out because you know obviously is she has like Aurora's crown strapped around her thighs, so like it's just like I feel like what if Melusine like part of her couldn't move on. I feel like that would be a very interesting because like the whole summer event is about like past regrets or stuff about the fairy nights that
Yeah, but Melusine's just dumb the whole way through.
I kind of disagree with that because I really like how she like fully like
I guess
moved on from her in Lost World 6. It was a really good conclusion to those two characters.
That's the
I
thing
guess,
is,
yeah.
August and Babon were kind of unceremoniously like disposed of. At
Yeah,
one point,
true.
like, the anime,
True.
where
Melusine
Melusine
did have the big
resolved her
moment at the
thing,
end.
killed Aurora,
Yeah.
you know, broke the worm, and then died. She resolved all the things.
And
So that's
flew
why
off into the
in
sunset. I
the
guess, yeah,
Valentine
you're right.
scenes and in anytime she shows up in the story and summer event, she's just the dumbest person in the room, like at all times, head empty. Like,
Yeah,
I swear
she
they
put all her
write her
points
like
into
an absolute,
agility.
like she's an absolute moron.
Cause her entire thing is just like fighting over the master with Morgan, which is kind of cute, I guess. But I don't know. It's just I don't know.
No, I'm fine with it. It is kind of funny how it's like
he wants
they just wrote her
people
as
like her to fight
Or
over him.
Percival. They could have.
I would like to see though some kind of interaction between Melusine, even though it's not the same. But have you read Percival's Valentine's scene?
Not even I did. I didn't. I did not.
I don't
Really?
think I
Does
have.
no? They're like, oh, a man. No thanks. I'm not reading that.
No,
I
because he's
skimmed
not a
most of
favorite.
it.
I only read my favorites.
I thought you were
these
the
days.
resident male hater here. What the fuck? We make fun of you for this.
I've read every Valentine's scene at least once.
Oh, really? Well, what happens in Medusa's Medusa writers?
It's
Isn't
like
it
3
just
lines.
supposed to be? Yeah, 3 lines. I don't.
Yeah,
Doesn't
well then it shouldn't be
Carmilla
too
actually
difficult
have
to
the shortest
remember,
one?
huh?
She's like, here you go, and it ends.
Yes, yeah.
I
Carmilla's
remember
like,
that
yeah,
one specifically.
Here's your chocolate.
Because like,
and then something. I forgot what else she said. She said something like, just cherish it or some shit, and she just left.
Yeah, it was literally just giving you. He gives you the chocolate. She says something, and then it ends.
Yeah, it's
Like,
so lame. I was
Percival's-
actually so disappointed. Because
I'd
like
be
year one, I
pissed
was
if she was
obviously-
my favorite, dude. Even
Yeah,
if
I
she's
was
the
like-
day one servant, that was dirty.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, they
good
need to redo
thing-
the early year
good thing
ones. I
part
think they
2
should.
happened, and the pink devil, walked in here, and then gave me
But,
another character to grill.
no, in Percival's Valentine scene, what it is the crux of it at the end of it is he wants to get something for Melusine and be introduced to her because even though he's not the same Percival, he feels like
Oh.
she could use it, right?
That's really nice.
But they have not explored. I would like them to like somehow have that happen somewhere.
Yeah, and then they
Um,
wasted Percival last year.
Yeah, then they put Percival in last summer.
Yeah, and then they didn't have any
Great.
interactions last year. That's actually kind of crazy. I don't know why Percival was in last. Like, I still don't know why the fuck he was there. I'm sorry. I know he did a thing in the chapter, but like it didn't have to be Percival. It could have been anyone. It could have been literally anyone. It didn't have to be Percival. So
They wanted to make sure the Knights of the Round Table have summer outfits.
I mean, I
That's-
get
that's it.
that, but like,
Yeah, pretty much.
ugh.
Oh yeah, Ara, did you want to talk about the upcoming tier list at all?
Oh yeah, actually, as a matter of fact,
you gotta
I
get
wrote
your
out-
like it's gonna
Yeah.
drive good YouTube traffic, of course, because people love tier
yeah.
lists.
I actually wrote out 10 different questions, and it's
Oh,
hilarious that we
I-
haven't
How did
gotten
you
to
prep?
any of them because it's 2.5 hours in.
We've been derailing.
Yeah,
like, we derail and
this
then
is
we
great.
derail from the
Well, I'm
derailing.
sorry. See, I
This is
keep
great.
bringing stuff up because normally Otto doesn't prepare any topics, and so I
Hey,
think of
hey,
topics
hey,
ahead of time.
So no, this is what usually happens. Usually, it'll be like day of, and I'm like, I don't know what to talk about, and then I
That's the
ask them,
thing.
and then I think of something while I'm talking to them. Okay, this happens a lot.
Then you
You
fall
really
asleep.
You really should prepare more ahead of time, Otto.
Look, that was last week. Do you hear me falling asleep
Damn, your
right now?
co-hosts are savage. I feel like you're doing a decent job.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Look,
What
you
he
have to be
said.
mean to him. If we're too nice to him, it goes to his head.
No,
which
if we're
No,
too
if
nice
you're
to
too
him, he
nice
falls
to me, I'll
asleep.
feel like you're being two-faced about it, and you're trying to get something. Okay.
Oh, dude, you can now put big drama and tier list on the title.
Ooh.
Oh, dude,
I'm
it's
gonna,
gonna be so juicy.
yeah,
Everyone's gonna
I'm
click
too
on
nice.
this.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Too nice.
Myst
I'm gonna trick him into
confronts
some
us.
Jeopardy game.
The title can be like Myst, drama, and tier list. Like, who's not gonna click that, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, true. Otto, write that
Didn't you
down.
put big
drama in the
drama for the
headline.
whole like?
Okay. So speaking of things I
People
have
getting
wrote down, so what do you plan to do now that you got the button? This is more of a Ryou question because he suggested a couple.
Button.
Yeah, button.
Play button.
Silver play button. Well, you're about to
Oh.
get the button.
Like, what am I gonna do with the button, or like what,
So,
like
yeah,
plans afterwards?
like I'd assume, like I know that was a goal of yours for a while. So, like, what's your next goal? Is it like another button, like a gold button?
I'm obviously not planning on slowing it down at all. If anything, I'm more motivated to keep grinding. But yeah, it obviously was a huge goal of mine. Like, ever since I started doing YouTube, I've always like thought that, you know, how cool it would be to hit that 100k, to get that validation, you know, for all the stuff that I've done so far. So it's always been like probably my main goal on YouTube for now, in terms of like getting that recognition. But I do want to keep grinding, of course, because I love my job as well, because, you know, I do content creation full time. So I'm not planning on slowing down. I am hoping at some point, obviously, I could, you know, see another like growth spurt, because obviously over these years it's been the same. It's been a very linear, you know, growth. So at some point I'm hoping to maybe, you know, hit big with something else too. Like, you know, I was talking about it on stream today actually, that, you know, numbers could obviously be better, but obviously it's the start of the year, numbers are always kind of bad and whatnot. But I was like, you know, because the growth has been not the best, so I'm thinking like, for because it's gonna be the 10th anniversary, right? So obviously we're gonna get like big stuff for FGO. I wouldn't be surprised they're like, oh dude, Olga Marie is here, part 3 is announced that she's gonna be the main character, it's gonna be crazy, FGO's gonna last for another 5 years at least. Like, yeah, great, cool, that's nice, I like that. But at the same time, I want them to do like, but wait, we're gonna announce a brand new game as well. There's gonna be like, maybe not FGO 2, but Fate New
Fate
Order or something. That's
Unlimited
gonna be like a
Codes
very
2.
different type of live service game that's gonna come out like 2026 or something. And then, well, FGO still keeps up alive and whatnot. We're gonna have another game as well. And that new game is gonna bring so much new people into this franchise. We're gonna get so many new viewers, so many new players, you know, all this
Okay.
possible new audience. Because let's be real, FGO, it's still doing okay, but it's not getting a lot of new players and eyes for, you know, content and whatnot.
Oh,
So
yeah.
as
Alright.
me
I
being
mean-
as honest as I can, like, I feel like that could be something that us content creators could also heavily
yeah.
benefit from. Like a bunch of new eyes looking at this stuff. So
I mean, I definitely
Okay.
agree. It's
Monkey's
like the
paw
main
here.
reason.
Sorry. So
You wanna go
monkey's
first?
paw here. So this happens. It brings in a big new community, but the game is a fighting game. So the big community that comes in is the fighting game community.
honestly,
Is
I'll
it
learn a
worth it?
fighting game for real
Dude,
for once.
if
I was
it's
gonna
a
do that with
fighting
Tekken,
game,
but
it
I'll do
won't
if it's
be
a,
a
if it's
big
if it's a
community.
mainstream Fate game, I'll do it, dude. I'll do it. I don't
Dude,
care what
it-
the game is. It can be
dude, we-
I don't
RTS.
think
I
you can
suck
make
at
a
RTS.
fighting game
I'd
live
still do
service.
it. It can
Yeah.
be whatever, dude.
We could
If
collaborate
it's a
with
fighting
low
game,
tier
it's not
God
gonna
for
have a
once.
big community, dude. Like, did you see how Melty Blood type Lumina crashed and burned, like in terms of its popularity?
Yeah.
Like it, I just don't think it's gonna. Like, fighting game has too high of a basic
Okay,
requirement.
here's
for
a,
it.
okay. Well, we can rephrase that. What if it's FGO Fortnite edition? Because that's a
Dude,
popular
if they-
game type.
Honestly, would you play Fortnite if they added Fate Grand Order characters?
I wouldn't play Fortnite because of that, but I would play a Fate Fortnite that's fully Fate
No,
characters and
I would try
whatnot.
Fortnite, but like I
No.
probably wouldn't continue playing it. It'll probably just be a phase
Dude.
where like, oh yeah, I can use the Fate character skin, and then
Stay night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was about to
Stay
say,
night.
yeah, stay night.
There- the
It's not
title is
Fortnite.
so
It's
good.
stay night.
I mean, a bigger question would I guess for that would be like, oh no, you already play Star Rail. Would be like,
Yeah.
would you? I mean, would people go into Star Rail for the collab, right?
This is
But,
actually
yeah.
because I was talking about this too, like because we know the Unlimited Blade Works collab is coming. It's gonna be around the same time as JP has his anniversary. We don't know the exact date, obviously, because we know JP's anniversary should be like late July, basically. But that could actually fall very close to it. Now I'm not saying they're gonna mention each other or do anything with each other like FGO and Star Rail, but it is interesting. And again, that kind of wants me to think about a new game announcement and whatnot too. You know, it is hopium. It is, but I still want to see it.
I just hope if they do eventually make another game, that it is not patterned off of. I kind of actively dislike the modern gachas with weapon
I don't want it to be a
gachas.
carbon copy of something that's already popular and whatnot. I want it
hate
to take
weapon
ideas, like good ideas from the ones
dude.
that are popular, and then make its own product from that.
I see it now.
'Cause, like
Fate
I kind
pinball
of
game.
like
I would play the fuck out of a
I don't
pinball game, bro.
play it super actively, and in fact,
Pinball.
I usually stop playing it for months and months at a time. But I've played Star Rail quite a bit, and it does have some things I do quite like, and then some things I really don't. But like, because I like the combat, I think the combat in Star Rail is
And
quite
it
good.
actually does stuff for endgame as well. Like, we constantly have stuff to do as well. We don't do farming is actually a minor part. You do your farming like in 10 minutes, and that's it. Then you play all the other stuff that they constantly put out.
Yeah, and I did see people online complaining that they're adding a skip function to the story, and I thought that was funny. It's like,
Yeah.
actually,
People
I think
wanted
the
that, what
worst
do you mean?
part. I think the
Actually,
worst
people,
part.
people in Hoyo games actually want skip buttons. Most players don't even give a shit about the story, even though some of the story is actually pretty good.
I
Alright,
I
but
read
it's
up
really
to,
funny to laugh at Twitter users, okay?
I read up
We can all
to
agree
after a little bit after Peacony or whatever that's called is what I've read so far. But
P, what?
man, every time I was doing a side story thing, which you have to do to unlock some other side story thing to unlock some other function. There's so many nested functions behind these. It just drones on in text, and I'm like,
Yeah, the narrative is very
button.
scattered. That's one of my main criticisms of the story as well. It's
Yeah,
very
I think that's the
scattered.
hardest part about playing it is like it's just
That's
a
just
pain to keep
Chinese
up with.
games in general. Like Arknights feels the same. Like I'm playing Girls Frontline 2. Sometimes it feels similar. It's just like they go very like their world building is very, very convoluted, and
Yeah, they try
it's
to
just-
make it like super deep and whatnot, but it doesn't have to always be. Sometimes surface level can be decent too, but they're like, we have to make it as deep and interesting as possible, and like
Yeah.
put bits and bits and everywhere, scatter them throughout character stories, interludes. You explore, you find memos, shit like this. Like you have to Google online what these areas are like and the people, and it's like I search so much shit, dude, for the lore.
That's kind of
Yeah.
why I like Nikkei and how it does story, because Nikkei does short chapters every 3 months, and it's just straightforward. You go and do it, you do it.
Yeah,
and
there's
you move
nothing wrong
on.
with linear storytelling.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
I
to be
assume
scattered
Blue
and deep
Archives
and then crazy
more
on the lore.
similar.
You think
Because,
what's more similar?
I assume Blue Archive, because people also say a lot of good things about Blue Archive story, and
I thought-
it is a Korean game as well, so maybe
Mm,
it's different
what
between
I'm-
Korean storytelling.
Aware of their story is like completely decoupled from everything else. Like the story is something you go through, and anytime there's like combat, it's like story units only, and like so it's like completely decoupled from the rest of the gameplay as far as I'm aware of. I'm not sure if it's always the case, but like that's what I remember.
I see. I mean, oh, sorry. I was gonna say, like, I definitely get the, like, FGO not getting new viewers thing, because it is a big panic for a lot of content creators I've seen in the sphere. Like, a lot of them already jump ship, honestly. Not like completely jump ship, but like
just like 3.
No, I mean,
Oh, I
there
mean,
aren't
yeah,
that many...
there's a good amount of streamers, I guess, that
yeah, like
ditched.
because like it does look like if you want to continue content creation around this live service game, it does look like the one with the least future, right? It has a lot concurrent. It does look like the one with the least future.
Yeah, FGO is good at maintaining, but it's certainly not gaining for the content.
Yeah, I mean,
Not super
me
active
personally, because like, look, I have not made money for a while, so I am always more pessimistic about this, or I don't know if this is pessimistic or like acceptance, but like I'm always okay with if FGO ends, I end my channel. I'm always okay with that idea. But I understand if you're trying to do this stuff full time, it is probably very stressful. And like as time goes on,
like the job security for content creation like this is basically zero. That's it is
it's
a part
scary.
that you constantly think about when you do this full time.
Yeah, it's
'cause
scary. Like,
I mean-
I'm more understanding now that why a lot of people are jumping ship and whatnot, because I was very vocal and like against, people are like, oh my god, you're just jumping ship to a new shit, but like I'm slowly understanding. At least, especially for the ones that are more like full time or like semi full time, they probably really need this kind of, how do I put this? This kind of growth potential in a game that they follow, right?
Yeah,
Like
we need
instead
that
of just
new
maintaining.
wind, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
If-
But
If FGO suddenly ended, I actually don't know what I would do, because I try, like, anytime I stream something that isn't FGO, it usually doesn't end well. It doesn't help that my favorite type of game to play other than FGO is rhythm games, and rhythm games are absolutely the worst thing to stream, because
Oh my
rhythm games
God.
require concentration on the game
can't read
to a
chat,
point
right?
where it's very hard to interact.
Yeah, I
with
feel like
chat,
it's
right?
one of those archetypes that people only watch you if you're really amazing at the game. They watch you
Yeah,
for
and
the
I'm-
skills in the gameplay.
I am-
Sometimes maybe for the streamer itself, dude. That's really rare, though. People would like tune in for the gameplay itself.
I'm
Yeah,
lucky.
'cause
I like
I'm-
FPS's game. I like FPS games, so like those are usually the extra games I'll stream. So TF2 has a
I'm
little
like
bit of a
better
thing.
than the
Actually-
average rhythm game player, but I am not like the crazy skill rhythm game
Okay,
player. So
I
it's
have an
like,
idea
man,
now. If FGO ends, I'll turn into a VGC channel. Competitive Pokemon.
full time.
Yeah, I
was
I
gonna
already
say that,
play
like,
ladder.
dude.
I mean,
Yeah, I play
you
ladder.
toyed around with the
Pokemon,
idea
yeah.
with the content as well. It's not it wouldn't be a shift from nowhere.
Yeah. I'll play VGC, I guess.
I
Someday
need a better
I will
leader
play in both.
Go
of them.
become
See,
a better content creator than Verlisify.
I need to get a better.
That is a
computer so I
very
can
low
stream
bar,
on
dude.
my
Like,
computer.
I know,
dude, that
I know.
guy blamed his divorce on Smogon. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, man, my wife got banned into OU, so she divorced me or something. But yeah.
Just play trendy games to attract you. Look, but
I
like
mean-
it's hard to like sometimes want to play trendy games. Like I don't know. Also, my computer was built in 2020, right? And it was good in 2020. But I've learned recently, I wanted to see, I'm like, oh, Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out, and I was streaming at the time, and I had the benchmark installed. I'm like, I'll start the benchmark while streaming, just to and obviously I was talking with the chat at the time. I'm like, just to see, how it'll handle. And I think my computer locked up a good 5 minutes, and the second the game started, and like, no, I couldn't do anything. Like 5 minutes. My computer needs an upgrade, which is crazy because my like GPU's a 3080, right? But like that's not enough for like single PC streaming anymore. I guess I got to get like a 4090 or something, and a better CPU.
To reply to this guy in chat, did you play in the last global challenge? The last global challenge was the first global challenge I missed since like 2 years ago. I played in everyone, but I missed last one because I was resetting for a min turn for the entire weekend.
That's so sad.
I actually didn't do the online tournament because I was resetting for one min turn. It was the 4-man Cagliostro, I think.
That's such a Plushie moment.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I even had a team cooked up. I kind of regret it because like I had a Hydrapple team, Hydrapple with the Delphox Hypnosis team. It did pretty well in ladder, and I was like, man, I can't wait to play this. But a global challenge is basically ladder, but it's an online tournament, and it's ladder format. It's still first to one, but you can only play like a total of 45 games or something across 3 days, and then they tally up your score, and then if you are like top 200 or something, you can get points to qualify for Worlds. But I'm not gonna play in Worlds anyways. It's just for fun for me. But
Otto, what's your next question?
yeah, so
True.
Yeah, I
10,
was-
it?
nowhere.
Yeah, I was
Everywhere.
actually looking through them. Some of them we kind of went over, like the swirly
Oh, yeah.
glasses. We already went over the Valentine servant. We went over what you're I guess kind of tangentially what you're looking forward to most in FGO. So yeah, let's talk about the tier lists. So, it has occurred to me that we were talking about stuff behind the scenes, and I think we left Ryou out of it completely, which is funny because it was about Ryou.
Oh yeah, I know what
You're
you're
talking about
about.
you behind your back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, we're
What were you
talking
gonna say
about
about me behind my back?
yeah, we're talking about replacing you on the Smobcast, and Miss is just
Yeah,
gonna
they
be our
were thinking
next
of
guy.
bringing me as the regular third host, so I
Oh,
guess we
okay.
Yeah,
it's a bit awkward revealing it like this live, but
Guess I'll
yeah.
yeah,
go jump off a cliff.
yeah.
but
But
yeah,
actually, what we're talking about was having weeks like during the tier list because a lot of people have been asking about it. Apparently, even in Mist's chat, people have been asking about it.
Oh
But
yeah, there's been
uh,
comments asking because people obviously in my channel is very familiar with Otto and Plushie because we've already done some tier list stuff together. But since a lot of them, I guess, have found their way to Smobcast as well, and Ryou is a big part of it, so they've been asking, hey, what if he would give some takes too?
yeah.
mm,
But of course, the issue of having like more than three people, like we already had like one stream that was like 8 hours long. So,
I think it
uh,
was over 8 hours. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I think it was the second extra class tier list that was like 8 hours long.
Yeah.
Um, but what we would be doing, we would be swapping people out. So I don't know. Maybe it's possible, like on one of the days where we might have a smaller list, we could go all four of us. But like we could
Yeah.
have people swap out and like have some days where
yeah,
it's
Like the point Otto
me
is
and
making is
Plushie,
basically like
or Ryou and
it
Plushie.
it's great to that the more the merrier basically when it comes to
Yeah,
discussion. That's great. Like it's great to have more insight, more opinions and whatnot. But the issue would be like because even in last year when it was three of us, we kind of go on tangents, and the problem would be we
yeah,
might spend a bit too much time on a single servant before moving on. So that's the one issue. But
The
yeah,
more
like
I'm
people
I
have,
was
the
also
more
saying,
I'm
people
also a
say
little
things.
worried that like I don't want it to be like just Smobcast again. This is still
yeah, I
ultimately
guess
your
that's
show,
another
and
thing. Yeah.
I want it to still feel like your show. So
yeah. Because and also I do feel like when we talk about servants, it's very easy for us to just reference other servants sometimes as comparison. So if it's just the same guys all over again, it's gonna be like, oh man, I can already know what this guy's about to say because
yeah,
either they're similar servants or he already brought it up last time, and it does get a little bit stale because it's like such a long video every year, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
do think it's healthy to swap out co-hosts, sorry, occasionally, just so it's more refreshing, right? It doesn't feel like the same thing every week, which is I think definitely a healthy thing for this kind of long form content. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, and it also keeps it a bit more fresh as well, since this is a kind of an annual thing for a good while now.
yeah,
Like always have
yeah,
something new on the table, basically, even though the
yeah. But
Are
format
then
you
is
there'll
doing?
also
technically the
be
same.
old servants, and it's just like repeating.
Are
So
you
yeah,
doing the
Yeah.
full list, like the 1, 2, 3
Okay,
stars again as
I'm not
well?
sure if Otto had questions about that too, but we might as well talk about it too then, because
Mhm.
obviously, every year the lists get longer and longer because new servants are added every year. That's a given. But because last year, especially because we had the first three-way discussions ever, they were so long that
my first
as
three-way
much
ever.
as you guys enjoy, like people enjoy watching them, they're a bit fatigue heavy for us to
Oh
do,
yeah,
Yeah,
especially because I also mostly yap through the kits and whatnot before the discussions even happen. We were coming up with the ideas to like make them a bit shorter. They're still going to be long, don't worry. But the main idea was to separate the low stars. So 0 to 3 stars would be separated fully from every single class, and then we were either gonna fully not do them at all, like just yeet them from the entire year, or have them in separate list or lists. But based on some feedback, a lot of people said they still want to hear opinions about low stars. So I'm thinking we're still gonna do them. So the plan is to do the same rotation as last year, knights into cavalry into extras, but with 4 and 5 stars only inside those classes. And then after those are done, we're gonna do two more lists. Yes, two, because one would be way too long. We're gonna do two lists of not extras, 0 to 3 stars that have like classes mixed into them. I think I already had the split written down. Let's see, like how is it gonna go? Give me a find. I'll find it here. Let's see. I have too many notes. Oh, it was gonna be it's like knights and cavalry. So they're not super like different in numbers, because there's hardly any extra classes there. I think there was like 3 extra that qualify, because extra classes gold only. So we're gonna add extras to the knights. So it's gonna be, I think, 31 knights plus extra, and then 36 on cavalry. I think that's what the split is gonna be for part 1 and part 2 of 0 to 3 stars after the gold lists are done. And the reason we're doing them at the end is solely because of you gotta be realistic. If we start with low stars, is gonna tank the series. Obviously, people will watch the low stars as well, but you can't start with the low stars. You can't. You gotta tackle with some kind of stuff that people are actually more interested about. So gold sabers will be the first tier list. Like I said earlier, the order is gonna be the same.
Yeah, I mean, low stars is just like technically everyone has them, so it's kind of like.
Yeah, it's funny because it's the servers that everyone have, but it's the servers everyone cares the least about.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. They're gonna have them anyways. It's not like there's any investment or I don't know.
Because I would think if someone was looking at it for a tier list, they'd want to know really what's worth investing money into, right? Or like limited resources.
That's a take that's common. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely low stars. I mean, there's still no reason to take out the welfares, especially considering I think welfares are really good. Sort of.
Yeah, they're still going to be among the goals.
Comparison. Yeah.
On the playing devil's advocate here, god damn, I hate having to compare NP1 servants over and over to welfares because it is just so brutal a lot of the time. Actually, have you considered like changing up the specifications a little and making it like NP2?
I'm honestly open-minded this year. In fact, when we start the list, I'm probably gonna drop most of the disclaimers as well. Like people, no matter what I say, people are gonna have, they're gonna disagree or agree regardless. So there's really no point in going through like a bunch of disclaimers. So I think we're just gonna play it by ear, servant by servant. But obviously talk about if MP levels are impactful or not, like how big of a difference would they make, how accessible they would be, and stuff like that. So honestly, I feel like I'm gonna go into this year with the most open mind I've ever had for servant tier lists.
I mean, that's great. Yeah. I mean, just shaking things up a little bit as well. I mean,
because people will say what they want. Because we just for funsies, we were doing. I decided at one point, I'm like, let's go over AOE servants, right? And we were like ranking AOE servants, and some of the
falling asleep at
some of the opinions I saw like in the comments. Were like people were like, why didn't you do this one or this one? Like why are this person here? And I'm like, man, it's like
and I will also mute my own server's JP chat this time probably, because like last year I was in the background also fighting. I was fighting people in chat, and I was also fighting people in my own server.
Yeah, I remember that. I feel like people, honestly, from what I remember, we didn't have a lot of like you fighting chat or us like fighting each other as well. But I think for the little stuff we had, people actually liked that stuff. Like honestly, it seems to be kind of entertaining for people.
I remember fighting your chat quite a few times.
I remember a certain Ilias feel on the caster side.
Oh yeah, dude, like I got really combative with them over Iliacaster.
That was actually, on hindsight, that was amazing.
Yeah, because people we ended up sort of hashing out a bit more of the feelings on the following smobcast. Because that was when we were talking about tier lists, and we were like, not tier lists. We were talking about spreadsheets.
Yeah, I remember that one. I watched that one too.
And the way she was presented on the spreadsheet, it was just like, it was really, it just didn't really do a good job of characterizing her, and it just took a lot of nuance out of it, because like there's a lot of things you'll change when you're using her. You're going to,
I mean, she's bound to look bad in the spreadsheet.
Oh, and on that note, actually, based on what I also said about the open-mindedness, I'm not even sure if I'm going to have a lot of reference material for this year, because spreadsheets are great at all, but they can, like Otto say, they can, depending on how they're presented, they can paint a wrong picture or an unrealistic one.
Yeah, I'm not entirely. I'm not against the idea of spreadsheets entirely. Like the one that Jordan made. God bless him, wherever he is now. The one he made, I think that one was still very useful. It's just when you start trying to factor in like potential crit damage and all of that, like there's a lot of things that you
Yes,
have to
like
arbitrarily
boss damage
include,
is really it's a different
and
beast to
it's
gauge.
awkward.
There's like no actual best way of doing it. You can
I
farming
also-
Oh,
units
yeah.
are fine, right? Because they're objective numbers. But when it comes to like dealing damage for like bosses and whatnot, that's when it gets tricky.
Yeah,
I also
'cause, like,
don't think
if
that
you're counting,
spreadsheets
like,
hold as much value because the game has moved away from you use one unit and all in on them for farming, right? Because there is no spreadsheet that's going to tell you, you know, the damage number in a 90++ situation when you're having to pay attention to like traits.
Yeah,
Or,
because you're
like,
not going to be farming 90++ with a base and level 90 MP1 anyway. You're just not going to do that.
yeah, that's
or-
also
I
another
mean,
problem.
you can
yeah.
farm 90++ with MP1s, but you have to pay attention more to traits and stuff like that. And
Oh, you
more-
gotta hit that
Yeah.
heavy trade at MP1 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have to have specific servants, or like you borrow friend support, you know, servants and use your own supports and stuff like that. It's like the farming landscape is so different that like I think that just a general like, oh, here's my looping spreadsheet is very disingenuous to how you want to actually like play the game.
FGO actually made tier listing so hard by not having auto farm. I swear to fucking god. Because like you have to consider
that's
two
true.
sides. Because in a game with auto farm, you could just be like, oh, so farming doesn't matter. Let's just talk about their challenge quest performance and how they do in boss fights. But like FGO, you have to always have two lists essentially.
And especially because our end game, most of it is farming as well. Because there's
yeah,
no
it's just-
auto farm.
Yeah, it's just
And
like
we don't have proper end game rotational modes or whatever that most other gacha games do.
I think the closest thing is the monthly Super Recollection, but they're about to run out because they're at Ordeal Call 2 this month. So
yeah, and
they're-
it's all. And before we even got to the OC ones, it was like the second run ever for the last build ones as well. So it was like it's not like it was new anyway. I mean, they mixed it up a little bit, but it's still pretty samey.
No, they're gonna loop
Yeah,
back. We're gonna
there are
go back
three
to
fights per-
starting the
per
super.
chapter.
Also, there's like hardly any incentive for people to care because mostly just
Yes,
apples and
that is
rebots and
actually
shit. like in other
such
game
a
modes,
big problem.
the Hoyo games, you get gacha currency as well, right? That's the main
That is
incentive
such
why
a-
people care about end game modes, and that's why they roll for the better units so they can max star clear them, etc. You know?
Yeah, I actually hate that because like obviously I hear the argument of like, oh, I don't want FGO to be super hardcore pay to win. So let's not lock any like good things behind like those hyper difficult quests. But like at the same time, people would just not do it then. Cause like you need a good balance. Cause
it's
like
a
200
double-edged
mana
sword.
prisms, like are you fucking serious? Like nobody's gonna do this fight where it's potentially some of the hardest fights in the game because it is it's a main story chapter boss fight. Especially the up-to-date ones are already supposed to be relatively difficult, and they like multiply their HP by like 5, right? Like it is supposed to be some of the most difficult fights in the game, and then there is 0 reward after you clear it, and it's just,
Yeah, honestly, super recollections are probably the hardest in the game. I mean, not all of them, but the ones that are hard are probably the hardest fights in FGO.
yeah, and then they just have 0 incentive, but it's a controversial opinion for sure. Like I had a big discussion. It's about like exhibition. It's not about super recollection. But like I had kind of a beef with another guy just because our disagreement on this. But like I just think we need more incentives. I don't understand why.
Like that's another reason as well. Like, in another world, we would consider like how servants do in super recollections, maybe in tier lists as well. But now we don't have to because no one cares anyway. Like no one cares if they're good at that stuff.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that FGO has no incentive. Like yeah, FGO has a lack of endgame in general, but FGO also has a lack of incentive for endgame play. And
Yeah,
those
they should
two
have more
factors
both.
compounding together is just horrible. Because like, who cares, right? If you look at like the old app media guy, he is proud that he hasn't done any of the advancement quests because he doesn't give a shit and he only farms, right? Like he's one of the biggest FGO website guide owners. I mean, he got swapped out by another new guy, but like dude, imagine being proud that you don't do some of the endgame content in the game because you don't give a shit as supposedly the guy that teaches everyone else about FGO. Like the game just has so little incentive for any of this shit. And yeah, anyways.
So
Sorry about the rap, but...
while you guys have been talking, I've been working on a thumbnail How do you guys like this?
Alright, let's see this.
Bruh. Why?
Wow, that is
You,
spicy.
I'm sorry.
you gotta edit out the
Very
Mr. Beast on the bottom
convincing.
left still.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I'll change
change
it.
the Mr. Beast to Rio.
Mr. Beast.
Wow.
Is this
Oh,
a guy?
dude.
No, this is Dogpack 404. This is
Yeah.
not the guy who keeps making the "It's over, it's finally
Oh
done."
yeah,
Yeah,
that
where
guy.
it's just his face and the text. I've seen
Yeah.
so many of
Oh,
those in my
dude.
recommended.
It's just so funny.
Like he's
Again.
done. He's done again. Now he's truly done. It's actually over. It's
It's
more
still
over than over.
Yeah, it's never been this over ever before.
He will never
Like, oh my-
recover from this.
Yeah, and here we are, and Mr. Beast is still doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
Whoa. Crazy. Anyways, random Mr. Beast tangent. I guess I caused this, so...
But
Take
yeah,
responsibility.
FJO endgame problem. Because I am very passionate about this
What?
stuff, but nobody cares.
No way.
What?
No way.
I do wish we had better,
I mean,
because like you can, like I think that is something interesting. Is you can like self-impose restrictions just for the fun of it, like is great, but like, hey Otto, there's a typing function, right?
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to match the... I don't want to go through the trouble of matching the font, and also it might be funny to just...
like
actually, you
some
know
of the
what?
coolest shit happened because of Super Recollection. I think we already mentioned this during last week's Smobcast, but because we'll probably have a lot more viewers here. So the Monte Cristo fight, whenever you use a skill, you reduce your Mysticode's third skill cooldown. So what some guy did was he used Hakuno as a soloer, and he used Annie Blonde as the Mystic Code. So every turn you could click Hakuno's first skill 12 times and reduce the guts cooldown to 0.
Yeah,
So
he just
you never die.
It's
So
really
like
funny.
some of the craziest shit comes out of like main story fights, because like main story has such interesting gimmicks nowadays that you can pull off some crazy shit. So I just think it's a little bit of a shame that there's so little incentive to do any of this, so people wouldn't explore. Because I feel like if more people try to explore this kind of stuff, like even more cool shit will come out, right? But it's just I don't know. But yeah,
it was a very funny thing to see, is doing all the. When I tried doing it, but I'm like, yeah, I can do this on stream. It shouldn't be that hard. And then I realized like 20 turns in, I'm like, wait a minute, this is gonna take forever.
Yeah, I think he did it. I think his non-grilled one was 112 turns.
Yeah, and mine's brailled in 2K4, but I
Mm.
realized at some point you get into a pattern where you always are doing disadvantage damage, and you're like, oh no.
Okay, but oh, never mind. No, the nerf does nothing. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
The first regulation had 10 teapots. It's worse than tickets, so at least it's good. Haven't done Kagos is barely not even worth to sit there for 5 minutes. It's just like no incentive. Like even 10 teapots, honestly, is a pretty bad incentive.
Yeah,
'Cause,
especially
like-
now that we also can buy 30 monthly from
Yeah,
the MP
every
shop
month
with
you
like
buy
basically
30.
no cost.
Yeah, there's like okay, how about
And also,
you lock...
they still haven't increased bond either, so 15s are becoming way more common now for bond levels.
Dude, I
Yeah.
need more bond grails. Like,
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
we
running
should
out.
lock behind Super Recollection quests? This is gonna piss a lot of people off. Class score torches.
Oh, true. They should do that.
Because if you're not doing this,
I
you
wouldn't
probably
mind that.
don't care that much about maxing class score. Because class score is a very like end game hardcore thing. Like a lot of people willingly skip class score, right? Especially if they're tired of using storm pods, they don't have enough stardust. So like I think yes, is this locking one of the most limited items like in the game behind a highly difficult quest? Yes. But are people actually maxing class score? Are people who don't care about this actually maxing class score? I don't think so. I think they should definitely lock torches behind them because like, dude, it's end game stuff that gives end game rewards. Like, what's the problem with that? I mean, I guess
because it wouldn't be the only source of them, so that I think that's why it's fine. If it was the only source for them, then it's like you can't get the end game stuff without beating the end game stuff, but you need it to beat it anyway. But since you can get it them otherwise as well, it's just like incentivizes
slightly faster
getting more upgrades.
Yeah, exactly. It's slightly more incentive for that. Because like I disagree with like lores, because I think lores are generally really useful for like.
They're like super abundant nowadays anyway. Every event gives like 5 lores minimum, and then there's other promotions.
6, I believe, is the common one number.
Yeah, like on JP, I have like 150 lores right now. I don't need them.
Myst, guess how many lores I have?
You probably have like 0 because you actually max shit all the time, but
I have 5.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
to be honest, that's me on my main server as well, so I can relate.
I know most people don't.
But my point is, like, for most players, lores are definitely abundant. It's never going to be a problem if they actually play events. They're never going to run out.
Yeah, especially after a pen swap. I think like I often do stuff with when I don't have enough coins. When I'm doing a challenge quest, I use a pen 5, but when I'm farming, I swap it back to a pen 2. So like you don't necessarily need to max those either. So it's I agree. It's mostly a me problem.
What class scores do you have maxed or leveled at all?
There we go.
Or have you done any? Yeah,
I have. I've only unlocked and maxed 1 because I wanted to see how it looks like. I maxed the alter ego one. I forgot what the other was. It Foreigner, the same one.
Yeah, Foreigner, alter ego.
Yeah, I maxed it because I have a lot of grailed alter egos on JP. So I have that one fully maxed out.
I also have them maxed.
I need one more a torch to unlock the last section for alter egos, but yeah, they won't give us the freaking orange torches.
Yeah, they're kind of few and far between.
I don't know what. I mean,
if you change that to say lolies, I'm gonna.
No, I was gonna say drug rings.
Okay, sorry.
Running. What does that even mean?
I dread a pen 4/5 coming on NA. Don't
it'd be
worry,
really easy for you to Photoshop that to say lolies, though.
Yeah.
I think with NA's track record, they're gonna immediately add the append quality of life change.
We're not gonna get scuffed coins. It's immediately gonna be the current system on JP for sure.
There we go.
Yeah. So, very far away.
That's very difficult.
Yeah, no, I do think that I think this anniversary in NA they're gonna they're not gonna give the enhanced dust, but they are gonna I think they're gonna do the where you can use the storm pods anywhere. I think they're gonna do a pen 5 and update the coins you get.
A pen 5 is such a good buff for like Arcoade or this year NA Tonalico?
Yes.
Yes.
If they drop Tonalico in a pen 5 immediately, that would just make her better out the bag because now she can BG loop. It'd be kind of cool.
I think it's fairly likely since we did get coins originally early too.
Yeah. So if they immediately drop a pen 5, it will. I mean, people already know how it would affect servants, but it will make a lot of you can enjoy the powered up version of Buster servants for longer if they make it early. So I do think it's a very good thing.
Yeah, here's hoping they do that though.
Repeat a pity. Dude, repeat a pity should be baseline for any pity. So like
yeah. I saw Fino get absolutely screwed over trying to get Kukulkan on NA. It was so bad. Yeah,
because like I remember when they first added pity, there are so many of my roles where the first copy was like within 2 multis, and then the second and the third copy are like over pity. So it was very bad. I think like I mean it's still better than nothing, but like when they first added it, that was my biggest gripe, which is like the pity is just gone, and even before you hit the first pity, it's gone if you get the rate up SSR, which is like horrendous. Like you don't expect to hit it most of the time anyways, so it just doesn't exist most of the time. So I really don't like it. CAD's cuckoo rolls were just as bad as not worse. I occasionally tune into his stream when he was rolling for Cuckoo because he just chats with people and then he he slow rolls it though. And
I don't know how
I just
people
keep
slow roll,
seeing
dude. It kills me to just sit there and wait that long.
I mean no, he's chatting with people about our stuff,
yeah.
but like
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
but like
I don't
dude,
know how people do it though. I'm such a hardcore skipper.
I saw his like roll count go up, but his cuckoo count just didn't fucking go up for like the longest time, and oh my god, it is so bad. But yeah, I mean slow rolls are if you want to make the roll a stream, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
I mean, I'd be
but-
lying if I said I didn't also do slow rolls to, have more content as well. But I still like having it because, I most likely I already paid for the quartz, so I want more out of it.
Might as well enjoy it. Yeah.
Like, for
'cause,
some people, it could be the opposite. They're like, dude, okay, I don't want to go through a lot of suffering. I just want to go through it fast. But I'm like, dude, I even if I suffer or I get lucky, I just want more out of shit I paid for.
Mhm.
I want to see flashy lights, the occasional
The
rainbow,
only-
sends endorphins to my brain.
The only reason I fast roll is because I need
Heck
to
yeah.
race X Naya.
the number being
race the-
really, really real.
Race the Kiara run, the 3-turn. I don't actually do 3-turn Kiaras anymore. Much. I do 7-turn big Kiaras now. I have grown. But a lot of times I have to borrow.
Yeah, they're
if
more
I wanna...
difficult.
Yeah, they are more. I mean, they are. Like, dude, I thought the Bishone one was gonna be free until I realized her MP drained. It was so. I hated it so much. She needed to drain. She forced drains, so I can't sack my front line. Anyways, that's whatever. Not important, but yeah. Other than if you're like rushing for I don't know looping demos or whatnot, I don't see a reason to skip roll. Unless you're busy, right? If you're or if you see gacha as very painful process that you just want to rip off the band-aid, that is possible too. Because I'm slowly realizing I don't even like gacha games. I just like live service games, which unfortunately most modern games, if it's live service, it's just gacha. But like if I could play FGO, if people could play FGO without the gacha system, I would be happier because again, a lot of the content I'm interested in is very much locked behind money. Like a lot of the min turns, you just need the tools. You need like MP5 Constantine. You need like a not max leveled Summer Scotty or something, or like an MLB copy of the Versus CE against Divine, right? Like I just get locked out of runs against Divine sometimes because I don't have that very, very expensive CE. So it would be very hypocritical for me to try to promote this too hard as a gameplay thing, try to rank my servants based on this type of gameplay, because like less than 1% of the players will probably have access to all this stuff. So I think if FGO was like a sandbox game where like everybody starts out as a fair, I know it wouldn't have the success it has today, but like in some ways it would make me talk about gameplay that I'm interested in more comfortably, I'd say, because otherwise it's just like, what's the point of talking about this when nobody can do it anyways, right? Like,
Yeah.
But that type of stuff is also what influences a lot of people because, like, a lot of people saw, for example, like Bazette, and they saw the crazy runs that hyper invested Bazette did, and that got them interested in Bazette. But I'm like, you still got to know that, like, that
you better have a 120 Bazette, boy.
Yeah, you got a 120 Bazette for that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Otto. Since
yeah.
we're looking at you work here, we can also do the next questions. But these are actually reminding me as well. Since you actually make nice thumbnails, but if you want tips on like more engagement for videos, it's probably not the thing you want to hear about. But I feel like you should drop numbers from video titles. Numbers tend to like parts, but that implies parts. It tends to hurt videos. So if
Maybe
you want to
put them in
include it, either put
descriptions
it
if you wanna
somewhere in
keep
the
track.
thumbnail or at the start of the video you could do like episode or the top of the description also works. Or have a playlist that also orders them. I feel numbers tend to hurt videos, I've noticed.
Okay. Okay.
So
I guess
the title could be like insert like whatever we're talking about, then like a dash, and then like type smobcast there, but without a number basically, so people know what the
Oh, yeah.
series is and then what the topic is. 'Cause numbers tend to hurt videos from my experience.
Okay.
It scares people.
It's like trying to
Yeah,
get
because
into One
a lot
Piece
of
and
people
you
are
see
thinking
how
that,
many
oh, dude,
episodes.
like this could be an interesting talk, but it's just like episode 85 or whatever. Dude, I'm gonna miss out all the context, even though it might again not be necessary, but they might not know that based on the title of the video.
I mean, yeah,
So it
this
should be
is
something that
literally-
someone can just click on, assuming they
Sorry.
can just watch it as is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we said here
I
that
agree
requires
with that.
context from previous conversations?
Well, then they get bit and they click the video anyway, and you benefit from it. So it's
Yeah.
a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
that's
the
what I
end
mean,
of the
like,
day,
there's
what matters
no
is that they
losing.
click
Yeah, it is
and
just
watch
One
for at
Piece.
least 30
Exactly.
seconds.
I mean, retention is important, but it's still better to have low retention than a no click at all. Because there's also the analytic that is like, they're called impressions. Like when the video is recommended to people, an impression is when someone sees it and recommended. That's one impression. And if they follow up with a click, that's actually a big thing. So if they ignore the video, that's not a good impression. So even if the retention for the watch time of the video is not good, it's still good in the sense that they clicked the video and it improved the impression to like click through, right? That is still very important.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Anyway, did you have more questions?
So we keep like running into these questions just by accident, so I might be able to find one. Or okay, we've been over games you're focusing on. So, are you scared of anything with these upcoming tier lists? I might have phrased that a different way, but
Okay, I kind of know what you mean though. But honestly, for me, it's always scary to start them every year because I don't know. I feel like because it's been a year since we did them. Well, not exactly a year, but it's the next year's tier list. So, I'm always scared of how the reception is going to be, both in terms of the performance of the list, both on my stream and in the videos later on, how the comments are going to be like, whatever, like have people change their minds? Do they now consider all the content shit? Do they still like it? Do they actually think it's better? Like, the start is always the scariest. Once we get one or two lists done, then I usually kind of fall into that nice, chill groove. Because then at that point, I have an idea of how the list will go. Like, no matter what, they're going to mostly perform the same in terms of reception, numbers, and whatnot. So it's just the start that always scares me. So if you go through like the previous years, that's because we tend to start with Saber, and we will this year too. If you go through the Saber tier list, you might know, maybe you'll even like notice me like talk more nervously or something like that. It's because I have those thoughts in my head because we're just getting started with a long project. So again, at that point, I don't know how the project is gonna go. But then if you watch like, let's say an assassin or caster list, that's way, further down the line, or hell, even extra. At that point, I'm probably going to sound a bit more relaxed because I already know it's going to, go okay because I have the data from the previous ones. That's mostly what I'm afraid of. Otherwise, I don't know if there's anything else I'm really afraid of, I guess.
yeah. I mean, you've been doing them for so many years. Like, you've been doing them since what, 2020?
Yeah, it definitely helps doing them like for many years in a row, but it's still the start. It is still a bit scary, but it does help, like you said, to give some reassurance that they will hopefully perform okay in terms of reception and numbers and etc.
Yeah. And they don't ever have issues with views though, because the ones from last
Yeah, I
year.
guess that's the one thing that I usually shouldn't be worried about. It's mostly just the reception, really.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like out of recurring videos that come out of FGO Spheres, I feel like that's like one of the strongest performing ones out there. At least
Yeah,
on the
it
beginning
helps
side.
because it's one of those videos that's set for like long-term viewing. So they're videos that are recommended throughout the year because most other videos are relevant for the time you put them out on. Like, let's say I make a first impression of a brand new servant. After like 2-3 weeks, the servant banner is gone. NA doesn't have them for nearly 2 years. JP is probably already at this point thinking of maybe announcing a new servant, etc. So that video, that first impression video of that servant probably won't be that relevant anymore for people, so YouTube will not recommend it, and etc. But if it's like a tier list, that's for the full year, and especially for NA, like it's 2 years of content that they're missing. they're gonna be interested, you know. Especially, and then NA side, there's a new servant, and I was like, oh, dude, we're getting summer of this year, and they're gonna be like this many servants, so they're gonna look up all those servants. Like, especially if they are like, oh, dude, one of my favorite characters is getting a summer version. Oh, let me go look up how good they are as well, and how other people see them. If they're nice, I'll be happy and whatnot. So again, there's that incentive, that longevity that helps them. That's why they get a bit more views. Yeah.
I definitely feel that.
Great. So what's great about podcasts, dude?
I mean, oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, I definitely feel it because like. When I make a review of a servant in JP, it just like if you look at the analytics, like after 2 years it would have a spike because it has.
Yeah, true. Because NA they will get recommended the videos. Exactly, I've noticed that too. It's really funny. They get like this small resurgence. It's like the one positive thing about the NA gap for us content creators. Videos will eventually get a small resurgence.
Oh, they're relevant again. Let's go.
Yeah, it's usually not a huge bump. I'm sure you've noticed as well, but it's still kind of funny to see.
It's definitely not a big bump for me.
I mean,
I noticed
depends
that
on
every time.
The character though.
Would you guys rather have the gap or no gap? I feel like most people would prefer no gap, because obviously then we could all unite under one single banner and have nice things. Because obviously player praise is kind of divided, especially. Well, obviously not Japanese players because they only play JP. None of them play NA version there would be no reason because they're behind and they probably don't understand English that well. But a lot of the Western world, they would love to be on the same page as JP in terms of content. But they don't want to play more than one version, or they don't like that it's in Japanese. There's multiple reasons, of course. I feel like most people would prefer no gap.
My argument is most of the menus are still in English, even if they're in Japanese.
Well, but they still need to learn katakana.
I know. It's so easy though. I do think that is funny. Every time someone's like, oh, what menu is? I'm like, it's written in English. Just read it, nerd. It's like.
But here's the thing though. I have heard many arguments regarding, like against shortening the gap. Is that they feel like the game's gacha system is not very forgiving. So if you want...
Yeah, would you have to skip way more servants?
Yeah, if you're able to like actually just cherry pick the ones you want per year, it is a lot more manageable for people that are not very much spending on the game. So that's the counter argument to that, of course. I completely shifted to JP at some point because I am a very, like, I lose interest easily. I need to I need like new stimulus, like new characters. Like I don't want to pull for a 2-year-old character, right? Like, but
he's become an adrenaline junkie.
But definitely, my ability to spend more on the game has contributed because I'm not sure if I'm able to even do this if I'm not contributing, spending this much on the game, right? So it's all.
Also, I'm not sure if you thought about it, but it probably helps that JP is actually cheaper because yen is crashing compared to the dollar.
It's
so
that much cheaper.
Too. Yeah, dude, whaling is way better.
Open up. Oh, sorry. I haven't deleted my NA obviously, but I opened up my NA and it was like $84 a pack, and I was just like, no, there's no way. There's no fucking way.
I forgot what it's currently, but I feel like a pack in JP is like $60 or something.
Yeah, it's like that, in USD, it's $65. Like,
and it's even cheaper.
It's 65 versus 80, and you might think that that's not the biggest difference, but it really is if you actually spend quite a bit.
That
adds up
like
a lot.
$88.
Yeah, it's worse over there in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's worse
like
than
Euro always gets shafted.
It's worse than United States.
Yeah, the price went up like a year or so, a couple years ago, didn't it?
I did see that, but like it has gone up for NA, like in the United States region. I definitely feel it because it's.
I think the increase, like if you translate it to USD, I think it was like a $20 increase per pack. I want to say it's like $106.
Yeah,
it's I don't envy you, man.
Shit, dude.
And pound also got shafted in addition to the euro.
I interrupted you.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what JP spending is though. Like I'm helping the JP economy.
This is technically tourism, It's
virtual tourism.
Virtual tourism. Yeah. Oh man.
I'm saving their economy by wailing in FGO JP.
Oops.
No, I actually also started NA and JP at the same time, and it was so weird because I'm like, I'm just gonna like JP is my side one and NA is my main, and it just like at some point I just found myself just like not caring as much about NA, but it was such a slow and gradual process. There was never like a decision that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stop focusing on NA and put it all into JP, right?
Mm.
But it was definitely somewhere around Lost Belt 6. Yeah, I think it was because of reading Lost Belt 6 if I had to pinpoint something.
I mean,
when it
Lost Belt
came
6 is by far, I would say, for modern FGO, because like obviously when FGO first came out, we still had like, you know, like a bunch like CCC for example being a super crazy chapter, but like Lost Belt 6 as for like modern FGO, is definitely the most successful chapter like by a mile. It is just kind of crazy.
Because it was just like, I don't know, it's something about like, it's like, oh, I actually, you know, care about the characters in these new chapters and I want to do stuff with them. And then you just keep following up with it and it's like, I don't know. It was just weird how it was like, without me knowing and without intentionally doing, it was like, oh, I just realized I stopped doing much in NA. Though I will say what would actually, the biggest thing that got me to stop like really going in NA much was in like 2021 or something like that, or 2022, Amazon stopped letting you use Amazon gift cards to buy Google Play gift cards.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that because your company gives you
Yeah, because my company gives
Amazon.
me like a couple thousand Amazon gift cards every year, and you know, I would just use that in FGO. And but once I stopped doing that, that's how I got most of my characters in NA is from Amazon gift cards. When they stopped doing that, I'm like, well, I'm not spending my actual money on that.
But yeah, I just to reply to someone in chat, yeah, like surprise factor in JP is a very strong thing because like it's just hype when you look at the servant review and just like, wow, that's great. Like, oh my god, the new servant. Like look, we don't know who Kira Caster is gonna be, but NA is gonna know who she is, right? Like that's just the example. It's a weak example, but like, you know, you wouldn't know. JP catches you off guard with these like crazy releases potentially, right? It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, because like everyone knows that, like, you know, because like when, like, for example, OC3 started, right? BB Dubai, there were so many theories about who is BB Dubai actually, what is this thing, you know?
And why is Cosner dropped that way?
yeah,
And
she has yellow ribbons. And
she has like a yellow ribbon, and like you got Kozardrop calling herself BB Lily. I'm like, what's the gist here? And NA is like, yep, that's BB Dubai, and Kozardrop comes out the event afterwards, and it's like there's no mystery, there's no
there's
joy.
no mystery. And like I
Joy
remember
in
every
this
year,
game anymore.
New Year's servants are pretty high until no, actually no, it was still hype, right? Like I mean, Richard was very much expected. Was Takaru expected for New Year's?
No, Takaru was not.
Not really, because collabs
Takaru-
didn't really were and they're not expected for New Year's.
Yeah, true. And they revealed it in a really cool way where
Yeah, it was with the Fujimaru anime. That was so cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that live. I was like, wait, it took me a while when she was on, or she, they were on screen. I was like, wait a minute, why is Takeru here? Like, what? And then they were like, whoa, New Year's servant.
yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
was such a cool moment.
It was arguably the best New Year's reveal, honestly.
Yeah,
It was.
I'm kind of disappointed.
I thought they were
going
gonna
to
do it again.
I mean, they did all the fake ads this year. I really like the fake ads.
Yeah, the fake ads were
But-
Oh, the
great.
fake ads were great. That was like
Yeah.
that was a highlight.
And then
of
some
that
of them are
series.
actual products, like the dome on the waffle iron with the shikigami is an actual product. It's really cool.
I might have
Did you
bought
buy
the Korean hair oil,
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
the Diddy oil, the baby oil. It's coming during April. I hope it's
Oh, I thought you were joking. Okay, yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think he's
yeah,
joking
bought
about something related to Koyan.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, of course
I
he
did
bought
buy
it.
it.
Well, hey,
I'm still waiting on you to
bought,
get that the Tamamo ears. Like you said, you were gonna get those.
It was sold out. I am so sorry. I tried
we
to
all
go
buy
back.
dumb things. I remember because I mentioned before. I bought the blind, gotcha for the Water Arco images.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, that worked out.
I mean, you
Water
got
Arco
two
was doing
emulators, but yeah.
her exhibit thing, and they were selling the Secret Garden images on clear plastic cards. You play? Have you played CCC?
No, me. I never finished.
Oh.
Where
I
do
played
you
it on.
play
I
it
read it on
again?
Japanese actually, way before the translation came out.
Where
Oh,
do
yeah,
you
'cause
play?
you know the Secret
Just
Garden.
actually on
I had
PSP?
a homebrewed PSP. I literally played it on my PSP, physically.
Oh wow.
That's
Wow.
Japanese version. Yeah. That's how
I
I
don't
played
know how
Extra
to
too,
play
but I played the
here.
English version of that because that was available.
I actually own the collector's edition of CCC. Actually, I'm a big CCC fan. I don't know if people know
I
that.
remember liking the
Whoa,
story a lot.
really?
I just
You
never
like
finished
BB?
it.
And Soccer Faces? What?
I do like
Where
Phoenix Off
where
Races.
do you play it now? I think you already told me, but I forgot.
Like
What
me.
do you mean?
Where do you play CC now? Like emulator?
Using the
Uh,
emulator, of
He
course.
he
Okay.
plays it at home.
No,
You think
again,
you think he
I
goes
would
to the
play it on my
mall for it?
PSP if I did, but I haven't continued in ages. But I feel like if you were to play it now for someone that hasn't played it, I mean, yeah, you just get an emulator, right? And then you can get the fan translated version, the English
Still
one.
banking on the remake having CCC as its DLC, but
Nah,
I don't know if that's
it's a full
You-
game. They
you-
can't do.
Do
There's
you know
no
how
way.
long CCC is? CCC
It's
is
way
like
longer than Extra.
5
yeah.
hours.
Oh, then I don't.
It's
They just
so long.
release the remake next year. I don't know, man.
It has like
I-
2-3 times the story of Extra.
Oh man.
Yeah. I
'Cause
do want
I
to do
like the
of that 'cause-
remake, the art style, like how it looks. I really wanted to play. I'm
I mean, they
super
could
looking
honestly
forward to it.
just announce that they're gonna remake CCC eventually too, especially if Extra Records sells okay. I don't see why not.
True. The
It's
extra
obviously
record
gonna
took
take
so
longer,
long.
but I think since I mean, it took like what 20 years to get Fate Stay Night remastered on Steam. I don't say never say never.
The extra record took so long. It's actually insane. When did they announce it again? It was so long, and then they
Years
said it
ago.
was gonna come out this year.
But it is coming out this year. And
CCC
you know when
will
that
be
happens,
censored to hell. Other than
No,
Kiara's MP,
people
they
say
could just
CCC
use
is
the
gonna
new
be
FGO
censored.
designs for the Sakura faces.
But you just you put Passion Lip in her current outfit.
yeah,
You put some underwear on Melt so she's not just wearing the patch, and then you change her NP animation so it's not her pissing on you,
yeah, just yeah, the Kiara MP animation.
and change Kiara's NP animation.
Yeah.
Like I don't think CCC would need much censoring.
Yeah, I feel
to,
like it's a bit overblown. It's not that bad.
We did it.
Yeah, people like to freak out and act like
Tamamo
it's
scenes, you cannot cut those. I'm not even a real. I'm a fake fan for both of the Fate Extra MCs. I only have Koyen and Draco grilled. They're both not real.
They're
I mean,
fake,
Draco's real.
whereas-
No,
whereas
she's actually
I-
more real than actual. Anyway, this is a bit of a spoiler for the event, but it's anyways.
Whereas I have BB at 120 and Melt and Causer Drop and KP all at 120. Come at me.
It's a nice thumbnail.
I'm the true fan of CCC. You can't
it-
stop
I'm
me.
so proud
I
of
didn't
it.
grill Passion Lip.
It's pretty good.
I did beat Arcade just to get the card though. It's not even foiled.
Definitely saving
why is it
that
not
as a Photoshop
foiled?
file. Might
Why
use that again
isn't
sometime in the future.
The Welfare Draco foiled. I'm actually a little bit disappointed. Yeah. I actually quite like her FA art in Arcade. I mean, obviously it's not the adult one, but
Oh, yeah, that-
remake. They should
I'm-
make they should make the CCC remake rated R. Just so they can
R is
keep
not a
everything.
rating for games. Plushie.
Not rated R. Rated what?
It'd be M.
Oh, M. Oh, R rated is.
I
for
believe
movies. My
CCC
bad.
was already Pharaoh Z.
My bad. But yeah, it's probably teen, right? Rated T? Is it? Is it M or T?
No,
Nah, I forgot.
No, wait,
how
hold
many
on.
years ago.
No, it was Sarah Z. Sorry, not Sarah. Sorry, Sarah D, not Sarah Z. Whoops.
What does that mean? What does it even mean?
It's the equivalent of M rating. Z is like porn. Sorry, I misspoke. So it is D is the equivalent of M rating.
Okay, but it's
if
not just
CCC
straight up
was
porn.
Sarah Z, it would have been like, wow.
Jeez.
The true Bond 15 scenes we deserved.
There's a
But no,
lot of
it was already
gender
Sarah D.
dialogue in
So like,
CCC.
if
Dude,
they
it would be
remade
so
it would
funny.
still
No,
be
didn't
M.
Liz say like, I don't like
Uh,
to deal with the yellow mongoloids?
True, yes. Liz,
She was a
surprise,
Liz is horrendously racist, and she also hates women.
in Fate Grand Order has been so toned down. It is unreal. She is so racist and evil.
Yeah, she's pretty evil in CCC.
CCC.
Dude, the Elizabeth Brave equals racist thing is not even a joke.
Yeah,
It's
you've
insane.
seen that thing, that
Yeah.
that meme, Miss, where it's like, "Don't say brave when you mean racist," and it like edited to say Elizabeth Bathory racist.
That does
In
sound a bit
parentheses.
fun.
See if
But,
if Carmilla was racist, I would have still grilled her. No, I'm joking.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, heard it here first. But yeah.
I got it. right
Did
here.
you still have anything else?
No, but this is usually at the point when we're just
there's. I have one last question actually.
okay.
Oh, yeah?
Shit, Rio, you're in the way.
Well-
Damn it.
I will say yes because
shit.
I
You're
realized
blocking
it
the
was 9
racism.
o'clock when we started.
Now it
That
says
means
a
it's almost
duoist.
1 a.m.
Of course, Rio is defending the racist.
No.
You should move
yeah,
him
I
a bit to the side so it implies that he's the racist.
Yeah.
Not the first races I grilled. What do you mean? Who's the first races I grilled? Ooh.
I like that this is happening.
All right, someone.
I'm not racist. It just says racist next to me. Wow. Cool. Anyway, what was your
There we
last
go.
question, Otto?
Okay, the last question I have. That's bad podcasting. Have you changed your mind on anything major since last year? Like as far as FGO goes.
Like in terms of game or the tier lists?
And just in general,
Have I changed my mind on anything?
like
Not
like
really.
have,
I've been. I've
have
been in the
any
game for
servants
so
just
long,
completely 180'd in your opinion or something?
Oh, so even on like smaller scale.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, let's see. It's mostly like maybe not so much servants coming down of the ones I already thought fairly highly of, but maybe some that I didn't think of as highly. I might have a bit more, better look on. Like, honestly, I was maybe a bit harsh on Summer Abigail. I feel like she actually can do stuff.
Yes.
So I'm a bit more convinced on her at least.
It's
Off the
always
one-
hard
off the
to
top of my
convince
head, at
people.
least.
I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came to this.
I'm not saying I fully love her or anything like that gameplay wise, but I can at least see some stuff now, yeah.
I used her.
Oh,
as
I mean,
a-
we talked about it earlier, but yeah, obviously, chat's saying it's Constantine, obviously. I mean, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of defending him already, but for different reasons. I was like, he can still kind of DPS and whatnot. But yeah, now especially because now he actually has a support role in the game that's legit. So now we can probably be fairly unanimous about him, at least in that side. So that's a given, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of buffs this year, to be honest. So
Yeah,
a lot of
it's,
them
it's
would
good for the
change
lists
because
as
of the
well
buff.
because there's going to be a lot of things to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I feel like my feelings about the servants, the game, anything, honestly, are still kind of the same. I haven't changed opinions too much.
Okay.
At least not from the top of my head. Maybe if I thought about it like for way longer, then I could come up with something, but probably nothing major.
Okay. So what was
His heart is not hardened.
So what was the favorite thing, like your favorite thing that happened during the tier lists last year? Like favorite moment or
Favorite moment? Well, I kind of talked about it earlier as well, but I don't know. I feel like it was kind of funny because the chat was enjoying the actual argument
Banter.
parts. Yeah. Like, especially when it actually did get heated. But I remember having several of the moments where I was just laughing, listening to just the conversations.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it was
dude.
getting unhinged at certain points in a good way. Like, it was fun.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody agrees.
I
Not
got
fun.
one guy so hard on King Protea, and I was fighting with someone, and everyone was trying to gaslight me into thinking I was fighting with no one. I felt like I was going fucking insane, dude.
Otto,
Yeah.
you're always fighting ghosts, though. I'm not surprised.
That's only because you
that's
have your
that's
eyes
actually
closed
me.
too much.
Thank you very much, but yeah. Wait, did they tell you King Protea was good or bad?
They said she dies too fast.
I mean, okay, well,
Oh,
here's
yeah,
the
that
thing.
thing.
After the buff, I don't think
Well,
it's
yeah,
an issue
but we
regardless.
didn't have the latest buff last year, did we?
No.
No,
Yeah,
there's
been another buff since then.
Yeah, that one's kind of crazy, but
Yeah, the one that reduced
Yeah.
the cooldown by like 4 turns.
Yeah.
now I can actually click that second skill without feeling like shit. But yeah,
I feel like the stun lock moments were really funny. As long as they don't like go on for too long tangents, so the tier list won't be like 8 hours long again. I liked it. I like the stun lock moments. They're fun, and it seems like the viewers like that shit too. It just
Yeah.
creates funny content
it
on
keeps you
top of like
awake.
getting
It's 8-hour list.
it's two nice things. It's both discussion, like arguments between two different views, and it's also fairly entertaining. So it's good in both ways.
People are gonna try and one guy Otto now because
There's so many
Yeah.
people trying to snipe and start
No.
shit in the chat.
I'm gonna be aware of it, okay? I can tell when a person's trying to bait me, usually. Other times I like entertaining the thought way too much, so it just looks like shut up.
Yeah.
They didn't buff Sanzang this year.
No, they didn't. But you know what? There's
always next year.
Yeah.
Always this year, always next year. Always FGO forever, 2025.
Let's go.
To be honest, they do kill a lot of memes every year. Like every year they kill some memes, so you never know.
What memes are left?
So can we make a meme about not
Like
being able
last
to
year, the
remove
big one was
trails?
obviously Sparish. That was the big one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Wait, who's the meme character now that people want?
Kamazos.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
and
Olga.
If we get Kamazos for
Kamazot's and
White Day-
Olga are probably the big ones.
Well, Olga's definitely
Maybe-
coming.
Oh, also, well, it's probably too fresh
Doctor.
still, but Omi-san, right? She's
Oh,
the big
yeah.
one, but it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
probably
Oh.
too soon to say that.
I'm
Yeah,
She
that
hasn't
is
had
a
time to
character
cook
that-
yet. People are not getting angry yet.
That is a character that escaped orbit and has been picked up by people.
Honestly,
all over the
I
place.
want to say even the developers didn't expect her to be this popular. They probably had an
for
like
sure.
feeling she could be popular, but this level of attention it's like crazy.
She'll be
yeah, even
forgotten in
people
the
who
next
don't
6
even
months,
know
don't worry.
like FGO. Tamo Aria. Nah, Tamo Aria is topeless. I don't think she would ever.
I don't
get
think
added.
she's that popular, honestly. Maybe a hot
I mean, she's a
take.
big meme with especially after they added the little animation with her. But I have like after this year's Valentine's not being her, I have completely given up. I don't think she's gonna get added.
You say
I
you've
think it's just-
completely given up, but I know that like after White Day, there's gonna be some event with a vaguely Japanese theme, and you're gonna be like, oh, this could be Tom.
I wouldn't know it would be vaguely Japanese
Look,
themed.
they showed Cosner Drop in Lost Belt 6 and it took 3 years for me to get Cosner Drop. It's never too late.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been like 5 years since Aphrodite, so maybe. Sometimes
That's
it is
too late.
I mean, okay.
That's too late. Give up.
Okay, the one other thing I prayed on that mountain for is Tamaria. So
This motherfucker went to Japan on vacation and prayed on a mountain for a gotcha game character.
no, it was
Point and laugh.
it was Koyan Dark buff. It was Tamo Aria, and then it was I hope the whole family's healthy and safe. Like I tilted my.
Well, you
due
can't
diligence.
fault him for trying at least.
Yeah, I mean, some people would like pray for money or good health or maybe a wife.
I mean, this
I
is
don't know.
priorities. Come on, dude.
Dude, I can't buy an MP upgrade. Anyways,
You can buy a wife. You can't buy him.
yep. What is it?
Okay. Well, I got at least one last thing I want to do, which is daily singles. I still got paid SQs. so
dude.
don't-
I
Dragging us
forgot.
through
I
Gacha.
said I was gonna fucking save it for smobcast.
I
got
forgot
it.
as well. Oh well, at
Dude,
least
you're gonna do
cool.
gacha when the gacha guy is here.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
True.
yeah.
Yeah,
Although
I'm
I'm
gonna-
not even on the
I think
screen
you're
right
luck.
now.
Wait,
Oh
d-
shit.
Myst, do you believe you grant luck or do you siphon luck for the people?
I think I mostly give people luck. Like, I don't usually watch a lot of gacha content, but whenever I watch people roll, they tend to get good luck.
Well, I'm
I
holding.
feel like it's the game trying to make me salty.
I
It's
believe
happened
you
time and
were
again.
the poster child for bad gotcha rolls for a while
Because of the
I
Oberon
understand.
one.
because of Oprah.
That was so
Yeah.
bad. Like how
I
the fuck is that
think-
even possible?
I think that was the worst gotcha rolls. Otto, we can't see the screen.
I know. I'm swapping it around so you can see Myst. I need his luck.
I
right
forgot
now,
how
okay?
was it like 2400 or something for one SSR? I don't remember.
I believe it was.
Yeah.
Like,
no, no
think that's
spooks,
one
no
of the-
nothing. It was 2400 for like one copy.
We have pity now. God bless.
Yeah, and multi pity as well. That would have been over 2 copies guaranteed, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost 3
Should-
actually.
write in a petition asking for 2 free overalls, please.
The
Like, I, like,
retroactive. I know JV
two
likes
over-
to like reward you retroactively as compensation, just like randomly get. Oh no, but it's I mean when it happens in NA.
There's always been the
Just get, like,
theories
2
that it's
overruns.
people like to say that that incident actually contributed to FGO deciding on making a pity. I doubt it was that big of a
Yeah,
deal.
I
Although
doubt
apparently
it.
a lot of Japanese players did see it, but I really doubt it was probably just a coincidence that it happened later on that year. But
Yeah, I
it's pretty
mean,
funny to
I
think
don't know.
about.
What if the developers did see
Okay.
your stream?
Myst. I've
Yeah,
only
it's one of
got-
those things that you
I've
will
only
never
got
probably
2
get an
rolls
answer to.
You're not holding up your side of the bargain here, sir.
Do you even want this character?
Also, it was really funny because again, even if I was the guy that helped in deciding to get pity, it was funny because as soon as they brought pity, it was for Koyan Dark on New Year's.
Oh, I think you hit
immediately
it,
hit
right?
pity.
Yeah, I saw that video.
hit pity.
I saw you hit it
speedran pity
immediately.
immediately.
Yeah.
Like I was
That's
probably the
so
first content creator to get that on video.
It's not
on
funny,
stream.
but it was a thing that happened.
Like yeah, the guy that
unfortunately.
but it helped them decide on pity. Yeah, let's make him suffer more. Great.
World's first pity. Let's make him test out the
Let's
the
make sure
function.
pity works first.
It's like the guy who made that the guy who made the bull. There's like a torture device and he got shoved into
Oh
it.
god.
Oh, yeah.
The
brazen
first
bull?
kind of
Yeah,
the
the
first
bronze
victim.
bull.
Yeah, first fucking victim to the new invention. It's crazy.
Yeah, imagine being like
The
the
brazen
person
bull, yeah.
who invented the first gun and you hand it to an emperor and he just shoots you.
Oh, it worked. Let's
He's
go.
like, thanks, lol.
I mean, it's basically a tiny cannon. How complicated could it be?
Damn, you have a lot of strengthenings you haven't done.
Yeah. I raised a lot of servants in the last couple months, and I haven't bothered with these. Like,
Yeah, that's a
I
lot of
don't need
horses, I think.
Ryoma's upgrade. I have a 120 Murasaki.
I will say though, I think Koyan Dark was like immediately proved that the pity system was not enough for me. Because I think my third copy was over pity. And it was and it just hit me. I'm like, I haven't even hit pity once and it's already gone. And that's kind of shitty. And you know,
Shitty pity.
they eventually fixed it, but yeah. I just I didn't understand why it was like that, but yeah.
You should do one multi.
No.
Do one
no.
multi.
Are you willing to pay for it?
Do it for the content.
Are you willing to
Do
pay
the
for it?
content.
Because
Dude,
I don't have.
imagine
He's not
that
gonna
you
pay
can
for
you can you can clickbait the title then. It's not. Come
He's
on.
not-
No, I'm
yeah,
already
I'm not gonna
clickbaiting
do
it
it.
with
Dude,
you
you
being
gotta
a
do it for the
fraud.
content.
Your luck
gotta
did
do it for the
nothing for
It's gonna be
me.
the perfect finale. Come on.
Yeah,
No,
you gotta
no,
wrap it up.
dude.
Come on.
One multi.
Auto, peer
one
pressure.
multi. Peer pressure.
I-
Come on.
One multi.
I
It's
do
for
not
you,
have.
dude. This is
Look,
gonna be
I'm
the
saving-
best, most viewed episode of the Smobcast. Come on. Dude.
I'm
You gotta end
saving
with the multi.
for Summer to Brenya. I need more coins.
No,
from
you're
her.
not. No, you're
Yes,
not.
I am.
You're gonna do one multi right now.
Okay, fine,
Come on.
fine. How about I do it?
We gotta get a video though. Can we get that?
I mean, he could screen share.
Oh yeah, if you can capture.
I don't even
that.
know. I don't even like anyone here.
It doesn't matter. It's in
Well,
the
then you don't have to do it either.
Gotcha.
No, you have
need
someone
What
has
the
to.
fuck is that?
Who?
I did not see the. Oh,
Wait,
jeez.
you say she's.
I don't want to do
Myst,
say.
I hate the wrapper thing you have for
Who's a 4-star?
for your avatar. The
Who's a
jury
4-star
foot.
wand?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's
I
awful.
have MP2
It's
Anastasia,
amazing, dude.
and if I get Durga, I get 10 USOs.
Okay, hold
let's
on.
do this one.
Hold on. Hold
Wait
on.
for him to
Hold
pull
on,
them
Yeah,
up.
it's my
I'm not ready
Discord
yet.
avatar like decoration. It's literally jury feet from Street Fighter. As soon as they
Yeah.
did it, I bought it.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
ashamed
I'm
of
sorry, you
seeing.
got the foot thing?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember seeing someone post
know what,
it on
that's on
Twitter, and they
brand,
were
never
like,
mind.
"Yeah, Discord knew what I
Let's
was
shrink it a
doing."
little bit. All right, fine. I'll take the bullet.
Wait,
Yeah,
don't
no
you
one will
already
see
have
your
like a
SQ this
giga
way.
copy of her?
Perfect.
Yeah, but like I want Anastasia. I'm not gonna get the SSR. I think I
You're
want
gonna roll on the
Anastasia.
Anastasia banner when I'm here. I see how it is.
Yeah, that's a good meme.
All
All
right.
right, anyways.
Well, I actually have a Grail copy of her on JP.
All
Somewhere.
right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, come on. This is gonna add so many more views to this video.
For those,
You should
Yeah,
also
for
put
us.
something that has to do
For
with the
wondering,
gacha on thumbnail. Maybe even the
that's
title.
the.
Yeah, you
Gotcha
say
stuff.
See,
Yeah.
you guys
The
don't
bottom
understand.
right.
I'm rolling
Gotcha.
for my 3rd copy of Tsukumihara.
You know, it'd be
Myst,
really
do you have
funny
a
if
copy
you
of
got that.
Tsukumihara?
I would be so glad if you got that. Actually,
3rd copy of Tsukumihara.
Dude, what if
let's
it's a
go.
min roll and the first card was the 4-star CE?
I mean, it happens. I mean, it's a multi.
Yeah,
It's
but that's like that's the worst.
shit happens.
Myst, do you have this CE by any chance?
Which CE? Oh, is that the new one that gives party attack?
yes.
other one?
No, I don't have that. It's really good
Oh,
though.
thank heavens. Finally, someone else who doesn't have a copy. I don't have a copy, but
Yeah.
everyone else I know does.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh,
really
Oh,
so
man,
good.
it is
You're
not
you're getting
looking
random
good,
pauses
boys.
for no reason.
I didn't download all, so this is a CE. Oh no, it's not.
I
a CE,
never-
what?
I never download all because it doesn't even display loading for me anymore.
I didn't even
think
get
they
an archer,
patched it.
bro. Okay, I think these banners should have been like the class only. You know, you should.
Yeah,
only be
probably
able to
should
get
have been
archers.
class banners.
I don't
It's a
know
lot of
why.
saber
It's...
shields.
Yeah.
That's not serving pause, is it?
Uh,
Nah.
Aw,
Rider.
It'd be funny if it was
that
a
was
gold rider. Surprise,
anticlimactic.
it's Aussie.
I think I
Dude,
spooked by Ozzy recently. Not recently, but
Yo, that's servant lag for sure, bro. This is gold. This is gold. Watch.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gold.
my
Oh.
god, it is.
It's
Yo,
Berserker.
yo, we got gold.
Damn,
But you know what?
Well,
You
rare
Otto,
berserker.
You know?
Otto, you can still use that.
You know,
Put a
it's a
gold
thing.
berserker on the thumbnail. Do it. Put-
but where would I
please.
put it on the
I don't know,
the
put it
fraud
somewhere.
thumbnail?
I swear, it's gonna help.
Damn it.
Dude, it's not clickbait. It happened. It could be
Tsukumi-hara,
like, it could be
please.
crazy.
No, okay, just in the title. Just
Oh, it's
say
just this.
Myst
It's
forced
this
him to
one. I
gotcha.
got like fucking 3 Darniks.
Oh yeah, he's the thing.
Yeah,
He's on-
yeah.
he hit it
There's
right
so
up.
many Darniks. What the hell?
I
That's
got-
like the
oh, man.
What-
What
I
does
don't
it
know.
even do? I don't know what it does.
I assume it's like something to
Who's
do
on
with
it?
the
What is it?
stacking
Wow, you got
HP
3 of
again,
them.
because it's a remake of the CE.
Oh my gosh, 4% charge per turn and
Oh,
damage
yeah.
for 300.
Yeah, okay,
That's
that's
terrible.
Well,
I mean,
it-
for some solos, maybe. Do I have an MLB?
I'd
might
say
want
it's
an
better
MLB.
than Millennium Tree though, 'cause that's just like.
But with
max HP.
Millennium Tree, I can get Jinako to be like 30k HP.
Yeah, but you can also do
True.
that with like.
No, here's the King
It's
Trody.
just
I'll
a
do
bit
that
higher
now,
than
but
like
it-
a level 100, 20, 30.
Oh, I already have it. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
level
Because it also
100,
gives
20, 30
HP,
is
I
great.
think.
It's 3k.
All right. Well. Well, I get
Well,
one
and with
more rare
gotcha, we
prism
got
for
a gold
lures.
servant. Otto, that could have been a gold servant on your account, but you chickened out.
Yeah, look.
It could have been.
You could have.
Yeah, dude. I
Isn't
would have
it
loved to
bad?
have gotten a Beowulf and burned
No, it could have
him.
been. It would have been the
worth
servant
the
you
30
wanted.
SQ.
It
Yeah,
could
it would have been your
anything.
favorite
Dude,
servant.
that wasn't even
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Yeah,
I
my
forgot.
favorite
There was a
servant.
4-star
That's on a
rating.
different banner.
Bro,
True.
come
You
on,
got
that wasn't even
scammed.
Anastasia. That sucks. Anyways. I guess she needs to be bonded
Dude,
up
that
a
would have been
little
the
more.
absolute best clickbait for
Nah.
this video. You get Anastasia when I'm here, bro.
That would be
Eh.
perfect, yeah.
I got her in P5 already. I'm good. I don't plan on 120 in her.
3-7-3.
I like her. I don't like her that
4-1-5.
much though.
I'm actually kind of short on a lot of these bonds because I a lot of my 120s don't have enough bond for 5 appends. Durga, Kama, and Kiara, they're all one-off, which is
Mhm.
Just looking at
Unfortunate.
this scuffed ass Kiyohime here with her terrible skills, and it's
Bro,
reminding
where's
me.
my Tsukumihara, Ryo? Actually, no, I
Oh my
shouldn't
god,
ask
she
you. I'm
doesn't
sorry.
even have her first skill buffed.
Oh,
Where's
are you doing
my-
a story thing or something?
It's
Where's
it's
my
an interlude. I think
Tsukumihara,
it's Osaka
Fino?
Hime's.
This is Oku. Wait.
Dude, Fino has MLB Tsukumihara.
No,
That's
it's
actually
nonsensical.
insane.
This
That
is
is
doesn't make
actually
sense.
insane.
no,
That is like
this is
hyper
Halloween.
whale territory, bro.
Halloween background.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Bro, what
hype
was that
with
roll? Did you
GP.
see that? It was just
What?
Sanson. That was funny. It burned everything except one Sanson. Unless it
Yeah, no,
filters
do
it
you-
like that. Oh, it must
you-
do it like that. Okay. Because it's a big button.
Do you have it set to burn the 1-star CEs?
Oh, what
No,
am
I
rolling?
do, but it's still funny to see like it only had one servant in the 20 cards.
Oh, maybe I should keep some C's for the like a C bomb. Okay.
I'm
Can
waiting
MLB
for
it?
Hakuno to get on raid up because I have him at like an MP3 or something like that, and I want to finish getting him MP5.
You're
I
waiting
do
for
kind of-
Hakuno to be
Oh,
able
did
to
you not
put into the
MP5 from the
same
first raid updated?
Oh no,
team. No,
I
the
picked
second
Hakuno.
copy. You could get the other gender.
I
Oh,
picked
that's what
female
you
the first
mean.
time, and so my male one is the alternative one.
Do you need both with MP5 or just for collection purposes?
Just a collection thing. I do.
You
have
can't even
the
put him
female
in the
one
same
trailed.
team. That's really.
Oh yeah,
lame.
true.
like,
That's the
okay,
thing.
well-
Yeah, so you definitely don't need two MP5s gameplay wise.
I want
hope
them
they
to
fix it.
like. Well, here's what I'm hoping for, is and this is a big wish is in the OC3, you know, when they do the OC3 super recollections and stuff like that, give us some kind of like strengthening or some kind of thing to allow us to put them together and get the duo NP, because that's the sickest NP animation.
True.
Who's the worst?
The fact
SSR
that I
in the
can't
game?
do it is
I mean,
offensive to me. I want it.
It's not even that cool. He's gonna kill me.
Shut your mouth.
But
Shut
no,
your
it's
mouth.
look, it's two PNGs and then the fucking thing shoots out from the moon. side.
Okay, look, thematically it's cool though. You didn't play go.
Y'all
play
really
expert
gotta
in
shit on
CCC.
Bishone and then say this is like peak, dude.
Well, look,
it's
at
only
least it's
peak
not
because
an
it's
ugly
Hakuno.
CGI dragon.
If it wasn't Hakuno,
It's not an
standing
ugly
there,
CGI
if-
dragon.
Imagine if it was like just two randos standing
Imagine
there.
these
You would've-
nuts.
You would have crapped on that MP, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Look,
I
Plushie,
don't think anyone
he's-
will get
I
a
think
pass
he's
with
going
that dragon.
solo.
I'm not gonna lie.
Ugh.
look, that dragon's
Maybe
bad
maybe if
dragon.
okay, maybe if it was a 3-star servant that would be fine. But it's a limited 5-star.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the
It is.
MP not bad actually. It's all right. But the dragon does look ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
You should-
didn't
though,
change
I-
it.
you
either
gotta
in
worry
the
about,
first
like,
season.
you know, like when like cars go over speed bumps and sometimes they get damaged. Just gotta worry about speed bumps.
No,
You're
here,
gonna
here
hit
it is.
something.
Here's another Hakuno. Oh. I don't know. Watch. Here's.
People
here's
saying
another
Artemis could be worse SSR. in chat.
Ah, wrong one.
Saber Lily.
The pool is so diluted now. There's Habatron, Saber Lily, and two Hakunos.
Yeah, but
I think at
they're
this
not-
point
They're
they
not
should
competing
add,
for the same rate.
okay.
They are just they're actually reducing the rates of other things in the FP gotcha.
You sure about that? Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. I just got two.
Are you
Habatron
sure
players.
about that?
I mean, okay.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I think
Can't
they
believe
should put Mary Anning and Nobukatsu into the trim point gotcha, because who gives a shit at this point? Like, just let people get them.
I do like what you've just got.
Oh!
The
Let's
double.
go! A
Wow, you got
double!
2 4-stars.
Dude, this is more exciting than the fucking.
Dude, you,
the
wait,
chords
don't
match.
don't ex. Wow, I should have exited the minute. You should have shown that on stream.
Oh.
It's
yeah.
content.
Saber
Yeah,
Lily.
what's going on here?
No, I-
Whoa.
He got 2 4-stars.
no,
He
I
got
was
Habet
recording.
shot, then
Hold on.
Hakunon in one big.
Because I was
stack.
resetting for a TA. Hold on, I was recording. Oh, where is it?
Oh, you have a recording of it? Yo, okay, you gotta show that.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah.
Yo.
There it is.
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
crazy,
Crazy.
bro.
Actually crazy.
Absolutely nuts. That was cool.
crazy.
Absolutely
That was
wild.
worth seeing.
There you
No, do a multi. I already did a multi. I was doing a bunch of multis. What do you mean?
Wait, we're already 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
in. Holy
Well,
shit.
you know what?
Yeah.
I rate. I should.
Bro,
Almost.
I already
I
streamed.
rate
I
you.
already streamed over 4 hours today. There's another
I-
4 hour stream.
Gives you this.
Yeah, maximizing efficiency. You need to do it to
Yeah.
prepare for all of the 8-hour tier
Look at
list
that,
streams we're
double
having in the
Habitrots.
week.
Mm.
What
There's a
now?
double habitat.
Normally at this hour, I'd probably
Oh
be already
damn, double
asleep.
habitrot. Holy shit!
I usually don't stay up for that long anymore.
Whoa.
Dude,
I got so many Habitrots.
friend point battle.
Friend point battle. Friend point battle.
That's like
Friend point battle. Dude, this
true
it's so
content.
stupid doing this before the Hakuno raid up. Like holy shit. This is actually
Was the
it's-
one you got the one you were missing, like for the
Oh,
MP5?
yeah.
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Slowly.
I
Okay,
picked
well
the
then it's
Phoenix.
not stupid because you already won. Oh,
Oh!
you got it again. Oh
I
my
am so
god.
good at this game in one copy of.
Bro.
Wait, you got another male Hakuno?
Yeah, I
You
got the
did.
male Hakuno.
No, I gotta beat you.
oh, they
Let's
have separate
go.
coins, don't they?
True, first one to
Uh,
Andy Mayu wins.
No,
This is-
none of the Habitrots. No.
Oh no, he has to clear his inventory. That's gonna be a major time loss.
Oh, I'm
burning.
hitting a dry spell. Habitat.
Oh, Plushie's getting a lot of 4 stars.
Hunger Minion's still the only. Oh no!
I need to change the resolution on my screen share.
My turn.
Okay.
You're gonna like accidentally burn the.
Oh, you're doing it too. What? I don't.
They're both cleaning their inventories.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm back. I'm back on the grind.
The one good thing about this is
No.
I get silver foes, so I am like, I mean I'm no longer short on silver foes usually nowadays, but I'm still a little bit aware because I have been for a time where I'm like very short on silver foes.
No, no, stop giving me Habitrots.
Wrong one. Dude, I need to specifically get one more male Hakuno. Dude, that shit is pretty bad.
Yeah,
Did I
well,
ever change the
that's-
20 slot limit for leveling? Do you know the sad part? Because I went to Japan
Don't
and then I
stop
played-
giving me Habitrots.
and I played FGO Arcade. FGO Arcade does not have a slot limit. Okay, FGO Arcade has a 20 slot limit, but each slot you can put like 100 embers. So you can put 2,000 embers, which is like, you know, obviously you don't need to do 2,000 embers.
Damn, that's
Banter.
kind of insult to injury.
Yeah, insult to injury. Like Arcade has. Arcade also has, skip the first 5 singularities. Like if you wanna
Wow.
like, you can still go back to claim the courts, like the clear courts and whatnot. But like you can start the game and then you just say skip the first 5 singularity and you start at them. Oh my god, I'm so
You
good
got
at this game.
another one. Oh, wow.
I'll
get
be
another one?
honest. I feel
Yeah,
like that might
gotta
not
be
be a
fine.
terrible
Ow!
idea.
Why? Stop stealing my luck, you vampire.
I mean, you just got one. What do you mean?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah,
I'm
Habitrots.
You're
myself.
watching yourself.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Let's
you already
go.
had NPC. You're already done. Sheesh.
I'm done. And now when the raid up actually happens, don't matter.
That competition wasn't even close.
Not even close.
Dude, see, that's
I-
good karma because he rolled the
Oh.
quartz catch. He got the luck boost.
Oh.
That's how it works. The game rewards you for spending.
Oh,
quartz.
look at that! No
Look at that.
way!
The
No.
double.
Whoa!
Wait,
You
what'd
got a
do?
double!
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh, see,
no.
You know
EXP
what
is
that
also
means?
really nice. Hold on.
You know what that means? I think that means I also am done with. I don't know.
Alright, yeah,
Yep.
maybe we should save the coins for the fucking raid up, you know?
Yeah, we're not gonna do the coins on the radio.
Yeah, probably not.
We're gonna
'Cause, I
show,
mean, we're
uh,
not really gonna be short on.
Yeah,
for
I am
coins,
working on
say,
this, but 2K foes though, and faux pas. So I'm all in on 10 10 10 10 10 10. All in on Hakunon.
Damn.
So
Well,
Man,
I'm gonna.
that's my current project.
Well, I'm gonna roll 100 and not get Hakuno or Hakunon because I can't
You haven't
roll
finished-
either of them.
How
Arcade
effective are faux
Inception.
pas? Faux pas? Faux pas are basically another set of foes, but only for card attacks. It's quite a bit.
It is
it
500 attack stat. It makes a big difference.
Abby.
is half a set of foes, but only 4 attacks. Like, I mean, if you only do like MP looping, it doesn't matter, obviously. But like if you're doing like crit damage, you know, whatever, it's not like Divinity. No, it is foe that only trigger on.
There was
on attack.
During the
Wonderful.
raid, the Neckwark raid, there was a setup for
Space
Space
Rush.
Rush.
Yeah,
That
it was
was
card
a,
only
yeah, it was card only.
because skill 2. It was still
because skill
CL,
two-
right?
But
CL
it
plug.
was you swap out for CL, but it took like 35 seconds to do. But it needed her to have faux pas, and I didn't. Also, I saw someone like online type faux pas, and they typed it like
Like faux pas, like with an X.
yeah, they did PHOPAWS, and I'm like, that's not faux pas.
Like
the
you mean like
dish?
the noodles from
Yeah, PHO
like
PAWS,
Vietnamese
I'm like-
noodles soup.
I'm like,
yeah.
no, it's like holy
Well,
cow.
you know,
FGA
as a matter of
FGA is
fact,
good,
that
but I
would
don't
be a
have-
faux
I
pas.
can't use no, because it
Bro.
eats it.
No, actually, I think that's a faux pas as well because it's actually just a typo.
But yeah, I can't use FGA because I use Apple, but I mean it's pretty helpful. I'd imagine. Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Look at-
I might
Alright.
have to tap out soon. I'm getting hella tired.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
we're
Thanks for coming.
done
That
here
yeah,
as well.
it's
Yeah.
like what is it?
Oh yeah, it's we're
1 a.m.
almost at
for
the
you?
4-hour
Yeah.
mark, and it's really late.
Well,
for
we
you
need
Yeah,
guys.
all
it's
more.
4 hour
so we
mark.
can- Oh yeah, I guess there was an intro. Yeah, true. Shout out to you too.
The first time that
Yeah.
the smobcast not ending at 9, where I have to like look for food for. Yeah, anyways.
Look, I recommended when daylight savings time happened, we should move the start time earlier, but Otto was like, no.
I mean,
I think we should start at that time every Sunday.
Well, look. I put the same message in every time, and I want to stay true.
You can
true
change
to
the
that
time.
message.
no,
Yeah, I
guys,
can
this-
change
this is
the
the
time,
run.
but
This is the run.
I don't want to have
Quick
to go.
buster.
I don't want to have to go
I'm
through the
feeling it.
trouble of like telling everyone every time. That's like I almost
you just have
forgot
to tell 'em once.
yesterday.
Well, people will figure it out if you do it consistently.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm trying to do
It's
it
fine, Otto.
consistently. So yeah. Anyways, follow Myst on Twitter and subscribe to him on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not sure why I
Better
started with
subscribe on
follow.
YouTube or else.
I don't really use any other social media stuff. I think
Yeah.
you can join my Discord.
else is there to use?
I guess.
Yeah,
if
he's
that
got a
counts.
Discord server as well. Sometimes it's fun. It's fun to look over there and see what kind of
Avoid
text
the
they
NA
have.
discussion though if you want to
Oh,
save
yeah.
brain cells. It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
unhinged.
No.
How bad does it get?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty bad at times.
Yeah, I remember.
Most of the time,
with
considering the chat is called NA discussion, you'd be surprised how little it has to do with FGO NA discussion. I'm just gonna say
Oh, no, I
that.
can't
That is
understand.
actually the exact same as our NA chat. Like
That's
I had
but
to
that's
warn a
literally
guy-
just because of one
Yeah,
person.
maybe it's just NA players being like that. I don't know.
That's
I mean,
literally
yeah,
just
true.
one
There's
guy
just one
though.
guy though.
And
Yeah,
it's not even that one
keeps
guy.
posting. He keeps posting like not unrelated shit in NA.
And he's been warned, and he can't keep
No,
getting
he
away
stopped.
with
He
this.
stopped. He
Oh, he did?
stopped. I told him if I catch him doing it again, I'm fucking kicking him. So there you go.
There you go. Now the drama title is even more legit.
Ooh. Excess
make sure
use
to make this
of
the most drama-filled episode ever.
force.
This
Oh, yeah.
was an episode of all time. You
Oh,
can use
also-
that as the title as well.
Yeah, I also
There's a lot of
have-
potential titles for this episode.
Look at that
Yeah.
healthy
That'll
discussion
figure
about how Cuckoo can min-turn Sir Nunes. Awesome.
I've also got a thing to promote for myself
13
here. I got a video coming out later this week. It's incredible. A non-smobcast video coming out.
Nani?
It's gonna be about dog shit buffs. It's gonna be great.
Whoa.
See,
Oh,
I
look
have a
forward to
buff
that.
idea. I have a buff idea for Koyan Dark.